Rennie's like practices on the way in the closet.
It's going. Oh. All right, Rennie. What'd you say your name was?
Chooch.
All right, I need you to turn that hat around backwards. And I'm just like, that's my boy. That's my boy. You from up NorCal, huh?
Yeah, I'm from Hayward.
Hayward? Okay.
Yeah, Hayward,
Fuck.
California.
That's
Born
right
and
there
raised
south of
California.
Oakland, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Been there plenty of times. Ron Sims is out there.
He's a Texas boy now.
Yeah. Anyway.
You're a Texas boy.
I feel like a lot of people from NorCal are trying to get here, and you're trying to get out of here. So that's a different situation.
Yeah, a lot of people are coming out here. I'm like, yeah, man, I've been here for 8 years. So
Oh, yeah.
I've had my fun. I mean, I don't mind it. I love Texas, but just
Yeah.
trying to get closer to family. So.
Oh, yeah, I hear you on that. Well, Rennie, thanks for coming in short notice. I'm going to get all this drugs off the table that you guys left behind. But, no, thanks for coming in. I hit you up this morning. It was like, hey, I felt obligated, both as a friend and whatnot, to have you on here to talk about the Lone Star Campout this coming up weekend. Things are all aligning for me in the stars and the planets, so where I should be 100% good for Friday and Saturday. It landed on a weekend I don't have my son, which I wouldn't mind taking my son to it anyway, but then I don't lean into the event as much as I would if I'm not with my kid. And everybody that went last year said they had a blast, so, you know.
I brought my kids out last year for the last night.
Yeah.
Just so they can come, like, experience it, you know, meet the friends.
Yeah.
Camp, do something different, you know what I mean? But definitely this year I feel like don't bring your kids.
Yeah.
Fuck, really? I was going to bring my uncle and shit.
You bring his uncle.
Family's good.
I guess I gotta cancel.
Told his uncles there'll be a bunch of kids there he could touch.
Fucking grandma and shit, dude. Thanks, tell me now, bro.
Bring Noah so she can come take care of them.
Yeah, but no, I think it's cool, man. Like a lot of people had fun. I didn't get a chance to go last year. I don't know what I was doing. It sucks because like I didn't go to like Southern Throwdown last year. I went this year. Didn't really have a great time, but it wasn't their fault. On pictures.
There was a time when I was literally sitting in my garage. I was like, "Fuck, if I could go right now, I'd jump on this bike."
It was kind of dead.
I even looked at like the time and the GPS and I mapped it. And I was like, "I can get away with it." I was like, "Nah."
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
The place has so much potential out there at Yellow Rose Canyon, but it's just so big. So when you have a smaller event like Throwdown was, it's so spread out that it doesn't look like anything's going. Like there has to be a way of kind of getting people to all come together. You know what I mean?
And that's like so the thing that worked out about the camp out last year and what the sweet thing about that spot is because there's like a main stage, but there's a pavilion.
Yeah.
And so we all just kind of
Kick it in there.
right there, and then that's where like the river entrance is right there as well. And then you know there's an ice house on site. There's a steakhouse on site.
Nice.
So everything's like right there. You really don't have to leave. So
Yeah, and it's the campground's more like how someone put it a certain way. It is a campground, right?
Yeah.
But it's got like resort kind of vibes. Is that kind of what it is? Like more of a what's the word I'm looking for?
It's not based towards like motorcycle camping. It's
So-
like RV camping. So like the clientele that normally would have went there is like not the $5 a night guy who's just gonna kick it in the dirt.
So how are they with all the bikes there though?
They love it. So
Okay.
while it's not a campground for that, it is an event center. So like the
Okay.
technical name of where it's at is Apache Pass Event Center. Back in the day, they used to do something called Ride to the River there. That's where I was turned on to the event or the actual the site.
Yeah.
So my mentor, who's taught me everything I know about Harley Davidsons and like working on them, like the true mechanicking side of things.
Yeah.
He was the one that put on the Ride to the River. So when I got back from Sturgis last year, he was like, "Hey man, like if you thought that was cool, that campground I was describing, you know where we were at, Days End, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was describing that place. He's like, "Dude, that reminds me of Apache Pass." I was like, "What is that?" And so he starts going into the details, and then come to find out, he was the one that put the event. He's like, "Man, it'd be cool to have all the bikes back out there."
Yeah.
He used to have 1,000 people there. On the weekend.
When did he stop doing it?
He must have stopped probably like 2006.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
I wonder what the hell, yeah, brothers.
Yeah, but I always wonder, like, what is that for a guy like him, or an event like that? Like, once you hit 1,000 people or whatever, like, what makes you want to stop it? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, his situation when he stopped was a little bit different.
yeah,
The whole business thing what he was involved with kind of went south. So his whole stop is no longer in existence. But yeah, I guarantee you, if they could have kept going, they probably would have.
Yeah, because I know like clubs sometimes like that's what killed Giddy Up was all the club politics that was going on with all those guys. But yeah, there's so many events that kind of fall off, and you wonder why. Because, if like a camp out, like we've always said from day one, it's not about having numbers, because if you got 5 dudes there, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah. So last year, I think the official count was 28 or 32 or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was 28 dudes that I knew pretty much their names, their faces,
Yeah.
and we all hung out the entire time. It wasn't like there was 28 people over there and 28 people over there. It was, hey, we're 28 people that are going to do this together. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This year, it's going to probably double in its size.
Yeah.
Already,
That's usually how it does. Yeah.
And then I'm going to just be done with it. So this is the last year I'm going to do it.
Why?
I'm going to change it up a little bit. So instead of doing a ride to a certain spot, it's going to be like a, hey, we're going to a spot and you can join us on this ride.
Yeah.
More of a smaller, more intimate.
Like a run?
Not a run.
Okay.
I feel like a run is more of like, hey, we're all kind of welcome type deal.
Yeah.
Whereas it's going to be like, hey, and we're doing this together, right? Where it's like, hey, no, we're going to go to this spot, get your people together from your area, and let's just all meet up at this one spot. And that spot's going to travel. So one year it might be twice a year that we do this. One year it might be once a year that we do this.
Yeah.
But it'll be just different spots that I would have found or friends would have found through riding that we just want to share.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's actually a cool idea because, that riding aspect, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's, so like originally when I wanted to do the camp out, I wanted to support something local in Texas.
Yeah.
So I was born in Austin, Texas, full, all blood, right? But I wanted to have something that I could showcase locally.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what was really appealing to the Apache Pass deal.
You said move the mic closer to you. Can't hear.
Sorry, his mic was turned off.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Dang. All right,
so
cool.
just repeat everything you said, dog.
Yeah,
It's
I
only
guess
6 minutes.
it'd be all right.
It's all good.
But yes, what I was saying was I wanted to showcase an event center or something local to Texas. So the appeal is still there to go. But like I said, it's going to be last year. Just to recap, last 6 minutes of people that couldn't hear. But yeah, so this is going to be last year. We're going to start doing something like a traveling event where, we'll pick a destination that either I've found through riding or friends have found, or just a really cool spot that maybe I've never been to and I'd like to go. And, get your buddies from your state, your area, whatever, and you guys mob down there. It's not going to be a run where we all ride together, nothing like that.
Are you going to try to keep it Texas-based or kind of just anywhere in the vicinity of Texas?
Anywhere, honestly. Okay. It'll probably start off a couple good spots in Texas because there are some good stuff out here that I feel like people don't really realize. Yeah. Like, even where I'm at, like the hill country, there's stuff out there that's been past events and stuff, and, what's coming up next year is going to be the hills. So yeah. That's cool that they're showcasing what's around there.
That's one thing. That's a unique thing that they did that definitely inspired me on, our bike night page and stuff, which I haven't done it. But, I love how Texas Hills started doing that, where they were like, hey, check out this bar. I think Riley's Tavern. It's the oldest bar in Texas.
Yeah.
And cool. All these other cool. It just kind of brings this complete, attraction towards the whole area.
Yeah, it's a different way of putting an event together, I guess. Just like when we got here, I was like, hey, we got here a little early. What can we do to waste time?
All we have is Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's just like, yeah. So it's like, while you're in that area, maybe you're hot. I don't know what's going on at the event. Maybe you want to go do something. You want to go ride. Maybe you're on the way in and you're like, hey, man, I'm not ready yet. Whatever. But there's a lot of stuff to do. Yeah. So that's kind of why this is going to be the last year. But it's going to be a good year.
It's going to be the last year of this, but it's going to turn into something else.
Yeah, it's going to evolve like anything else, yeah.
Now, I get it. This year we had over 1,000 at our camp out, and it's definitely it's a great feeling of me and my friends to have hosted an event like that that's now gotten that big, and now it's kind of more of a challenge. How do we make it feel intimate every year? Now, how do we make it feel like when people are getting there, they still get to meet everybody and hang out? And some of it's just it's not possible, right? But all of us, we're standing on the stage, we're out there all fucking night, we're doing everything we can to be accessible as possible. Not that people are riding there to meet us, but if you don't have a lot of homies or you rode solo, you want to meet people there.
Yeah,
right?
you'll definitely meet people up.
And one thing that we've always done is someone tells us where they rode in from, and if we notice they might have rode solo, it's like, hey, well, homeboy's from Colorado too. You should link up with him and y'all could ride back together or something like that.
And that's kind of the same concept that I want to do for the next one. Yeah. It's you may not know anybody, but maybe somebody else doesn't know that you even exist, and maybe
Yeah.
I'll link up. You know,
Yeah.
like he was right down the road from me for years. I had no idea. Finally link up, and you know, now a new buddy that we can go ride with and, you know, hang out, and I can show him different stuff. He shows
Yeah.
me different, you know, subcultures inside of this scene, I guess.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
So how is Austin scene? Or y'all are more north of Austin than anything.
yeah, so technically I'm in Leander, which
Yeah.
is the border of like Austin north,
Yeah.
like super north, right before you get to like Georgetown and all that. So I'm like right to Cedar Park, all that area. But the scene is, there's not one. I mean, I feel like the people that are involved in the Austin area are people that either own shops like Mark, you know, or they're people that work too much or
Yeah.
whatever it might be. But there's also nowhere to really go. Like there are bike nights
Yeah.
that bars host and stuff, but you might get 2 Sportsters out front.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be, there's nobody who's willing, I guess, to maybe go out.
Yeah, well, do you think the traffic has anything to do with that? Like, well, people like commute a lot for work, and then they sit in traffic all fucking day, and then they get home, and it's like, oh shit. Like,
Yeah, it's definitely area
30 minutes
based.
get back to bike night because they shut bike night down at 9.
Yeah, it's definitely
You know?
area based because like the only thing you can really do is go like downtown, right? 6th Street, all that crap, right?
And that's like a shit show. Isn't
It is a shit show.
that.
So Austin is just totally turned into a shit show. So I personally, I really don't go down there, right?
Yeah.
If I go hang out, it's going to be on the east side. You know, it might be downtown Round Rock because that's where my brother lives.
Yeah.
But there's nobody mobbing bikes around like that. You know, it's a bunch of
Shit ton of supermotos.
yeah, supermotos, Groms. You know, like he turned me on to like the stunt scene that was in Austin. But there's 2 dudes on Harleys and the rest are sport bikes.
Yeah.
So it's like
Well, that just takes time, though.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the dudes that are like some of the best guys in Dallas were sport bike guys. It just kind of like, all right, well.
yeah, it evolves.
I mean, it seemed like the sport bike stunt scene, like, for them to like evolve and get to the next point of attention, like you had to do it on a Harley because they pretty much are all switching over.
yeah.
And,
And there's a shock factor
mean,
when you see a Harley doing this going down.
There still is, like, for us on social media that see it all the time or at bike events that we go to, we're kind of like, all right, dude, another Willie, we get it.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, like, when people do see it on a Harley in real life, it still is a wow factor.
Yeah.
All
You know
it
what I'm
takes
saying?
is like 2 or 3 dudes in one city, and then it just blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so because I've just kind of been keeping my head down, I did want to put together a bike night situation, but due to some uncontrollable circumstances, it's not an option at the moment. But it is something in the future I'd like to do, maybe just once a month, not once a week, because it can't handle it.
Yeah. Trust me, it's tough, man. We're kind of fortunate because, you know, our bike night's been pretty strong forever, but it has its waves. Sometimes it's the wildest fucking thing you've ever been to, and sometimes it's 3 people saying, I guess not tonight, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, you have it, and I
Yeah.
think consistency is the key. You know what I mean? That's with anything, though.
Oh, for sure. 100%. Yeah, so that's cool, man. I like the idea of doing some kind of like riding to event or just making it to where you're all kind of converging. That's how the Hot Bike Tour was a long time ago. Like they had one where they would meet and they would start mobbing in these different places together.
Yep.
But then it got to a point where they would just all like converge in like Johnson City, Tennessee. And so there's tons of badass riding between here and there. You know, you got the Smokies and all that mess. So it was kind of like, you know, I'd ride out to Birmingham and then link up with somebody coming from Florida, and then we'd ride the rest of the way together. So it just kind of was fun like that.
Yeah, the old magazines and like the old like biker shops back in the day used to do something very similar. Like in the early '90s, late '80s, that was like really big. Was like the traveling chopper show type deal.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I lean into, like the more old school stuff.
Yeah.
Hence the name, you know. So I get really inspired by the old stuff because you can do modern things with it and still make it cool.
Yeah, and that's kind of they definitely figured it out. Like nothing that even we done with the Campout, we didn't invent that. That shit is just regurgitated motorcycle culture.
It's like, hey, dude, we're going here. We'll be there till this day. If you want to come, you know, come. If you don't, then whatever, right?
I think it is important though to take those old values things and just put like slap a new, you know, new logo on it with some newer bikes or a trendier thing.
It's like framing up an FXR.
I had to say, you know, it's better if everybody's fuel injected. That way you're not spending the whole event working on people's shit. But no, I'm just fucking with you. It's so it kind of makes people that maybe weren't around for all that history or know much about it to be like, oh, that looks fun. It appeals to me now.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to, you know, a big extreme hell yeah brother event like Rot Rally or something like that is trust me, you can have a blast at Rock Rally, but you just got to go in there with Rock Rally goggles. Like,
In a golf cart.
yeah.
I've never been to Rock Rally. I will never go to Rock Rally.
I've had a fucking blast there, but I didn't ride.
Yeah.
You know, it was actually on my Gold FXR. I remember I had to get it down there, and I left Saturday to get it to the show like early in the morning. Couldn't get the brakes to bleed. I had Tokikos on it.
It's always
they're
the
the
brakes.
ones where you have to like put them higher than the master cylinder to get
It's
them to
always
bleed.
the brakes.
So I couldn't get the brakes to bleed. So I just had to trailer it down there, which it's fucking 150 miles. So everybody calm down.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to Mark down there because he was down there too. He had set up a booth and everything. Because at the time, like they were doing it in like this expo center, and the whole inside. So this is where the AC and all that shit was. It was all set up for a performance motorcycle show. And so we were all kind of their version of invited builders and stuff. And then Mark had a booth. Schultz was there painting. That's when I met Scott from Simpson and started that relationship.
Yeah.
All at that
So that was
Rock Rally
early.
event. That was 17.
Okay, yeah. Because I don't think I met y'all till like 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that
Yeah.
Simpson Campout deal.
Yeah, I remember when you showed up to that one. That was a good time.
That was a good time. I was sitting at work and it was like, I'm about to bump out of here in like 30 minutes. It's 4 hours. I was like,
Is that the one we sacrificed that helmet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the first one. I just pulled up in the middle of the night. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know a single soul. I rode by myself.
Yeah.
And y'all were like, we're over here, bud.
You were there. That was when you just got the Dyna, right?
Yeah, I bought that blue Dyna and rode it from the dealership straight to the camp out.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
For some reason, I remember everything attached to when my friends bought a new bike. Like, I remember the day that I actually went with Kyle to go get the Road Glide when he bought that. We rode to Giddy Up together, and he went to go get his bars put on by Mark, T-bars or whatever. But, yeah, I don't know. I remember shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like not when your kids were born, but I remember the day you got your
I
bike.
can't remember a lot of that kind of shit. I can remember a whole lot of dumb shit like torque specs and years
Yeah.
for trannies and all kinds of stupid shit. But my wife's like, hey, what's our anniversary again? I'm like, this is a trick question. I'm like, I don't know. Why are you asking me?
Yeah. Mine's easy. It's always next to her birthday, so it comes in twos.
Sounds expensive.
Well, I just like tell her, it's like, look, you can get me something for our anniversary. We can just cancel that one out, and I'll just get you a
Just
birthday.
be even.
Just have one big fucking.
Yeah.
Be even on it.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's fun, but no, I think that's dope, man. Even after talking to Adam, a couple weeks back about like the run to Terralingua, I don't know. I guess
he's going there now.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's
He's
weird.
addicted, dude. When he was on here talking about it, he was like this under the table.
Torqued up.
Yeah, his shit was rising. I was like, damn, I gotta cut this off.
No, it is. I'm looking forward to it, man. But my eyes have been set outside of Texas for so long, for the last couple of years. Like everything's been about somewhere else, and sometimes looking within and figuring out all these rad spots that are like weekend rips. We've been talking about it for the last 2 years about how we want to do like 3-day weekend things, and we just never do it because finding even between like what was it? The weekend before last was Southern Throwdown,
yeah.
And then this weekend was
The Lonely Star.
Milwaukee.
Well, also Lonely Star. So local. So
Yeah.
like what you were saying, supporting local stuff. Like not just the events, but like the people that are doing rad shit, right?
Yeah.
So like there's a handful of people, 2 handfuls of people at this point that are in the state of Texas that I don't think anybody even really knows.
Yeah.
Are kicking out what they're kicking out. Not even motorcycle related, but just fabricators doing cool stuff, welders that are actually welding frames for people and then sending them to California. That kind of stuff is all happening here.
Shit, in San Antonio, because I'm always in San Antonio, there's a whole bunch of badass dudes with badass bikes, but you'll never know about them.
Yeah,
because
they're just
on
not out there
Instagram
like
or
that,
anything,
yeah.
And you just be riding.
And it
like,
sucks
holy
for them
shit.
because you're like, hey, man, you're kind of underrated. Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of the conversation we've had for years. It's like it's not my job to know who you are.
right.
Yeah.
It's your job to make
but like
yourself
the shows
known.
that are coming up and the shows that have been in the previous, that are Texas-based shows should do that.
Yeah, I mean,
more than
I
just where
always-
you're going. It's like the people that you're having.
with that Lonely
Star Roundup.
that
yeah.
was fucking Jesse James'
Yeah,
deal, right?
Jesse James deal, yeah. But it was super dope. They had like the old school car clubs out there all set up. They had some bikes there. They had like a dude with a 350 Chevy motor
Some
on a
dude.
trike that he built from scratch, and he's had a stroke and that's why he's riding it. Like super dope stuff,
Yeah, but he can just put one post up and everybody's gonna come to that.
Yeah.
But you know, all the other smaller events, like all these other smaller scenes, the only other thing that I always try to like iterate is if these guys also aren't big on social media, then they can come to the FASTLIFE Campout.
Yeah.
You know, then we can meet them and know about them, or they can go to, you know, some of these other events. I guess they might go to the HTX block parties and things like that. I haven't actually had a chance to make one of those because of
Dude, they're dope.
scheduling. Yeah,
Yeah, they're dope too.
but I mean, it's one
Houston's
of those deals.
got a scene though.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of that has to do with the fact that there's a lot of other cities that's been supporting them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's kind of like I said, to not to circle back, but that's what did inspire me wanting to do, you know, this camp out.
Yeah, I remember
in
because we
Texas.
used to talk all kinds of shit about Austin being
Yeah, you know, and that's
always good dudes like you, Cheeks, and fucking you know, goddamn Charles.
There's Charles,
Yeah.
but he's like, you know, down in San Antonio.
Seguin.
But there's you know, there's Chris, there's Charles, there's this fool now, but he's a little bit more north. But there are people there that are kicking out shit, you know.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess it's one of those deals where the more, you know, like I was just saying about how us, like we're looking at all these events and we're making our, like, we have our little group of friends. We have a presence of them in Milwaukee, even though I couldn't be there. There's still Jive Ass Honky and Big Will Cody and Jetty up there, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, same thing. Like we have people that are going to the Smokies. So it's like our group of friends, like we kind of disperse and support everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That way, you know, if Jive Ass Honky comes back, if Kyle comes back and it's like, yo, dude, I had a blast this time, then he tells me and then I regurgitate it on the podcast.
Yeah.
And then, hey, those guys are rad, then I know about them. You know? I've been getting a lot of the weird sideways shit online where people are getting butthurt because I haven't asked them to be on a podcast yet. But it's like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you like this, and this is just my experience for where I'm at right now with my business, right?
Yeah.
I don't have time. Like, I don't have time to sit there and pick a song. I don't have time to sit there and pick the hashtag. I don't have time to sit there and do shit except for bust my phone, hit a quick story about, hey, this is what I'm working on, or this is what's going on with this part, or whatever, and I'm out. Because literally, it's just me. Like, that's that post I recently put out. I was just laying there in bed, and I was just, like, in my mind, just racking up all this stuff, coming off of building a bike for a customer, a full frame up for the first time, you know, for a customer. You know, building all the stuff, my bike, you know, I'm working on his, I'm working on, you know, a bunch of little bikes at the same time. I was just like, man, it's just me. You know, I get people that they'll buy a part or a pipe or whatever, and they're like, 4 days later, hey man, what's up? I'm like, calm down. As long as you put your email address on your order, you're going to get an email saying, hey, it's on the way. Like, it's just me. Like, so it's hard for, I guess, maybe people like myself or like Mark that's in the area in Austin to go, hey, let's grow the scene. You know what I mean? Or, hey, let's go hang out. Or, hey, let's get together. Well, it's like, hey, when I'm not working, I'm with my family. So it's like, when I do get to go hang out, it's like this real quick, you know, last minute, hey, dude, you're right. I got some time. Let's go. You know, he comes over and, you know, we hang out in the garage or whatever. But, like, usually it's because there's a UFC fight on and I'm, like, probably working on something real quick, getting a bike done and then moving
Those are
out.
some of the best fucking nights to, like, hang out in the garage, wrenching with the radio or a podcast or something on a watch. Like, I know what you mean. I love that shit.
That's why I do what I do. But I would love for, you know, anybody, if anybody's listening in Austin and you want to hang out or stop by or whatever, like, dude, please reach out. Like, let's get together. Let's do something. There's so many rad spots to meet up in Austin and just get together with, you know, the background. If you want to come out and take a picture of your bike, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Jaden's got a taco spot he likes to go to randomly and just ride down there.
Which one's that?
Hold on, I have to look it up. Put me on the spot.
He was leaned back, dude. He was chilling. He was like, oh, this fucking.
Well, no, I get it that, you know, it's a lot for everybody, and trust me, it's like I'm not doing it by myself.
Yeah, for
sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I have my friends that help and whatnot, and I kind of structured my life to be available on Tuesdays for bike night. So, every once in a while, like I haven't made the Fort Worth bike night as much, but I've been trying to be more regular there as I can. So
Cisco's is the place. Yeah, it's just solid. It's not necessarily tacos. It's just a great old Mexican joint. That's really solid.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get how complicated it could be, you know, especially when you don't have a scene and, you know, but that all I can say is that, you know, if someone does step up and try to do it, to try to be supportive of that person.
Yeah.
And not like I see this shit all the time where someone comes along and finally makes that step and then someone sees it's possible, so then they come up and try to do something too. And now instead of just supporting each other, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And so like what you were saying is like you have that support, right? So like that's the concept I took this year versus last year on the Campout was I delegated some stuff, right? So my buddy James, he's like super managed, like superhero guy. Like that's what he does for a living. He manages stuff. So I put him in charge of, trying to find us beer sponsor or liquor sponsor or whatever, right? So he's dealing with that. And then on the way up here, he came up with an idea, and I was just like, yeah, dude, run with it. If you want to have bikes come out there and you have a little bike show, dude, run it.
Do it. Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Like, let's all come together for this one thing and make it, bigger than what it could be if it was just me. Because it's not just about me and what Renny can do or whatever. It's like, what can we all do to come together and just enjoy like the team effort, so to speak.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Trying to get more people together to kind of take on roles and shit, and kind of alleviate some of that, pressure and shit like that. I mean, that's kind of, we're dealing with the same thing. I mean, we've got a great team of dudes, but now we're at a point now where we have, money involved.
Yeah.
So that's where it's getting to the point where, okay, well, not everybody can make money on this thing.
Right.
It's not, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
But, we're still working out all those kinks and whatnot. But I like the we always say it at our Campout, like, we like the concept of like smaller, like the Simpson Campout was.
Yeah, and that's really what
we want to do, some of that, but also have like those ones that where it's like, you've been to the Campout enough to know it's like everybody that you talk to online is all in one spot for the first time. You know what I mean? And it's almost overwhelming. It's like SEMA.
It is overwhelming.
Right? It's like SEMA in the aspect that there's so much you need to, like, so many people you want to talk to and so much you want to do while you're there, but it's only 3 fucking days.
Right.
And so you're like, fuck, man, I wanted to go do the Talamina ride, but I got wrapped up into all this conversation and hanging out with this group, and I still wanted to meet this guy.
Right.
And I wanted to, you know what I mean?
Fran's got me drunk on mimosas at 9 o'clock Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Friday morning.
Dude, y'all were out. I came looking and all I heard was
That was Big Will Cody last year. He got so fucked up that he was out for an entire day.
Jeez.
So yeah, I know what you mean, man. Like it does take a community to make great events happen like that.
Yeah.
So
and I'm still in a position to where there's a lot of growth that's happening. So I don't have that much more time even. So putting this camp out together is going to be fun, but it's going to be kind of like all right, we did it, and then
move on.
Yeah.
You want to get to the point though where it's still fun and we're not fucking stressing out and shit during the
Right.
Yeah.
If it
That's
gets
another
too
big
big,
thing
you
is
gotta
like-
start worrying about hope this goes right, this goes right.
Yeah.
You just want to have fun.
Yeah, I definitely get on that level. So for us, like, we've been fortunate because Sandoval's entire staff takes care of most of the things that would be responsible.
Yeah.
You know?
And so the first year that I did it, I don't know if the guy was overly excited or if he was just like shocked that somebody was interested in having something come out there, because this place hadn't been in the limelight in years. It was it was pretty hometown, small country. Like, the only way they survived was because of the steakhouse and because of that bar.
Yeah.
But this property behind it was just there. So now, like, this year versus last year, the first year he supplied like his own porta potties. He had his own staff working the gate. He had his own maintenance guy walking around taking the trash out. There, it was set up.
Yeah.
Whereas this year he's like, hey, you're responsible for all that. Plus, I want money up front. Plus, I want money per person. Oh, and sign this waiver and all this craziness, where I'm like,
oh yeah, I wouldn't do it again after that.
right. So now I'm like, okay, you're not going to take the fun out of it. We're still going to have fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be it's going to be a ball. But it just added stress and now took away why I started it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why I wanted to do this. So it's just going to change. It's not, it's not going to go away where it's like, hey, we're not going to be able to do this. It's just.
That's crazy. So he wants the gate and he wants a up front. That is
But
sounds like you're getting shook down,
Sounds
dude.
like you're getting taken advantage of, dog.
That's fine. I mean, it's all good. I mean, at this point where we're at, like, I'd be.
That's my bike, punk.
Yeah. I mean, it's all good, right? Like, again, back to like supporting, right? So I signed up for it. Cool, whatever. Let's do it.
No, it sucks, man. It sucks that, like I've always told people, finding a good venue is kind of, and you found a good venue because he was everything he needed to be last year, and now this year, you're just.
And the place is dope. It has like the country's largest and longest Indiana Jones style bridge. which is kind of cool,
Okay.
right? You know, you want to do whatever, go up
Is
there.
it
and
safe?
It's very safe. Yeah, I mean, it's a
Down there
dope
or
place
what?
to like take pictures of your bike on this bridge. The river's right there.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
dope. Like we did some drag racing out front. It was
Yeah.
dope.
Well, so does he have anywhere to piss and all that stuff?
Yeah. No, so there's hot showers on site. There's
Okay.
restrooms on site. There's going to be a bar on site for the camp itself. So anybody who's listening, if you're coming, you don't have to go to the bar to get your
Yeah.
drinks. We'll have a camp bar set up for y'all.
Yeah,
so.
my wife was interested in coming down, so I wanted to. She needs a little more amenities, and
Yeah, my wife was there last year.
Yeah,
She's coming
so,
again this
okay.
year. There's showers.
yeah, I'm hoping that after all the money that Sandoval made off us last year, we can get some of those Sturgis quality showers at the Campout.
Yeah, or
that
a
shit would
toilet.
change. That would change the
The
game.
toilet where the door doesn't close, like right on your knee.
Yeah.
But that little like RV toilet thing he had set up.
Yeah.
Man, everybody was asleep on that thing, dude.
I took a shower in there last year.
I was in there laying dunkers, bro, and everybody was at the campsite like, I'm in line. I was like, yeah.
My body knows when I go to that camp out. Like, I ain't shitting for a couple of days.
Well, I was
when
there
you go
for a
to-
couple days.
It's like when you go to jail and you're in the holding tank for a long time. It's like,
well,
I'm not
that's
shitting
different.
in that toilet.
Yeah, that's
While
totally
everybody's
different.
looking at me. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's different.
That fucking bologna sandwich is coming out.
Yeah, for real.
but yeah, I don't know. I've been pretty good. Or when we go like on a ride somewhere, I'd shit in one of the restaurants.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you don't shit at the gas stations. You hold that shit in.
Bro, walking into a restaurant with a nice bathroom is fucking.
Oh shit! I got my own. Like anytime you walk in, especially a gas station that has like some privacy stall type shit.
Yeah.
Not some like divider walls, but like a straight
Straight
room,
up. Yeah, like
like where you have a doorknob and,
and the
shit.
rail.
You're like, oh shit! I ain't
And
never
the
leaving
one with
this.
the rail in it, when it has a rail
Some
in it, dude, you
elevator
know you're
music
good.
and
Yeah.
shit.
You got space in that bitch. You're like, dude, I'll bring my bike in here and everything.
Like a Buc-ee's.
Yeah, like a
like a
Buc-ee's.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
All
sure.
you
like
got.
a
The
Buc-ee's.
only thing gas stations are sleeping on, like they give you this toilet paper that's essentially see through,
Yeah.
and it doesn't do anything, and you have to use so much of it. At least for me, because I take grown up shits.
I'm bougie. I'll bring my own wipes, dude.
Yeah, I'm at that point now, which is weird because I feel like my grandfather be turning over his grave knowing that I use baby wipes every once in a while to clean my ass.
Hey, it's better than wiping
Renny also
shit
sits
off
down and pees. So.
your- Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Sometimes you can't stand up, man.
Dude, I'm
There's nothing about you, even dude wipes. It says dude wipes on it. There's nothing manly about it.
No, for sure. Every time like I'm at a gas station or whatever, and James is with me or anybody's with me, and I'm like digging, you hear, I just hand them out. Just walk my, hey, need one? No, you good? All right, fuck it then. I'll keep these bitches to myself.
I still after I use one of those, I still come back with a normal toilet paper, so I don't have that wet feeling in between my butt
Yeah.
cheeks.
That 300-mile wet ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever used a bidet?
No, but that sounds awesome.
No, but I'm not gonna lie. I've looked them up several times. Like those late night, last minute Amazon weird buys. You're like, I read some reviews. I'm like,
Yeah.
I might do that one day.
I was in Korea for a while, and they had those toilets. I shoot the fucking water straight
That's
up your
what we're talking
ass.
about. Yeah, the
Oh,
bidet.
that's what
It's a
called?
bidet.
Yeah.
I don't
How
know.
was it?
I don't know
We
what
get it,
they're called.
California.
How was it?
It was. I don't even.
So I came.
So it happened. So
he felt violated.
I didn't know how to
He was
fucking.
asking
I didn't know
him.
how to turn it off. Got up. It was like water everywhere and shit.
Jesus, you're in that thing riding
Just
it.
hitting you right at your taint.
Yeah,
Just like, all right.
I'm not even gonna lie, dude. I was pretty nervous before I pressed the button. I was like, "Fuck." Dude.
You know if I was gonna suck you in or spit you out.
Yeah.
Oh man, no. Well, that's probably the one thing. Like when you find those campgrounds that have like nice places, it just makes it more comfortable to be there. You know what I'm saying?
And what's cool is there's the restaurant too. So
Yeah.
you don't want to leave, right?
Yeah.
When you get to a spot, you set your tent up. Maybe you do want to go run up to the gas station. Maybe you forgot your cigarettes or whatever. But you want there to be beer or water or whatever. And you want there to be food or whatever. And that's all there. And that's what really appealed. And there's multiple stages. So I looked at this place and said, okay, if this grew one day to that 1,000 people, could it support it and still like be fun?
Be fun, yeah.
And have multiple stuff going on at the same time. And it could.
Yeah.
But the way that he started to want to do business, just for me, where I'm at with it, it didn't make sense. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. He needs to be more open-minded to like this is a good way for get people that don't know about this place that
Yeah.
might decide to come there with their family or something afterwards. So it's really
Yeah.
just more of a marketing thing for him. It's an advertisement, right?
Yeah, he told me, he was like, when y'all were here, that's the most money we've made in a weekend at the bar in years. And I was like, okay, dope. Like, hell yeah, man. Like, fuck. Let's
So
go.
I wonder why he's this
Well, we got a little rowdy. and some stuff happened out front.
Did you beat him up?
No, I didn't beat him up.
Give me
Ready,
Indian
ready.
buddy.
Nah, some stuff happened out front. Somebody went down or whatever, and he, got all butthurt about it or whatever.
Got worried?
Yeah.
Like he was gonna get sued or
liable
something.
or whatever. But, just have waivers. That's what we're doing this year. So.
We got
Yeah, if
waivers?
anybody, true.
Waiver stock. Oh shit.
Yeah, if you didn't know, we have waivers this year
So
at the Campout.
when somebody had a bright idea at the camp out this year to let those guys snort the ghost peppers.
Oh, my God, dude.
And my dumbass brother thought it was a great idea to run around going, Jason get sued for that. Jason get sued. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Why are you implanting this kind of shit? First off, if they did try to pull, we just beat them up. Like,
Old school style.
yeah, it's sock and
Pull
soap.
the tank. The tank's just like,
Yeah.
It's like, bro, come on, man. You chose to do that for a fucking Lexin.
Hey, he sure did.
Air pump.
There's a lot of people that do a lot of weird shit for Alexa nowadays, apparently.
I think I owe somebody a helmet for it. Like, it's like, oh, man, I'll buy you a helmet. Just don't sue me.
Oh, you just
Still
reminded
didn't
him.
ever get
Just
it.
reminded him.
But yeah, that I mean, at the same time, it's dude, it's
said-
on video.
So you said you are coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Okay.
there. We got it all on video. The dude chose to do it. He could have said no, I don't want to.
That way I can block off on my schedule to help set your tent up.
Thank you.
Every time I seen you camp out, dude, your tent is as big as your shop.
Yeah, that's only when my wife goes.
Yeah.
Because she needs to have like an air mattress, queen mattress. She's got 4 sheets on it. Like as a dude, like I just need one big blanket on top of a mattress. I'll do a fitted sheet on the mattress, right?
Yeah.
Not that heathen, but when you like get in there and there was another sheet you forgot to get under because she tucked it all in so tight. You know what I mean?
I've never went camping with a mattress,
yeah.
so I have no sheets.
I like the sleep on the ground aspect, but with our camp out, I want everybody there, like my wife, to be comfortable.
Yeah, for sure. You want Justin to show up.
Yeah, Justin. Justin don't even camp anymore.
He just owns that place.
Yeah.
He's literally like part owner of that place. He collects rent.
But no, I like that aspect of just camping. Like down south is not really the camping vibe either. It's a badass place and I have a good time there, but
Yeah.
it's not set up like a camp out the way like ours is.
Yeah.
And I'll see how yours is this
Yeah,
weekend.
it's old school. So bring a tent if
Yeah.
you want to, or sleep in a hammock, or in your truck, or on the ground, or in a van, whatever you want to do. But there's no cabins. There's no
Yeah.
RVs. RVs are across the street, so it's not.
I slept in a hammock at Southern Throwdown, and I didn't take a blanket, and I was scared all night.
Dude, sleeping
I'm
in a
gonna get
hammock.
cold.
Sleeping in a hammock, depending on where you're at, like environment wise, could fuck with you pretty hardcore because
Yeah.
you are like, you're all out there. Like
I
all
had
your
an-
senses are just
I
heightened.
had an extra T-shirt that I threw over me and just kind of like used as a blanket. Ended up being awesome. I didn't sleep as good as I would in my bed, obviously, but I got to see the sunrise, which I never see that shit, and that was pretty dope. And
Especially out there,
oh yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was pretty wild.
and at night too, you don't get all that light pollution. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So yeah, I had a good time, but I like camp. I like the hammock. It's pretty. I just didn't have a wide enough deal, so I was a little bit like
stuffed. Dude, last year
Like
Cody
a
slept.
nutsack.
Dude, last year Cody slept in the hammock that I set up because he just could. I don't know if he didn't bring a tent or if he was just not capable of putting it together with where
This
he was at in
motherfucker didn't
life.
cut- on our trip to the Pacific Northwest, he didn't bring a tent, right?
Yeah, rain suit.
He didn't bring a rain suit, a tent, and probably something else important just because he didn't want to have anything extra on his bike.
I'm surprised he brought his bike. The way, fuck, dude, the way he rides and packs his shit, you're like, dude, really?
Yeah, it's like, what, you're going to need something later, dude.
Yeah, he
Like,
showed up. He just like sat in the hammock and he just was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna sleep right here." I was like, "All right, cool." And he sure did. Shit. And then that night we were fucking with him
he
hardcore.
just deboed your hammock?
Yeah, but we fucked with him for sure.
Poke his butthole? You know how it gets down at the camp.
No, we almost turned him over for sure. A couple times.
But you had like the old school biker games and stuff going on too, right? Did
Yeah.
y'all do that last year?
Yeah.
Like the slow races and
Yeah.
stuff?
Shout out to Dirty Larry.
You won it last year?
Bro, he's the slowest, dirtiest motherfucker, dude. He was just like, he was going so slow that he was like turning his bars like an old, like, you know, those like kid skateboard things you'd have to like wiggle on.
Yeah.
Dude, he was doing that shit, and that was what was moving it, because there was no clutch play. He was just, the bike I felt like wasn't even on.
Yeah.
Like, he was just moving so slow.
To be clear, Dirty Larry's not dirty.
No, he's not
He just
dirty.
does some dirty
He
shit
just does
to
some
your
dirty
old lady.
shit. There's a reason.
Campout when Fam MC showed up?
Which one was that one?
I think that was the COVID year, right? With Fam MC when he was like,
No,
smoking
COVID year. No, I wasn't there for that one.
when he saw that chick with her brother showed up, and her brother was like talking about her sister's butthole or something like that.
Yeah.
And Dirty Larry was trying to have sex with her all night.
That sounds like Dirty Larry.
The sister kept pulling her tits out, and the brother was like, "Oh, there she goes again."
Dude, remember? Never mind. Sturgis ride. The bar that we were at with fucking we pulled up, me and my buddy James, and then some lady. All you hear is, "There's more bikes coming in." And I look up, and there's Larry. He's like, "Hell yeah, come on here, man." I was like, "Nope." We literally turned our shit right back on, and we left. I think we went to like Applebee's and met with y'all or something.
Where at?
That-
at the fucking at Wichita Falls,
Wichita,
north of
there you
Wichita.
go. Yeah, we were like, nope. nope. Gotta go.
Oh, that was a good time.
That was a good time.
We almost lost Larry to Kansas that night.
Yeah.
He almost stayed back. But
He did. He was willing to risk it all too. He heard about the car. He heard about the boat. He heard about the trailer to go with it too. He was like, "Dude, I'm out."
Didn't Larry just split up with his old lady like right after our big trip last year? So he was a single man going to Sturgis last
He
year.
was a city boy.
A city boy, is that what it's called?
City
From the
boy.
country though. He was the country boy who finally got to the city. He was like, "Good God." No, Larry's funny though.
So you didn't do what you call it this year, Sturgis, right?
No, I didn't do it because of my situation. My situation. I would love to be out riding, but
Can't even ride it all?
no.
Damn.
No.
That sucks, man.
I can do test rides, but I just can't ride my own personal bike.
Yeah. So what's the state of the shop? Like, you've been out of your garage for the last couple of years now, and you're moving it into a facility now.
God willing, the creek don't rise, as they say, for sure. So it's in the books, it's in the plans. It's just not on paper, but it's a eye to eye. I've checked the spot out. Mm-hmm. It's in the works. So here in the near future, I'll be moving out of my garage into an actual physical location where you can visit more often, I guess, to hold the capacity of what I'm dealing with, right? So with my garage comes issues like weather. I don't want to put people's bikes in the rain, so then setting up a tarp situation, and then it just doesn't look professional where I'm at. And just to elevate the brand and the business better. Yeah. I am, legally a real business, I guess, but having a physical presence, I feel like is going to be key, just to be able to handle more work,
Yeah. No, it helps, man. Like, trust me, I wish I could go back to my garage.
Yeah, it's there's something special about the garage. Like, I've thought about it plenty of nights where I'm like, should I do this? Should I do this? Because this has been in my mind for a year, damn near. But what's held me back was, it's convenient being in the garage, and then I pop in, take care of the kids real quick, or I pop in, make dinner, and come back, or spend some time with my wife, come back, or make myself lunch, come back. So there's that I'm gonna miss, but I know that it's gonna be all worth it.
Yeah.
So
there's just pros and cons though, because you always want to get out of your house. You're at home every day.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of time, and when you work by
out.
yourself and everything else, like you're in this box all day long.
That drive like to your shop and back home.
Yeah, you get it too. You work out of your garage.
I'm here alone all day, so like I have to go eat lunch around people. Like I can't bring my lunch to work. I feel like I need to go be around people. So I'll go sit down at a restaurant or Buffalo. I eat there a lot, dude. They got a great lunch special, dude.
Yeah, you told me all about it earlier.
They're fucking. They got one of the best hamburgers.
Yeah,
straight up.
Oh shoot,
it's good everywhere.
Food. Speaking of food, I have to keep the ritual going. Where's my shit at?
Here we go. Here we go.
I fucks with these.
I know you do.
Hell yeah.
Brought you some last time.
Vienna.
Had to do it again. We were at the gas station. I picked this up. My brother and Chooch were like, "Bro, are you fucking kidding me?" I was like, "What?" They're like, "Didn't you just eat? What are you doing grabbing this?" I was like, I tried to explain it.
I usually just drink the juice and get rid of the sausages.
Yeah, he was like, I tried to explain it to him.
Gross, dude. You're the new dirty. What's your name again? No,
Dirty
it's
Larry, you're fucking up, bro.
it's nah, man. I grew up fucking poor, dude. So, no, I didn't grow up poor. I hate saying that because it's not true. I just didn't grow up. I grew up where
I ate those growing up. If that tells you anything.
like I know ramen recipes of how to church it up. You know what I'm saying? How to take with these even chop it up,
smash them up, make a sandwich.
But I don't know, man.
I won't eat that again though.
Oh, dude, I still every once in a while.
I don't eat leftovers, bro.
This shit's keto.
That's how traumatized I am.
1 carb, 1 gram of
Throw
carb,
some
baby.
hot sauce on that shit.
Yeah,
Smash it on a cracker.
Dude, I ate a fucking pack of tuna today for lunch, and the only I knew I was gonna have a couple beers, so I was like, "Dude, I got to eat before we get on the podcast." But yeah, I had a fucking long ass day of working. The AC was out, so I didn't know what was going on with that. I was actually worried. I was like, "Fuck, man, we might be doing a old school podcast with the shirts off up in this bitch."
Yeah, for real. I was like, damn, the AC ain't working. Then you finish your sentence. I was like, oh, thank God.
Hank Hill come out, man.
Golly. For real, especially nowadays.
So, yeah, I think the camp out should be fun. I think a lot more people are going to show up this year. I do hate that for the fact that he's kind of being a little bit more Jewy.
It's all right. Like I said, it wasn't supposed to be a big deal. It wasn't supposed to have a bunch of people. It was literally like, that's why if you read about the description,
well, I wonder if maybe he was so accommodating last year because he thought he was going to get more money.
That's what I'm saying.
He
maybe he got a
and
little
now he's
woody.
like, I don't want to spend any more money on my end.
Yeah, he just knows that we're going to show up and just shut the bar down. So he's like, fuck it, show up. I'll take my money and y'all get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's fine. We'll do that. We'll have fun. Be that.
But you can still bring your own beer in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like,
Is it free
so the way,
beer, right?
yeah, it's free. Yeah. So Lone Star gave us a bunch of beer. They did last year. Yeah. So we've got Waterloo sponsoring, water.
Oh, hell yeah.
We've got a camp bar.
Feels great with whiskey.
Does. And so we have a camp bar set up. It's donation only for the liquor, right? But you can have as much beer, whatever you want. So we'll have our own like bar.
Nice.
And I think Candace is going to work it. Candy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Candy Lynn.
Yeah. So she'll be out there.
Did James work that out with Lone Star with getting the sponsorship, the beer?
No, so I did that the first year. So I just reached back out to the same guy, and he was just like, hell yeah. So the first year he gave us a voucher that we took to like HEB or whatever, and the distributor cashed it out. But this year they're like pulling up and like unloading the cases.
Did you have a contact before? Or did you just randomly reach out to them and go, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm kind of going to use.
Yeah. So I don't know if they just were like, hey, this name's cool or whatever for the camp out. But yeah, I just reached out. I was like, hey, do y'all want to be a part of this? Like, here's what we're planning. Here's how many people I'm anticipating. And they were like, cool, send us almost like a bio about the shop. And so I sent them all my stuff, kind of like the media deck-ish.
Yeah. And
then they were like, okay, cool, we'd love to be a part of this. So that's the same thing I used for like water.
How much beer was that, though, that they gave you?
250 beers.
Man, Montucky's fucking up, dude.
And yeah, for people that don't know, Lone Star is it's the national beer of Texas, but yeah, it's our local beer. If you're from Washington, it's your Rainier.
If you're St. Louis,
it's
your
your 805.
Stag.
Yeah, it's your local beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome, man. I didn't
yeah, so what they do and what Waterloo does and what like, we try to reach out to Deep Eddy. We reach out to a lot of like local breweries even who support local. That's what Austin's real big on that, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do. And so I think that's maybe what kicked it. Maybe that's what Montucky's not. They're probably like, you're not even in our area code, boy. Whatever. I don't know.
We won their little competition, and then they just straight up like ghosted me now.
You didn't win it. You like devoured it. Like the comment section was just.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's sad. I mean, honestly, like I like Lone Star
Reach
Light.
out to Lone Star.
I like Lone Star Light. I could drink that all fucking day. I don't like heavy beers. You know what I'm saying?
I drank a case of Lone Star.
Yeah.
I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago. Within like 2 days, didn't even mean to. It's good beer. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, the light is cool, but Lone Star, I feel like, is still pretty light.
I think the Montucky was just kind of appealing because people saw it on the podcast. It's a lively looking can, and it just like if you put hey, look, I'm trying Corona Premier, like that doesn't do anything for your Instagram, but you put a gay fucking what do you call it?
A horse.
It's
a rainbow color.
No, it's there's a special name for this horse. It's a goddamn
Bronco?
No,
that's not a Bronco. I'll tell you what.
They did the
That's a unicorn.
They did the unicorn.
It's a unicorn can.
That was for the Pride can.
Yeah. They still have them at
He
HEB.
said, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you put that on that. Dude, I think it's cool as shit. I don't give a shit
No,
about
it's
it.
very cool, but you know,
Gay or not, I'm like, yeah, it's fucking funny and cool looking.
but maybe you should reach out to Lone Star.
I don't know.
Being a Texas-based painter,
I want a keg. And it seems like a lot of these brands don't do fucking
go right there.
Yeah, just like a keg right in here with the tap on it. Like I would fuck with that so heavy over like having to go buy beer all the time. It's like, dude, give me one keg a month. We're gonna be cracking these on the podcast.
You would do more than a keg a month.
No, we don't do it that bad. No.
How much is in a keg? Like 300 beers?
Yeah.
Or more?
Yeah.
Y'all know?
And a keg's like a keg of those things is like 150, 160 bucks,
Tell you
right?
how many ounces going to tranny. I don't know how many beers are in a keg.
I mean, I just feel like you can get so much more out of like it's not a big investment on their part, and it gets their stuff. They have a cool little bar tap. I'll make sure it's in frame on the camera. It's like the Montucky should have been dope. Like put a fucking Montucky thing cool right here with the like a fucking, what do you call it, a unicorn.
Yeah, it would have been cool, but you gotta also remember, like, maybe sometimes you don't have to try to make shit cool. Like, who gives a fuck? If they give you beer, they give it to you. If they don't, you know, whatever. Just drink what you like. Who cares?
Yeah, but I like a lot of different beers.
And that's probably why they won't give it to you. They're like, dude, he's drinking Corona Premier right now.
So Montucky's like it's a low carb beer as well. It's only like 3.9 or something like that.
What are you on a diet?
I try to be.
Oh, okay.
So you're saying
sense.
you haven't noticed?
I mean, whatever. Do what you know. Do
But
what
no,
makes you happy.
I like I said, I don't like heavy beers. Call me a
Okay.
bitch all you want.
No, hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, everybody else you have to drink the beer, the heavy. Like he drinks Bud Heavies. You know what I'm saying? That's his shit.
Budweisers that's number 2.
Yeah.
Bud Heavies all day.
I like what's the Coors, the one with the Coors Original or Banquets?
Banquets.
Yeah. I love that. It's fucking
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
Shiner.
Shiner's
I
good
prefer the Shiner Light over the Shiner.
See, and I'm a Shiner Black drinker because I'll drink it while I'm like eating barbecue at Smitty's.
Yeah.
So your standard keg is 15.5 gallons. It breaks out to 124 pints or 165 like 12-ounce pours.
Yeah, see, that was like a day of the Campout last year.
Well, at the Campout, I'm talking about the podcast.
Yeah,
for a
so you
month.
think about how many people do you have come through here?
Yeah,
how
but not
many
everybody
beers?
goes heavy on beers, though. I mean, like, we're doing, like, a recap podcast with the homies, and we got 4 on the table, another one behind the camera, and we're all just
Going at
drinking. Yeah, like, we've probably knocked out. I know for a fact I've gone and done, like, a 30-pack and a 12-pack, and then we'd also have liquor on the table,
Yeah.
and then he would always bring his own beer, and there'd just be this fucking triangle,
Next thing you know, somebody's pissing in the corner.
That's only that fucking jailbird.
Good God.
Empty water bottle right here.
Yeah, dude.
It's so gross.
It happens, I guess.
Last time the last time he was on the podcast, he tried to wear sweatpants, and I was like, "No, put some pants on, dude. Sit down."
With
See,
a lock belt.
Yeah, you're gonna use the restroom like an adult.
Yeah, I think staying in there until I unlock you downstairs. You're in timeout, my guy.
We went to the downside last year. I ended up getting buddy paired with him for the whole weekend. I love Steve to death, but you know, I'm just like, when you're in a car with him forever, like you just randomly see his dick a lot, and I'm like, why the fuck is your dick out, dude? This is Stunt Riders, by the way. Sit down, Steve. I'm just like, everywhere we go, I just felt like you're too exposing of yourself all the time.
Yeah, that's too.
It's like he'll go walk to the, like, he's like, hey, pull over, I gotta go piss real quick. And he'll go walk around to the front and then turn around and piss while you're looking eye to eye. Like, dude, what the fuck you doing?
That's a pretty funny move, actually. It's a good move.
What'd you do?
Yeah.
That's the question. What'd you do?
I mean, I looked.
Just don't make a reel out of it. This guy, if he was there, there'd be a reel of it.
Oh, you leaning into that? You on TikTok?
Bro, he's a TikToker.
I'm not no fucking TikTok.
Whatever you are.
I just make reels. I'm pretty good.
He's
at
out there like a fisherman, reeling
That's
it up all day long.
Good times.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. So what else you gonna?
So yeah, we're moving into the shop. I'll be sharing the space with Cheek.
Cheek, yeah.
Yep. So the spot
Shout out
is
Cheek.
on a piece of property. Yeah. Shout out to Robert. Fucking that dude's killing it too. Another dude, like I said, that people, I think that they do know him, like in the scene if you need something, but I feel like he's definitely somebody who you need to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially in this
he's
industry.
helped out so many people.
Yeah.
And I mean, not even just in Texas, just people in the scene.
Yeah. He supports a lot of people. So we'll be sharing space. It's the shop is on a piece of property that he's living on. It's family property.
Yeah.
And the spot is, my number one concern right now is, as everybody knows, is like AC.
Yeah.
I have no fucking AC. So the running joke is like with Justin, my machinist, and Alex is like AC and shit. Justin will fucking send me a selfie of him like in a sweater, and he's like, "It's too cold in here." I'm like,
He didn't have AC in his shop.
he does now.
He put it in his shop. I thought he just had it in his house.
No, he has it in the garage, which is the.
Does he have a window unit?
No, he's got a mini split. It's one of those Miami Vice mini splits that fell off the back of a truck, but he's got one. He's got another one in his other shop. But
I'm staying at his house. I hit him up like last week, and I was like, "Hey, I'm coming through your house on Thursday, like the 14th or whatever, on the way to Tennessee." And he's like, "Okay." And he's like, he hits me up back the next day. He goes, "Hey, my mom said it's okay." I'm like, "All right."
So I'll have 3 ACs in this new shop. I'll have 2 in the actual workspace and then 1 in the office. So you won't see any more shirt off stories going on. Me
Yeah,
working.
fucking Cheeks is an AC dude. So
He's not an AC guy.
he's welding AC units.
No,
and shit
he's the running joke is like we call him the AC guy, and I tagged him on that or whatever, and like for whatever reason he's like, I'm not even an AC guy. He's like, I work on chillers, and that day we came up here to pick up that helmet, and he was telling me, dude, for like 2 hours, he's like, there's this line that runs to this cooler, and there's this and this unit's over here, and I'm like, it sounds like AC. Like I was like, it's AC, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, except it. If they don't have a drop down menu on Google for chiller repair work,
they're calling him.
You're an AC guy.
I asked him, hey, can you put a mini split? He's like, bro, really? I was like, I thought you were the AC guy. I literally asked him like 4 AC questions. He's like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Yeah. But yeah, so we're sharing the space. The date is October 1st.
It's the plan to be in.
Yep, plan to be in. Moving in October 1st. So I just finished that frame up for that customer. So that bike's done. I'm trying not to take anything with me work-wise to the new shop. So I'm just trying to start from ground zero. So that's why I haven't taken anything else in.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't have anywhere to put it. So October 1st, I'll have more space. And it'll be more legit, more comfortable.
You said y'all got AC now, homie.
That's right. Oh, damn, I didn't even look up. Yeah, it's bad luck to look up there. I don't want to read all that.
165 12-ounce beers in a keg.
Oh, yeah, speed demon. Yeah, see, we got AC now. Sure do.
Dude, I've had massive parties with a keg and still had some left over. You know what I mean? You always get some throwaway foam beer, when you're tapping it and shit like that.
So if you had a keg up here, though, would you put it like in a fridge?
Yeah, they sell like those mini fridge kegerators that has like a tap on the top and shit.
You'd have to paint it with the rainbow unicorn.
I'd make it look badass. I might paint it if it was if I really had a legit sponsor where we were going to work together.
Yeah.
Because like the year that Montucky did give us beer, because we had
how much
Sachs
did they even like?
Sachs did reach out. He kind of facilitated an initial conversation with them back in 2020.
Yeah.
Or no, it was 21, I believe.
If Sachs is listening, I love you.
So he I think it was 21 because that's when he worked for me. And he had reached out, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll give you some beer." And it was like 90 beers, and I was like,
"What, the week, the month, the year,
well,
quarter
for the campout?" And I was like,
90?
90 is like me.
It's for the home.
For the camp out?
weekend. Yeah.
You can fit more than that in the cooler.
So I was like, I'm not even gonna bring this. I'm just gonna keep it at the shop and use it in.
That's why they didn't give it to you again. They're like, we didn't see any there.
No, we just used it at the podcast. You know what I mean? Because it didn't make any sense. And then it's like they would give me more, but I had to drive all the way to North Dallas. So 90 beers is like, yeah, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but
Sounds
it's like
fun.
a 30 pack is $24.
Right.
So it's like I don't have time.
You had less than
to spend
$100.
half a day driving across town
For less than $100.
Yeah.
Nah,
$75 is $90 or 90 beers.
Yeah, it ain't worth it. Yeah, that's what Lone Star asked me. They were like, how do you want to do it this year? Do you want to do the voucher? I was like, no, man, because to load up that many cases of beer, I'm not even supposed to be driving. So I'm good.
Yeah.
Just bring it here. Like, no,
You're riding to the Campout, aren't you?
I am riding.
Yeah, tell them to send their coolest delivery guy out there. He'll be met like a hero's welcome. Smoke a joint with somebody.
Last year at the Campout, we had an Amazon guy show up. It was wild. We were all sitting there partying and stuff, and then like the big blue whatever truck thing rolls in. We're like, dude, did somebody prime something now? They're like, no, dude. This dude gets out. I swear to you, like he walked up like he was about to tune your carburetor, bro. He walks up and he's like,
He had a Chinese Makuni ready to go.
yeah, he had the Chinese 42. He's like, what are y'all doing over here? We're like, camping, partying. Why? What's up? Did you like have a delivery or something? He's like, no, man, I saw y'all from the road when I was going by, and I get off here at like 6. Y'all wouldn't mind if I come by, right? I was like, no. So next thing you know,
Stay in uniform, dude.
yeah, no, he showed up with the vest and everything. I was like, all right, cool, hanging out with the Amazon guy, whatever.
That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun though.
We've had that happen before, where people randomly seen us and go, "What are y'all doing?"
Where was that? I feel like something that happened recently to us.
I feel like it happens every year on the trip with just some random dude, not like somebody we know from Instagram, but just like a random guy.
God damn, I feel like that happened real recent where we were somewhere, and we're just next thing you know we're hanging out with a.
Anytime there's a bunch of motorcycles or whatever, or a group of people.
That happened when we were going at the Sturgis thing. Remember the fucking.
Oh, when the dude came outside.
Yeah, the
hotel?
fucking the hotel guy that ran the hotel started smoking weed with everybody.
Yeah.
Dude, listen, that is the epitome of being on the road and having a good old time. Like, we literally were deep, parked up out front. Multiple people dropped their bikes for whatever reason. Don't know why, but they did. And then we're all out front. I'm worried as fuck, too. I'm like, man, we're not supposed to be out here. Next thing you know, here comes whatever his name was, Debo. And he's like, what y'all out here doing? He's like, that smells good. He's like, let me hit this, but way over there off this camera. Cops show up, and he's like, no, they're good, man. We're just hanging out. They just left. Everybody's upstairs. Like,
Now the cop asked us if we were in a biker gang.
yeah, in a biker gang. I was like, dude. And the dude's like, no, man, they're with me.
I hate when like cops or people ask you that. It's like, dude, like I don't even have a vest on. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You just see the tattoos in the motorcycle.
Last year was that your camp out when did Gollop lay his down?
I wasn't going to talk about that.
What was it good? I mean, he didn't get hurt, right? Wasn't it a little goof up kind of thing? Everybody was joking about it afterwards.
Yes, it's still running.
Dude can ride a bicycle.
For sure. Yeah. So he was racing Charles, and I was the flagger and the film man at the same time. Yeah. And this fool, they line up for the
race or race?
Race, drag race. So apparently they had like a running beef, like they were just talking mad shit to each other. And
He's breaking into one now.
I was unaware of the beef.
Was it a friendly beef? Or
It was a friendly beef.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like my bike's fast, my bike's faster.
Okay.
Big dick, whatever.
But Gollop has a S&S motor in his, right? Like a
does.
111 or 124?
It's a 111, I believe.
111?
Yeah. He framed it up too.
Yeah.
But so they were talking mad shit. I show up. I'm just now getting to really meet Charles.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, dude. And that fool right there. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, there's something here right now. And I was like, I'm that guy. Here's the gas and here's the match. Let's go. Yeah. So I was like, bro, it's really tight. I was like, there's a road right out front. I was like, y'all could squash this shit right here, right now. And they're like, yeah, let's go. Dude, Gollop comes out and he's there with his chick, and his chick's like with my girl.
Yeah.
She's talking mad junk. She's like, man, I hope something happens to him. I don't want him racing. Put him on it. So then they come out, they line
put the
up.
bad juju
Oh
on.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm standing there. They line up. Charles is gone. Boom, right off the line. Gollop stalled out, whatever, and smacked his head. Then they reran it. Second time was the worst time. He was sitting there. He had way too much ass, not enough ass to hold it. And he just let the clutch go and just instant burnout sideways.
Yes.
See you now.
Well, when we would race at the camp, I'd always say, like, look, it's better if we do, like, a little
Rolling,
punch.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because, you know what I mean? Like, all of us been drinking all day,
Yeah.
and we're all trying to launch off the line. You know what I mean? On a fucking, Harleys are
Monster.
torquey as shit.
Yeah.
So, like, that shit it's a lot of, on a sport bike, you can kind of, I used to race them back in the day a lot. If it's stretched, it's really easy. But even if it's not, you can feather that clutch enough and still keep it
but
low.
not on a Harley.
The Harley, it's like, there's not really a lot of a feather on
No.
it. It's like,
That's why a lot of those dudes use like
you want it to slip.
air
That way
shifters
it'll
and
fucking
shit.
and then
like
catch.
real drag racers use like air shifters and belts and all that kind of shit. But
Yeah.
he wasn't ready for that smoke. But he fixed the bike, and then I guess he had an accident. But he fixed the
someone
bike
cut him
again.
off like right before the camp out, I believe.
Yeah, so he got the bike refixed, repainted, bunch of carbon that he laid himself or whatever, and he's supposed to bring the bike out.
Yeah, he's been going hard on that shit, so I'm pretty excited to see it.
Hopefully he has a rematch.
I just want to come and take some pictures, man.
Definitely has a rematch.
I want to come out there and try to. I hate myself because at our camp out this year, I completely dropped the ball on taking photos there.
There's a lot of people there, man.
Yeah.
To be doing that, I feel like
Someone
it's
gave
stressful.
me 2 jugs of mushrooms.
Yeah,
So there wasn't a whole lot of let's go to work.
You weren't exploring the environment. You're exploring the inner environment.
Perfect. We had a perfect weather this year.
Dude, that was beautiful. I did show up like early. With Justin
I'll be
and
honest
them.
with you. I was looking at the weather for the last couple of weeks,
Yeah,
and that was going to dictate my involvement. But I looked at the weather this week, and like the high is like 88, maybe 90 for the most part. But it's all 70s at night. I'm like, I can camp in that.
Yeah, it's perfect. And so like what is going to be a little bit different this year versus last year was last year we really focused on the river, like swimming hole. So with the rain, I'm going to go check this place out tomorrow to see where we're at. Level.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's going to be high. I think it's going to be low because the ground is so dry it's got to saturate. That's how it is here. So all that water that we got is pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Like it needed that. So if there's nothing there to swim in, we're going to do a little rip and dip down to Lake Granger, which is 10 minutes away, which is it's a dam lake. So, they're holding the water reserve there. So we're going to do that probably Saturday early. But Friday we're doing bikes and beers at the bar.
Yeah.
So like that's where everybody's going to kind of check in and stuff. And then we're also doing a little bike show. Impromptu that this dude
Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
So we just thought about it on the way here.
Yeah,
But
it's not
nothing crazy.
Yeah, it's not a bike show. It's just like I just want everybody to get their bike in one place. Not to be judged, not to be whatever, but just so I can for me take a picture and go, hey, this was it.
The bike show thing for us was a hit this year. So yeah, any way you can make that kind of unique to your campsite or your camp out is probably a good way. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a first, second, third dyno.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing like best dyno or best bag. We're not doing nothing like that. It's just going to be show your bike. It's a bike show. Come show your bike.
It's a mixer.
But there will be
a rag out of your pocket and wipe it down. And
there will be like a prize situation given away, but it's not going to be like, oh, because you spent the most money. It's not going to be about that. Yeah. At all. And it's not, oh, you rode it the furthest.
It's not the coolest bike then.
It's not. It's going to be more like, do we like the setup? Is this built to ride? Who's the rider? Like what? Like get to know the people.
Okay, so
a little bit more.
Should I take my trophy now? Because I ride.
Well, there's going to be respect given for people who work on their own shit or painted their own shit or whatever. But my bike won't be in there. There's a couple people that are not allowed to enter. It's just it's not about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. No, it's all any way to
someone we don't know either.
Yeah,
correct.
Any way that can encourage people to reinforce with some positive reinforcement when they do something like build their bike and ride it far or ride it period, that's always cool. And you never know, man. You never know, like somebody that just kind of started tinkering on their bike in the garage and then they bring it to a camp out and then people notice it. It reinforces their desire to want to go back and try more things and keep going in that. Yeah.
It's literally what happened to me.
Yeah.
I was working a corporate gig, right?
Probably better.
Way better. Way better. Like, I'm not doing this for money, I guarantee you. It might appear because I raffle bikes and there's things that are moving and grooving that I'm sitting on a break and a half, but I'm not, I promise you. But I was working a corporate gig, somehow came across the podcast, the style of bike or whatever. Had a Harley, but it was a Sportster, right? Mm-hmm. It was more of a chopper style bike. And then I started figuring out, I'm tinkering, I'm enjoying this more. But it wasn't really tinkering. It's oil change, bar swap for myself. Okay. Then I started needing parts. So I went to a local shop in Round Rock. It's called Flying Piston. I was the general manager there for 5-6 years. So I was in charge of checking the bikes in. I would be there when the technician diagnosed the bike. Yeah. I'd order the parts, right? They'd all come in. I'd inventory them, assign them to the job. Then I'd go out there and sit with the tech when he'd work on them. So my skills got a little bit better. Then I met Wayne, which is my mentor, and showed me so much more than just bars and everything else.
Yeah.
And then that's when I was building that red Dyna that me and you, I guess, kind of talked about or whatever, and then you invited me to the Simpson Campout.
Yeah.
So that's really, like you said, the guy who's just now starting. I have so much respect for that guy because that's me, right?
Yeah.
And I love that. Like, I love people who try to work on their own shit and figure it out and fuck it up the whole way. Who cares, right?
A lot of times, I mean, the same reason why I got into customizing bikes is the reason why a lot of people do similarly is because we don't have the money to pay somebody.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Or we don't have the money to go out and, for me, like I was fortunate because I had a paint skill before I ever wrenched on a bike.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, I can paint all these things. So at least I can modify this bike in a way, with what I can do. And then I'll just learn how to take things on and off. And then some people are just more mechanically inclined than others. And, working with tools becomes you ever seen someone like use a ratchet or a wrench and you can tell
It
if
fits their
they're,
hands.
yeah,
That's what my grandpa used to say. It fits your hands.
Yeah.
So my grandpa was an old mechanic who built my mom's first car in their driveway in South Austin in his little ranch that he had. And so, like, I come from that bloodline of, like, it's broken, you're going to have to fucking fix
Yeah.
it. There's no money here. Like, fix it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I grew up on, so to speak.
Same. 100%.
I would always be the one taking shit apart to figure out how it works, put it back together. Does it work again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then I came across, like, dirt bikes and stuff growing up, little pit bikes, and I'd work on those. I'd take one, spray paint the frame, whatever, like, 16 years old, kid shit, not knowing that it would evolve, I guess, into where I'm at now. And so that's why, like, you brought up the guy who just does that, and is trying to get out there.
Yeah.
That's what that award might be given to. There's a lot of respect for that kind of person.
I feel I wouldn't say bad, but maybe just because that's out of sight, out of mind for me. When I was learning how to do all this stuff and whenever I was cutting my teeth with that, like there was no social media. This was like MySpace, but MySpace MySpace was real social media. It wasn't like what it is
You
now.
you literally had to say who were your best friends.
Yeah.
And
you could get into a
And you
fight.
had to be in one place to be on it too.
Yeah, it was never on your phone. Like
Yeah.
I forgot that MySpace was a website, not a phone app.
Yeah.
Like I guess you just out of sight, out of mind. Like once again, But growing up, it's like I got a job. I did the car thing before I did the bike thing.
Yeah.
Right. I love that. I taught myself how to do motor swaps with like SR20s and stuff. Through limited, like the internet in 2002 was words.
So you only
mainly.
did like Asian cars, Japanese cars?
Yeah. Because I couldn't afford like
Chevys and stuff.
I couldn't afford that stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah, we did a lot of that in Florida. It was more Chevy based. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we used to do a lot of like dunks and shit like that.
yeah,
Like I had like 83 Monte Carlos and Caprices and all that stuff. And they weren't like lowrider style. They were just like, bro, does it run? Slap some 22s and fucking 415.
but you got pulled over a lot.
Yep.
You said you used to work on dunks.
No, that's what we would do.
The
It was
precursor to donks.
Just, yeah, it was just like rat run. Throw some.
He got
speakers
them
and shit.
donk ready.
Yeah, dunk ready, and then go to rent a center and get some wheels, or rent a wheel or whatever it was.
Rent a tire.
Yeah.
But no, so like those. Anytime someone actually does, like even changing the oil, I think can be very liberating for a man to do, or even a woman to do. I don't speak for them, but like you know what I mean. Like when you do
It's
something,
inspiring. So
Yeah.
my buddy James, I don't know if he's on here. Hopefully.
is that AC still working?
So my buddy James,
Right now.
It's off. I mean, what's the temperature on 80. it? What's it set to? 78 or 80?
80.
oh, you got to turn
Put it
that
down like to like 78 at least.
Yeah, so my buddy James, he bought a Sporty, wrecked it, whatever, and then he bought this Lowrider S, and then that whole like warranty deal came out or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when they released it, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna change my own oil." And then before Sturgis, he's the dude that rode next to me.
Yeah.
He's a good fucking dude too.
Yeah,
I've hung
he's
out with him
solid.
a
I
few
think
times now.
I gave him my mirrors.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
mirrors,
yeah, in Sturgis, yeah. So he was the dude who was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I don't know this. I was like, okay, cool. Well, let's do oil change before we hit the road. I'll show you. Since then, like, it's gonna sound petty, but he's put his own pipe on.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's working on trying to figure out where he's at for his stance for his bars. He's gonna do it all himself. You know, so that yes, just changing your own oil could lead to you might want to pull that motor a year down the road. It might inspire you. That's what it did for me.
I think it'll help people decide whether or not it's for them or not. You know what I
Correct,
mean?
yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of great brick and mortar shops. You're one of them now, or have been. where you want to have like the option if somebody does want to, you know, if you want to try it yourself, then maybe you can go do that.
Right.
That's the reason why AutoZone exists.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a hot. So, from what I understand, with the way that I've been taught, because I was brought up the old school way in this industry. The new guys that I know are like through these relationships, right? But the people that really brought me up and taught me this are the old school guys. The dude who taught me is like 60 something years old, right? Been working in a Harley dealership.
Is he racist?
No.
He ain't good enough, dog.
He's darker than I am, I promise you. But so having the old school inspiration is why, like, I don't lean real hard into social media. I don't lean real hard into like all of the fad TikToking and all that crap. Like, what I was shown is if it's broken, fix it.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Make it look good too, but it needs to be working. So like, changing your own oil can inspire you to be more than just a hobbyist. Try other things. Yeah, just be more than a hobbyist. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a gateway drug.
It is a gateway drug. Motorcycles in general are gateway drugs to like taking all your money.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people go down that path of like trying to customize things, and you know, kind of off topic or off podcast. I've been talking with people about the whole build. What is a builder?
Racks my brain all the time.
It does. It still racks mine because it's all kind of subjective or
it is
whatnot. But
everybody has their own definition.
I've been leaning these days. I'm leaning more towards the eye of the beholder, or the person with the vision is more or less who I would want to give the builder credit to.
Right.
The assembler credit is one thing, but whose vision of this was? Maybe it's the customers. Maybe that's the fucking builder. You know what I mean?
Correct. So here's how I see it. I'm not a bike builder, right?
Yeah.
But I can build you a bike. I can build it like a Lego set, right?
Yeah.
You give me these things. Maybe they're not all designed to work, right? Maybe there might be some
things you have to
some little here, a little there. Yeah, a lot of that, right? But ultimately, who's building the bike? The owner of the bike. So if I'm the owner, I'm building it.
Yeah. I think it's because we have a limited number of terms that we use to classify what is going on with the bike. Because otherwise, I'd say, the customer designed this, I assembled it.
But you also have a fabricator.
Yeah.
Like Justin.
Yeah. Or you have a fabricator.
Or Xavier.
But someone that fucking welds 3 parts on your bike, that's not fair that he's the builder.
Correct.
He gets all the credit for every bit of other...
Correct.
You know what I mean? The mechanic that put a cam in is all of a sudden now the builder of this bike. Like, so there's all these aspects that go into like, and of course, once again, like put another, asterisk here. What level of build is this?
What level of fabrication went into building the bike? That's really what you're asking yourself. Because anybody, in my opinion, it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
Anybody can put a bike together. You're building it. It's like a Lego set. What do you do with Legos? You're not fabricating them, right? You're making shit work, right? Yeah. Maybe this one has 4 punches in it. You need 2, so you shave that one off, and that Lego block is still
Lego
good.
world's full of no, I'm a Lego builder.
Like us? Like
I pour my own Lego shapes.
Yeah, bro. I'm literally molding my shit and painting it right now. Yeah. I'm dyeing this right now. No, but there are, there's builders, there's fabricators, there's the fully custom. You're starting with this table here, and I'm bending all of this tubing. Yeah, sure. But like you said, it's funny. Did you make the tire? It's like, how deep do you want to go? Like, I feel like the bike that I just did, this 85 FXR for a customer, I built that bike.
Yeah.
Anybody who says I didn't, please, I'll send you my address, and I'll show you the work that's put into the bike. Could you have done it? Sure. Did you? No. So who built the bike?
I feel like y'all can arm wrestle this out.
That's what I'm saying. It comes down to like, how dirty do you want to get down? Like, did you make the tire? Like, no. But
that's what I've always been saying this. And there's way more people that fabricate that actually work on bikes than painters that work on bikes, right?
Right.
So I'm a more rare anomaly in that situation. Or there's a lot more people that have repair shops that will have a build come through the shop, right? And I think that there's so many different ways someone can build a bike, but I really think that the vision and whoever is like the producer,
the owner of the said
who
project.
produced this, who put everything together. It's like when you produce a movie, you're the guy making sure all this happens.
It's like this. DJ Khaled came out with that album, right?
Yeah, which one?
Is he on there rapping?
Yeah,
it's his album.
True.
It's good.
good point.
It's the same thing. You have to have certain people. Did I powder coat the frame? No.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
what I'm trying to say is that there's no absolute that it is this or this. So
Right.
yeah, you could have a shop that he's like an Al Emerson that's a fabricator that's building all these parts out of nothing, and then they send it out for paint, or they maybe send it to have a motor built or something like that, but it all
Right.
comes together and it gets final finish there. Or you might have a shop like Mark or Hang 'em High who take all these parts and they put them together, you know, through drag, through these relationships they have, and maybe they kind of mill or fabricate things here and there, and they're a builder. You know, you come to me and I build my bikes. Now, I haven't built a bike to that level in a while. I've
Right.
just mainly cosmetically changed it or customized it, but there's like, I feel like none of us are doing what some people are. Like, we're not pouring,
There's
we're not
levels to it.
casting our own motor cases.
Right,
And nobody is. And that dude's, he's on a fucking island on his own.
and he could give a fuck what you say, what he is or
yeah.
isn't.
And he's not playing the same game we're playing. So
I'm not playing.
He
any
can
of
fuck
those
off.
games.
So
I could give a fuck if anybody calls me a builder or not. I promise you. I could give a fuck what anybody has to say about
Yeah.
anything I do or don't do. I know what I do and I know what I
it's
don't.
because you're on social media.
I'm barely on there. He's always telling me, he's like, man, you need to step it up. I'm like, I could give two.
Yeah. Hey, trust me, I all jokes aside, it is a very liberating place to be where none of that affects your bottom line of your brand or your business. So
It can't, because
yeah.
if the minute you let it in, it's like cancer. You got to cut it out. I don't have time for that shit. I have time for what I've got scheduled, and that's it. Like
Yeah.
anybody who tries to get into that thing, good luck.
Yeah, but I mean, in your situation, that you can thrive on that on a local market versus like some of us need the entire country to keep us alive, and social media is the only bridge between that gap
That's what
anymore.
sucks. Is that you
It's a
have
good
like
tool.
yeah. Well, he tells me, he's like, dude, you have to. I'm like, I know that.
In a sense.
In my last corporate job, I was a social media account manager for small businesses. I know how
Yeah.
to do that. Do I want to? No.
Yeah.
I have to, but I'm not gonna give it. It's not going to be my whole thing because I have to get this bike done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm waiting on.
Well, yeah, there's a
part.
difference between sitting there and doing a TikTok dance while you should be wrenching versus
Right.
just staying consistent with posting stuff about what's going on
Yeah.
in your brand.
Yeah,
So-
and I
Yeah, because you
try
might
to
get a
do that.
guy that's following your build, like you're posting videos about your build, and he's like, "Damn, I want to see what it looks like."
Yeah,
now.
that's what you told me when you seen the bike. You're like, dude, this thing's underrated. Why
Yeah.
can't you show it off? I'm like,
Well, that was I asked fuck.
who?
Just on the podcast last week. John, no, not Adam.
Corey?
Fuck, I wanted to say Cody for some
Dude, that
fucking
dude's
reason.
talented.
Dude, he's fucking amazing. But
Did he build the bike?
yeah, 100%.
Perfect.
But no, what I was wanting to, damn, fucking lost my train of thought there. But you know, he doesn't do social media very much either. But
But look what he does, man.
Yeah.
If he had some,
he doesn't rely on his what he's doing.
Right.
Like what he does bike wise that's not his livelihood. That's not his insurance. That's not his house note. It's just like it's extra money for him based on what he's doing.
for sure.
Right?
But imagine if he had a full-fledged shop, right? And he had a guy working with him where he can go, hey, bro, hold the camera real quick while I do this.
Yeah.
Or, hey, man, get this shot for me while I crank this or whatever. It's just me, right? So,
Yeah.
like, recently he's like, bro, you need a tripod. So I bought a tripod. That motherfucker's just in the corner. I used it one time, and I shouted him out. I was like, this is bullshit. It's like,
Yeah, the video aspect made social media a lot harder. Like
Yeah.
Reels, all that shit
Reels,
made it
the
harder.
algorithms.
But just initially posting what's going on in your shop or finding a decent angle to take pictures of what you're working on, that used to be enough. It isn't
Yeah.
anymore, and that's because social media has become such more of a business.
yeah,
than
and I
it
feel
was
like
ever
once I get
before.
into this shop, I'll have that cooler background where it's not my garage, where it's not this bike over here in the side in pieces, or like it'll be a little bit more professional looking where I can set some better lighting and
Yeah,
get the
it
angles.
sucks that social media came to that level
Yeah.
where you want to have all this better shit to show to put it out there instead of just taking a picture of what's going on
Right.
to let people know or let people see, right? But that's just the nature of it, man. You
nature
know?
of the beast. Yeah, no, that's what I used to tell people when I was like managing accounts. I was like, the more content, the better.
Yeah.
Like, but it's got to be good.
I mean, trust me. Like I was a steady growth on my social media until Reels popped, and then once they pretty much cut all your engagement unless you're posting Reels
Yeah.
on Instagram, I just didn't want to lean into it because I wanted to be able to just post whatever.
At that
Not
moment.
everything needs to be a Reel.
Yeah, it's at that moment.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I take a badass picture of this, then I should be able to post that and get the
that's
same
it.
kind of engagement.
Right, and that's it. No song.
But now I have to
no
turn that
nothing.
into a reel, some kind of fucking. I got to put Ice Cube behind it now
Right.
just to get attention. Like,
Yeah.
it fucks it up. And
Yeah.
because I haven't leaned into it, my shit's kind of been stagnant.
Yeah.
And a lot of other guys that have leaned into it that were in kind of like my
Are
follower
growing.
count, they're 80,000 now
Yeah,
over
they're
a year.
growing.
So I'm
Super
like,
growing.
yeah, I chose not to. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And they
where I'm
chose to
at.
do it, and now I'm fucking kicking myself in the ass. So
I hear about it all the
I
time
can't-
from the real king over here.
there's nothing I can do with you know, I can't manage, I can't take care of 1% of the
Yeah.
of the people that follow me. If
Yeah.
1% wanted something from me, I can't provide them with anything.
Yeah.
So, you know, other than this podcast, if they want to listen to the podcast, cool. But other than that, like, I can't paint 1% of the 57,000 people's
Fucking
helmets, bikes. I don't sell parts. I don't sell
Yeah.
that, so I can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
So-
So speaking of selling parts and stuff, that's kind of like where I really got started. Before I like touched anybody's bike, was like I just started hoarding shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and my whole garage was just full of shit. I say shit, but it's like good parts, right?
Yeah.
But recently, I just unloaded damn near like 95%. The only things I've kept are like the personal stuff for some upcoming bikes I'm gonna put out. But dude, Robert came through and just cleaned house.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a swap meet in my driveway. He just loaded his whole van up. He's like, "How much?" I was like, "Just get out of here.
Yeah,
Take
yeah.
this stuff, please." It's like shit I'll never touch again.
Wish you like more shit. 'Cause I got a garage full of shit at my house. It's not motorcycle related. I need to get rid of it.
Hey,
you need
man.
a VCR, bro?
He'll
You
VCR,
need a
yeah.
double tape deck?
Oh, I think you
you
said
can record?
VCR. I think you said BCR. You said VCR.
VCR, baby.
That's the Daytona in me. I heard BCR.
But no, I know what you mean. So how do you like? I know we were gonna open with the reels,
You were
or with
or
the
raffle.
the
You-
raffle
you-
talk,
you
but
started it.
Shit, reels go into raffles. That's how you raffle.
Reels.
motherfucking
I'll tell you
bikes,
what.
dog.
Without reels, my raffles would probably die.
for real.
You have to do reels, man. And so yeah, raffles. Go ahead. Sorry.
So, you know, when Raffles first came out, what would you say they really started popping off in, like, I'd say like 19, 18?
2019, 18?
Yeah. Well, not when they became a thing, period, but
Like a
when it started
motorcycle
becoming
thing?
in the motorcycle thing heavy.
That's when you've seen it on social media for motorcycles. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying raffling something at your
No.
corporate
Yeah,
job.
that's when you've seen them on
Yeah.
social media. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But
I'm
what
not
you
going to the fucking local
No,
Chili's
but,
and
you know,
getting
like
in a raffle
we
with
used
those
to walk
guys.
into Harley Davidson back in the day, and there
Oh,
was
yeah.
a fucking whatever for whatever 50-50.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The old 50-50
But yeah,
raffles.
yeah, the old 50-50s. Like, yeah, I mean, it's taking something old, making it new, and making it cool again.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very tainted, right? There's a lot of people putting out bikes that are being raffled, that you get on them and you might die,
Yeah.
that you don't know about. Sure, that's not what I do,
Mm-hmm.
for the most part.
For
I try 99.9% to the best of my ability without cracking the cases open to say, hey, man, this thing is good.
yeah.
Take it. You won this bike. You shouldn't have to win this bike and then take it to your local shop and pay another $1,500 or $3,000 or whatever it might be. You're going to win this bike, and yeah, if you've got a 124 to throw in it, sure.
Yeah, that's
by
awesome.
all means, go at it, right? The dude
Yeah.
who won the bike that you...
Well, the bike that Jetty won from you, he's like going all out.
He's going all out. He didn't need to, right?
Yeah, he's like, fuck it, I got this bike. Let's turn it into something
Right.
insane.
Because
That's
that's cool.
cool.
You're starting with what, $70? So I don't
Yeah,
know.
or 100 or whatever. Like if you buy 10 spots, whatever, I don't care. But the thing is, like with raffles, right? So yeah, you said that they started 18, 19, right? But the concept is old,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like that's what people are thinking about raffles. They're like, man, this shit's getting old. That's all you hear nowadays, like people.
Then don't play, man.
Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah.
The casino's open 24/7. You don't have to be there, not 1 minute of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good concept. I think that, you know, and I'm just, like I said, I'm not against what you're doing or anything, but to bring up some of the, I guess, the counter arguments is like, and trust me, I think some of them can be a little petty, but they would say like, well, you couldn't sell that bike at 20 grand. Now you're going to raffle it at 25.
I never tried to sell it.
Yeah. It's fair.
Situations are different.
Yeah.
If you're selling your XYZ Harley Davidson for $35,000 and it's been there for a year,
Yeah.
well, how bad do you need the money? Are you really trying to sell it? Okay, yeah, you gave it a good shot. What's your next thing you can do?
Yeah.
Raffle it. I don't raffle bikes because I need to get rid of a bike for sale. I raffle bikes because that shit's fucking exciting, dude.
You raffle bikes because people have a gambling problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some people with gambling problems. I'll tell you what.
I don't gamble. I suck at gambling.
I do too. I very much suck at gambling.
And I don't think that you can be good at gambling. I think it's just more the
you
more
can
you
be
play.
good at gambling. There's people
Luck, right?
I'm really great at gambling.
Yeah, this guy right here.
I
call him for my UFC picks. Okay.
I have zero luck when it comes to anything that I gamble on. I could, like I said, famously on this podcast, I've gone to fucking Vegas and put 5 on red and 5 on black
and
in
you
roulette.
lost both.
I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose money. Period.
So
right?
speaking of gambling, right?
Yeah.
The people that are playing is a gamble.
Yeah.
But the person who's putting the raffle together is gambling as well.
Yeah.
So there is a mental thing involved with that, right? Where it's like that shit's fun. It's so dope when you're like getting the raffle together. You see the list of all the homies that supported or not or whatever. All the people that got in. You see the bike. You know the work you've put into the bike. And you're like, dude, somebody's about to fucking either shit themselves, piss themselves, or not be able to sleep tonight.
I think we were in Sturgis whenever you announced the whoever won my Dyna. And
Oh,
so
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
knows, like, you bought the Dyna.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
and
yeah.
Cheeks bought
Yep.
the Dyna from
Yep.
me.
Yep. Free and clear.
Yeah.
You did not say, hey,
Raffle this.
raffle this and give me money. No,
Yeah.
we came here to pick a helmet up for Robert. I saw the bike and I said, hey, why is this thing sitting right here? And you were like, hey, it's for sale.
Yeah.
Cool. We spoke, took care of the business.
I think-
and I told you what I was going to do with it. And you
Yeah.
said, cool.
You know who I think you could really help out because apparently their bike is just not selling very well.
Who? He'll answer it. He knows who. Oh, the raffle that's not
No,
selling?
No, he's talking about
who
someone
could
else.
like who's
Who's selling their bike and
who
can't
could-
get rid of it?
Yeah.
You're going to have to take this to Patreon.
I mean, Justin could really use some help right now.
He could. And a lot of those big builds have come through my DM.
Those are hard, yeah.
No, a lot of those big
What-
builds.
like-
a lot of those big builds. People
Yeah.
want to talk shit about the raffles, right?
Yeah.
But what they don't see is what happens behind it, right?
Yeah.
The DMs of people that are like, "Hey, can you raffle my bike? Hey, can you raffle my bike? Hey,
Yeah.
can you raffle my bike?" I'm not going to raffle your bike. Is your bike for sale? I'll buy it, and I'll go through it, make sure it's good, because I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, who knows what it is? Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's for raffle
Yeah,
because
you-
it's fun.
You definitely have to check out Justin's bike before you put it out there.
I don't know, dude. He had those floorboards in Arkansas. Those are sweet. The rear passenger floorboards,
Yeah.
sweet, dude.
No, I understand. I mean, I think that it's
Here's why people hate.
okay.
Because they think that I make too much money on a bike. They look at a bike and they go, hey, he's getting rid of this bike for $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, right? And they go, man, that's a $15,000 bike. Cool. Then show it to me. You can't. Because by the time you calculate the amount of hours that went into that bike, the amount of parts that went into that bike, or whatever it is, if you look at how I get rid of a bike, so I did a 1986 FXRC, right? I saw one for sale for 15. That's not the normal range. You could, if you are a cool guy, could get one for probably 9, 13. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair for the amount of taxes I'm going to pay on these bikes. Because what people don't understand is I'm not. Yeah, you did shoot me money on Venmo, sure, but guess what? All that money is still accounted for.
Yeah.
Sure, you bought this pin off my website for your chance to win, but I'm still paying taxes.
Yeah.
So while that might be a $13,000 bike, I might walk away with 8. So I did sell the bike for 8. People don't realize, like, you know.
So you bought the
have
bike
to
for
pay
13.
taxes.
You did all this work.
Well, no, I'm just saying you have to pay taxes.
Yeah, yeah.
You have, as a
Yeah.
business owner, you have to pay taxes.
And to
If
top
you-
it off, someone gets a bike for $75.
Correct. And then I have to deal with all of the stuff that when the bike leaves,
Yeah.
the title transfer. There's money involved there. I don't
think-
go, all right, dude, you're out.
There's always this misconception I think that people have that because this is like they look at motorcycles as because it's usually fun for them or a hobby, that anything involved in it on the other side of it, like on your side or my
Yeah.
side of the table, this is fun for them.
Yeah.
This is a hobby for them. This isn't a business like where they go to work.
Yeah.
Right.
And so,
they
like,
don't think
rattling's
about
not just my business, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I work on bikes as well. I sell parts as well.
Yeah, but you were talking about all the things you have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do in the. If you go to
It's still
buy
a
a bike
business.
from somebody, period, and they have it listed for 13 grand, but you're going through. You're a dealer now.
Right.
You're going to throw all these other taxes and fees and all this shit on top of it to go do all that paperwork that
Right.
you're doing through the raffle.
Right.
And now that $13,000 bike becomes this. Now, if you go buy that bike from some dude in his garage, you know,
Who tells you, yeah, hey man, I just did this.
Yeah.
Can you take his word for it? I mean, there's nobody who's ever been able to blast me and say, hey man, here's what I got. But
Yeah.
if you look at those other dudes who raffle 3 bikes a week or whatever it might be, some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I've seen those bikes, 2 of them from said person who's running it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do volume. I'm trying to have fun. You know what I'm saying? The whole concept of like the shop is just like, I fell into this for the love of it and for fun. And I want people to fall in love with it and have fun as well.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't take myself too serious. I hope nobody else does, because it's motorcycles, dude. At the end of the day, let's have fucking fun. Ride your bike. If
I
you
just
don't,
told you it was serious. It's my job.
I mean, it is serious,
So I do
but
for a
the
living.
person who contacts you, they're having a ball, dude. They're like, dude, Jason's about to paint my shit, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the energy I feed off of. They're like, bro, I just won the bike. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, it's every once in a while, like as a spectator of that, it's always dope to see like when somebody does win, you find out it's one of the homies, or like when Cano won the fucking
Dude.
FXR at the Texas Hills.
And my brother was there with me for that one, and dude, I was like, man, I don't think I'm gonna win, but I was like, I'm gonna drop $100. I was like, I'm gonna definitely do it, and then I didn't even know
you
who
know,
he
back
was.
in the day, you remember Aaron, Midwest Grinder? He
Dude,
used to get a
kill
lot
it.
of shit
Yeah.
from people because they thought that they were rigging raffles, but he had a system.
There is numbers involved.
There is numbers.
There's
Like
odds
he
involved.
played a system, and he would go and buy 3 or 4. Homie himself, same thing.
Solid
Homie himself
guy.
was winning so many bikes.
Solid guy. I
And-
felt like he had to like stop buying raffles to show people like, hey man,
Yeah.
it's not me, man, because that dude was for a minute on fire.
Yeah, it's like there's a system to it, and if you're willing to put up the $4,000 it might take to win that system,
Yeah.
you know, it like Aaron had a great way he did it. We did a podcast like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It's on our Patreon where he talks about his like thing. The numbers, right? And he would win this, and then he would only take the profits from that, essentially. Like even if he didn't keep the bike, he sold it, whatever.
And put it to the side.
And he put that to the side, and now that's his raffle money, and everything else. He's not gambling on his money anymore.
Yeah, it's a business.
Yeah. And he won like 2 or 3 baggers. He won Mike's,
He wants Mike's FXRT.
Krusty Glide.
Yeah, the
It sat
RT.
in this shop for about 6 months. And then he won another FXR that I ended up picking up, I think, that you got from me.
Oh, yeah.
Was that an FX? What?
Yeah,
you got one for me.
Kind of recent. Well, like a year ago or so.
So I've had 2.
Well, no, you sold that one to Justin. I bought the tins and all the shit.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that one went to Justin.
Yeah, you were partnered out. It's still there, Justin. Good to work. Fucking
He said to
guy.
give it to his son. I thought it was pretty badass.
Dude.
Yeah.
He's going to build 2 of them, from what I understand.
Build.
Assemble.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Build.
Boop, boop, beep, boop, 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 beep, beep. He gets to watch.
If you go in Justin's shop, he does not have tools in his shop.
Oh, I know. I've seen his tools. I was there.
No, he has tools. I'm fucking with him.
Yeah, they're from the dollar store. No,
He's got an IKEA tool set.
Yeah, dude. It's the one that comes with like the shit you build the furniture.
Yeah.
You just collect them over the years. He's bought enough of that.
I can't wait to see
furniture.
his shop though. It's trendy as hell.
It is trendy. I was on FaceTime with him on the way up here because he just got my swing arm done. But his shop is fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
Super dope. What,
Yeah, I like it.
what was
man.
that about?
Oh no, let's go out when we started the drawing out there.
That's fine. I've been waiting
No, Justin's my forever shit talking buddy. So
I
everything, even whenever I want to tell him, dude, you did a great job,
It's hard.
just can't.
It gets like to here and you just.
You suck. No, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's killing it.
But yeah, the raffle thing is weird, man, because you know
People make it weird. It's not supposed to be weird. It's supposed to be fun.
I think for people that enjoy the concept of like maybe they'll win a bike for $100 or a couple $100 they throw into it, they choose to it. Nobody has a gun to someone's head like fucking join this raffle. You know what I mean?
Correct.
I just think that other people that are on the other end that want to build a bike and sell it, then they need to focus on building a bike and selling it. And that there's always going to be people out there raffling, just like there's somebody out there selling bikes at Lucky Penny or Dream Machines or whatever. Like there's many different ways. Some people have the extra money where a raffle is a fun thing to do. Fuck it. I'm
fun.
drinking at Buffalo. Yeah, I'll buy $200 worth of tickets.
Yeah, and what really honestly inspired it was, so growing up, right, not a whole lot of money. Growing up in Daytona, seeing all the bikes, seeing everything. That's the only like Disney World we could afford to go to was like Bike Week, right? My mom would whip us in a Suzuki Sidekick with spray painted rims. Me and my brother would hit a fucking 5-piece shrimp plate, and we were there, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't afford a bicycle, but you'd always have like your mom or dad would always have like
Just steal, dude.
$50, $100 or whatever. You know, like you always had like, you know, just that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, if I had this one opportunity,
Yeah.
that's what that was about. And when it happened, I was like, this is fun for me too. It's like,
Yeah.
cool. I can make a little money. I can get rid of a bike. I can do what I want with no restrictions, which is also the good part about it.
Yeah.
So I can get as wild as I want, or I can keep this bike as original as I want and still get rid of it, but still have fun and just touch all of the ones that I want and go after the ones that I want, the anniversary editions. Because, like, the raffles that I do are not just like a convertible, all black. It's like, no. The bikes that I'm getting rid of are like the ones you want.
Yeah.
You know, like the 99 CVO, the anniversary fucking 93, the 85th anniversary, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to whip out a black Dyna.
Here's a Super Glide 09.
Yeah, wide glide. No, I don't, you know.
Yeah.
So it's fun, but at the same time, that's why a lot of money has to be involved, because I got to pay money when it's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, if you think about it, like, because the last couple of raffles I've seen you do, you'll do like
And I'll give shit away too, and
you'll do the
deals.
what is it, 2 tickets for like 100,
150 sometimes. You know,
Yeah.
I did 3 for 125. That goes to show it's not about the money. Like,
Yeah.
I just want you to win this fucking bike.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
I
the
need
quicker
it-
you get to that said goal, then you can.
Yeah, but I also
do
need
the
it out of
raffle.
my way because, like, you know, I'm in my garage, so
Yeah,
it's got to be semi-quick, but
yeah, it makes sense.
Do you have any special?
It's my first
do you,
piss break.
Do you have any winners that you've had where it was almost like the fairy tale thing? Like maybe the dude didn't have a bike or
Yeah.
didn't have the money to put down. You know, this was kind of his $100 Hail Mary or whatever.
I've had 2 that are like super memorable. The first one that I can remember was a dude had just gotten to a wreck and he was still in the hospital, and his homies gave him a bunch of money, and he took some of it and played the raffle, and he won.
Awesome.
That's wild, dude.
The second one was a dude who'd never owned a bike before. But his friends would always let him ride his, like a buddy bike, and first Harley ever. I was like, dope. So like those situations, like, they're tight. But even the most recent dude, like, he's got multiple bikes, but he's already committed. He's like, I'm going to fly in and ride that bike all the way to Utah. And like, not only did I give you a bike, I'm giving you a fucking trip and a story. And I'm like, hey man, it's an FXR. He's like, dude, that's half the fun. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's tight. And like the dude who won Jace's Dyna rode that shit all the way home. Flew in, jumped on the bike. See ya.
Yeah, that's one of my. We have friends who've, you know, in between bikes or whatever, and just I always pull for those guys when I hear that. Hey, dude, I'm taking a shot at this.
Yeah.
And that's, man, I hope guys like those win more.
Yeah, and
often
I'm gonna be
than not.
honest with you. There's people that like they go through something and I know that, or they're in a certain situation and I know that, and I go, I'll just DM them. Hey, bro, you're spot number 129.
Yeah.
They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, here's the bike. I seen what you know, the wreck, whatever. I hope you might win.
Yeah, you gave me 2 spots.
Yeah. Just hey, man.
Yeah.
Because it's not about that. It's, you know.
Yeah, it's a fun thing. It's community building. Yeah. Yeah. So, how many have you done so far?
12, 15.
So that's what, like last 2.5 years?
No, like the last year and a half.
Okay.
That's when I started it. That Dyna was the first one I did. And I did that one not because I needed money for, like, my business. Like, I was working. I had, like, medical issues that came up. My doctor said I couldn't ride no more. And I needed money for my medical bills. And I was like, I'm not going to wait for somebody to buy this bike. Here's this raffle thing people are doing. Let's try it.
Yeah.
And I did it and paid it off. And here we are.
Bob's your uncle.
Still alive. But no, like, I feel like the only reason why, like I said, that people hate on the raffle shit is because either A, they're like, man, this ain't worth it or whatever, or they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But those people normally don't even enter any raffles. So it's like, how much does your opinion really matter?
Yeah, I think it's just, like I said, it goes back to the whole concept of there's so many different things going on that, like, I think people just need to, focus on what they got going on and not so much what's going on and getting popular.
Yeah.
We all have a little bit of that old man get off my lawn in us, and I think that we all get to that point. When I'm talking about the people I know that get a little more fuck raffles, I'm like, look, man, we're just all at that point where there's that one thing that triggers us because it's something kind of like new in the motorcycle scene, not new in general as like it never existed before, but it's new and it's like it's changing the way things are done in some circles.
It also changes the price of certain stuff, and it changes like what people are doing, and people are wanting to come in for the wrong reasons, and the water gets tainted. And then all of a sudden, one bad fucking egg spoils everything.
Yeah,
because there is some bad raffles that happen.
Yeah. I mean, there's badass shops like Power Plant, for example, who raffle bikes, but they're not, like I said, they're not just black convertible.
Yeah,
I try not to do that. I've never raffled a black convertible.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense, man. Like, I think what did Cut Rate? They raffled off that FXR a couple of years ago.
And he did that Supreme fucking Honda dirt bike or whatever it was.
Oh, those things are fucking stupid expensive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that shit's tight.
If it's like such a badass build that some people would never be able to afford it, like that's sick for someone to win that.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
Why would I not try to
you got
figure
those
out
raffles, and what's the other thing where they do? It's like the when they buy the tickets for an event, you never know how many fucking tickets they.
And you never know who wins. The bike's still sitting there like 3 years later. You're like, God damn, they repainted that thing. Like,
so the crazy thing is like Lexin, they did that new
ST.
Yeah. And I was talking with him. I was like, "What's the deal?" He's like, "We just want people to sign up on our emails."
Marketing.
It's like they want to email. They want to do email marketing, so they gave away a bike.
Yeah, because you got to.
All
think
you had
about
to do
this
was
way.
sign up.
As a business, that's a write-off.
Yeah.
That's for their marketing budget. So maybe that was one.
Which I'm gonna definitely up my.
Yeah, so maybe that was 1 year of a marketing budget. You know, 30 grand, 25 grand. Instead of putting billboards and buying more shirts or whatever, giving free shit away, they're like.
Yeah. They said they really enjoyed this process, so they're gonna do kind of think of how they want to do it and do another one.
Yeah.
Moving
that was
forward.
cool that they didn't have to like sell tickets.
Yeah.
It's like, we just want your info.
Yeah.
Which is worth a lot of money apparently.
Well, email marketing does well if you have something that people might want. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy because if you think about who comes to your emails, like every once in a while you'll get like spam a lot, right? But every once in a while there'll be an email from like Ramjet or Lucky
Speed
Dave's
Kings or some shit.
or some speakeasy. Oh, let me see what's going on. These are the homies. Maybe they got a deal. Maybe it's something. Maybe I'm looking for a seat right now and they're in stock and they're doing them at 20% off or something, right? So there's a place for that.
Yeah, for sure. And they'll capitalize off of it. They'll make tenfold.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure. Because Lexin is like a low tier buy-in, good profit. You can disperse the product pretty quick,
Yeah.
all in-house shipping or whatever, and why not?
Yeah, for sure. So, no, I think there's all those different aspects, man. Like, I had a lot of people asking me for the longest to raffle off a paint job or a helmet paint job, and
It's fun.
I'm not saying it ain't fun.
He does that.
Yeah. So if you get like fucking.
I'm gonna go pee while he gives you his answer.
So what I do is like if there's a whole bunch of people, I don't got time to paint all these helmets, so I'll do a raffle. Like, hey, I'll do a raffle.
The one you did now is for your homie. That was tight.
Yeah, that's a different aspect for a fundraiser or something that. Rather than just doing a GoFundMe or something, that's cool. But when you do an actual raffle for a cause, then that actually helps a lot more. For my buddy, he went down and we did a helmet raffle and. Shit, we raised really good money for that, and then top it off, someone won a helmet. So
that's cool. Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
Well, that aspect, like I said, it makes sense to kind of do, but I have I like to think that I have a really great bond with my customers that I don't know if I would be able to offer them the same kind of attention through a raffle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So would you ever think about it like so? There's people that dream to get a helmet painted by you, right? But they may not have the money but they have a chance to actually win a helmet from you from a raffle, but then for a low price. Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think it's like I said, doing that, but I also know how to work. Like all the homies that already have helmets are gonna do like $400 or $500 worth of tickets, and next thing you know, it's like one of those guys are gonna win. As opposed, I would rather do a helmet giveaway like to somebody like just out of like just that. I want to be a part of that. I want to, necessarily sponsor them, but like, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to pay attention to a lot of shit going on. I can't pay attention to everything, but when I see someone doing something rad, you know, I don't know.
Because I know Crucey's been doing the raffle thing too, and he gives a lot of money back to you know, veterans and stuff like that, which is pretty sick too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just I don't
just
know.
imagine how stoked someone would be though, like to win
same thing you had on that.
To
badge.
win a FASTLIFE helmet or
Yeah.
something for $50, you know what I mean?
It's just fun. That's all
Yeah.
it is. Like, what happens is, like, sometimes I'll get into like a mindset where I get like super bummed out, like for whatever reason, right? And then I know I got this bike coming up that's going to be given away, and then that whole process goes through, and you're just like, it just resets me.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It keeps it light, even though there's a lot of fucking shit talking involved with it. Not as much as it used to be. Like, it's kind of gone away. I feel like they're like, hey man, we're done talking shit to this dude. He's not going anywhere. Let's just go home or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So nowadays it's like, it's real fun.
So the other thing I was thinking about in what you were saying is, and I'm not trying to brag at this at all. This is just like maybe the benefits of having a decent following on social media. Like, I rarely ever have to actually make a post to sell something. It usually can get sold within a story.
Yeah, that's tight.
So if I put up a helmet that I've already done, like this is a large flame Ghost Bandit. It's $1,500 ship right now. It's usually sold within a few minutes.
And how much fun is that when that happens? Is what
I like doing it that way because
what I'm
I've actually thought about, instead of doing helmets for people specifically, just start painting my own shit, what I want to do on a helmet, and then put it up for sale.
Yeah, here's the artwork.
Yeah, like I like that aspect.
Here's
But
the
I
painting.
do like the aspect of working with somebody and kind of creating something out of their ideas. So it's kind of a catch-22 for me when I like both situations. But
Right.
like this bike downstairs, like that was a story that just had tape on it. All I had was tape. It didn't even have the paint job, and the dude bought it sight unseen. You know what I mean?
And sometimes you'll get that. And so like the bike that I just put together, thankfully,
I sold
like,
my bagger for $40-something thousand last year on a story.
Oh yeah.
So
it happens. And like I was saying, it's good to have a balance of that. So like the bike I just got done building for this dude, he was kind of involved. He had like parameters, right? But
Yeah.
there was not specifics. He hired me because I had a certain style, I had a certain part stash that he probably knew about, and he knew I could deliver said image, right? But when you also get to take a break from that, of those parameters, even as wide as that was, to go, hey man, I'm gonna put these bars, I'm gonna put these wheels, what is, I'm gonna do this, like we talked about. Cool, that's what I wanted. I hope y'all like it. If you don't, that's fine.
Yeah.
There's still no pressure involved with, like, because when I'm gonna deliver this bike, there's a whole lot of pressure. But when it's like, here's what I've done, and you just get it, it alleviates that anxiety, right?
Yeah.
So that's what that also does, and that's why I said I like to keep it fun. You have to have a balance of like free creativity and then creativity you're getting paid to produce.
Well, I would say that to capitalize on what you just said, that sometimes like the best things is when a customer brings the right idea to me to open up creativity in that I didn't know I had for said project or said color scheme or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like I turned out a lot of work that's just completely out of the wheelhouse of what I can't say I don't care to do that.
Yeah.
But truth is I don't want to do that.
It's not going to wake you up in the morning.
As much love doing
Yeah.
it.
And
Yeah, they're going to wake you up in the morning.
Yeah. So, but then every once in a while, like you get something that like they say it and you're like, I'm not supposed to want to do that. But I'm, for some reason today, there's like some spark of like, I want to try this.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, challenge accepted.
And
exactly.
So what you just said is exactly how I felt when that dude brought me that bike.
Yeah.
With what he wanted. Because he wasn't coming in like other dudes come in and go, hey man, I want a track dynamic swing arm. I want an S&S crate motor. I want an inverted front end. I want carbon wheels. I want all custom paint. He said, man, I want this bike to be as modern as possible, and you overlook it, but still be like, damn, what the fuck? Hold on, wait. But it be as original with no name brands. If you look at this bike, there's no name brands on the bike.
Yeah.
There's no like Olin, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's, it's Dowd, it's Fox and Race Tech, whatever, right? It's all old school, 1985, period correct to that bike, Harley parts.
Yeah.
Shit, some of those parts you fucking took months to get.
That's why the bike took a little bit longer, but like literally this morning, I had a drag specialties packaging, right? And it literally says at the bottom, Fort Worth, 1985. I don't know if they printed that in 1985. I don't know if that's when they registered that name of the business, but that bike's from 1985. And I'm literally walking around this whole bike with this one medallion trying to figure out where can I put this one piece because it has to go on this bike.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what that is except for probably me and that customer. Yeah. He even said it. He's like, bro, this is so underrated. I'm like, I understand, but...
And then people still will never know.
They'll never know until I say that, that. But
until you make it real.
That's why I said you can, yeah, until you make it real. And that's why I said you can either be a builder, a fabricator, a creative, a visionary, whatever. To answer that whole scheme, to tie it all back, is like, who put this thing together?
Yeah. Not
just assembled it, but who put this whole thing together?
Yeah.
That's who built it.
It's the creative ideas that kind of make a build. Yeah, the whole name brand thing. That's kind of like what's become of like the performance bagger world. And that's the easiest way to build a bike.
Well, it's not just the performance bagger; it's Harleys. I feel like now.
But that's just the like capitalism and marketing and
stroke the check.
Yeah, it's like most people like they enjoy that type of bike building because it's low risk, high reward.
Yeah, there's good profit there.
Going in and having a full bike built. Is high risk, low reward.
Yeah.
Because it might not be, a good combination of parts to work together.
Right.
There's so many factors that go into it. So, like, everybody will say that they can build the best bike, but then you have a customer that is, Jetty, right? Jetty's a big fucking dude that rides everything like a goddamn
gorilla.
Like a gorilla. And so he breaks shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, I spend a lot of money. I don't want things to break. So it's almost like there's certain things that are just not available for him in the way he rides his bikes, right?
Yeah, but
that sucks for a builder because the builder's going to tell everybody like, oh, I build a no.
Yeah.
Different strokes are different. Everybody's different. Yeah. Everybody rides different, and every build is not like going to be working.
Well, there's also a difference between like a person like Jetty, for example, as a business owner or whatever. If I were to ever be approached with somebody who's like, hey man, this is the caliber I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. What are we doing? We're putting a bunch of parts still together. Yeah. Doesn't matter what swing arm goes on the bike. You still have to correct that rear end, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what front end goes on the bike. It still has to have the same, it has to be weighted and all that same stuff. Like, okay, cool. You just, no disrespect to anybody who's building these high caliber bikes. The only difference is how much money do you have, right? Like, if I had $100,000 right now, I could put something insane together.
Yeah.
With parts.
Jetty will still break it.
That's fine. I mean, I understand that.
Jetty's still gonna break
it. Jetty is a on Saturday there's people that will want to race him if he wants to show up. Like he said, he's showing up. Jetty, I hope you're listening.
Yeah.
Somebody's already been trying to talk some smack to come race him. So
Stock 88 ready to go.
Yeah, somebody wants to race him. He said he'll throw down. He wanted to turn the Road King into a drag bike, so I hope that dyno's ready to get dragged out.
It's 124. I think it's broken in now.
Yeah, it's broken in for sure by now. I hope so. I hope all those little videos of him going down weren't him like taking off the trailer. Nah, he wouldn't.
There's just that concept of it, man. Like, there's so much that goes into builds. Like that's why I feel like it's important for the conversation if someone is building a bike to be like, okay, what's your intentions with this bike? Are you trying to build a show bike?
Yeah.
Or you want to build a really, really nice bike that you can still travel on?
Yeah.
Or are you going to ride? Like, these things matter because even for paint, like it matters. Like
it's like fitting a suit.
Yeah, because if you're gonna go take this across the country, then there's certain places I would probably prefer to paint stuff that are easily touch-upable.
Yeah.
As someone that rides road glides and rides with guys with sport glides and dynas, I know all the rock chip spots.
Yeah, all the chip spots.
So I design paint jobs to be easily fixable, even not by me. Like, this is black right here. This is Constellation Gray or some shit. So you can have this fixed by anybody because I don't ever paint anything for anybody in Texas. So
well, that's the difference between what I call a builder and a mechanic. So I'm not a builder, but I can build you a bike, right?
Yeah.
But the only reason I can do that is because I know how to mechanic. So if you are not a mechanic who knows how to change oil and tolerances and how to set gaskets and make sure everything's right and tight, you can't build shit.
Yeah.
Sure you can weld, sure you can cut, sure you can do all that stuff, but assemble this whole thing mechanically sound. to be able to go down that road. And so when you're saying like you paint a bike or, you know, for a certain purpose, it's the same thing that I do when I put a bike together, whether it's a raffle bike or I'm building a bike for somebody or I'm repairing a bike for somebody, right?
Yeah.
I know that person. That's how I set their suspension. I know that person. That's how I'm setting their bars. That's how I'm setting their seat. That's how I'm setting for that bike, right? So, for example, I know he's a stunt dude. Mm-hmm. I'm going to make sure that his front suspension is a little softer on the rebound to make sure that when he dumps it and comes down, he doesn't get all that.
Just blow out his forks.
Yeah. Right. So, sure, you can have Olin's front end, right? We'll talk about that later. Sure, you can have an Olin's front end, right? But, like, is it just the old drop and top, or is it like, you know?
Yeah. Well, and not everybody needs that.
But I put Olin's on a raffle bike, and it's tight and right. And then people are like, hey, man, well, what are you raffling for so much money? Well, there's $6,000 worth of suspension on that bike.
Well, there's, you know, that's the other bad part about social media is that everybody feels like they need to say something on there.
Because they have the platform to do it.
Yeah. And you know what's sad is, like, I've been making comments lately on the podcast about how I guess it gets to a point where, like, there's no real conversations being had on social media anymore. It's always like
punchlines.
It's that's a good fucking way to put it. It's punchlines, and it's like the ever-ending question of what bars are those? What helmet is that? What wins? Like, question, and typically it's fucking said in the goddamn post or it's tagged.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But it's
I
like,
love those questions though.
Well, come join. Have fun on my Instagram.
I know, but like, if you could answer,
turn that leaf, dude.
Well, no, if you can like answer 2 or 3 of those,
they don't. They're not like,
you don't have to answer.
If you answer the comments, right, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But the questions on DMs, a DM is never like a quick answer. It's like
it's loaded.
It's a leading question, leading in question to like a bigger conversation.
Yeah.
Because this dude's at his break at work and he's bored, so he just thinks, fuck it.
Yeah, it's always about like 12:30.
And if you answer one, there's more coming too.
Yeah, it's on lunch. It's always like 12:30. You're like, damn, he don't finish his burrito.
Dude, I hate it. I hate the fact that, like, you know, I probably missed out on making so many good relationships and friends through some of those things that I just have to avoid them because I just can't spend the time to engage with those on social media.
Right.
You know, and that's why, like, when I look at some of my friends that have, like, Sit Down Steve's got a huge amount of followers, right? But nobody's asking him, like, if they're asking him how to fucking do a Willie, he's like, dude, fuck, I got videos. There's YouTube videos. Mm-hmm. Go learn how to, like, get the fuck out of here, right? But he doesn't have a service he's selling to somebody, right? Mm-hmm. Like, everybody, today I had 5 people that asked me paint shop recommendations in different parts of the country.
Like,
hey, you don't know that?
Hey, do you know a great painter in SoCal? And so I, you know, hit him up with one of my homies. Hey, do you know a great painter in Michigan? I'm like, no, I don't. But
yeah, see, I probably don't.
Not too far is Poland. So,
yeah.
Do you know a great painter here? Like, I'm like, who the fuck goes to CVS and asks where the Walgreens is for the first place?
Social media.
What I mean?
That's why
social media, right? But I mean, fortunately, like, I am friends with all these people, and you know, it's good to like pass on that information. But it's just, it blows my mind sometimes that, like, you know what I mean? Like,
trust me, I get the hardest questions sometimes where I'm like, oh man, hold on, wait, I need to stop what I'm doing. I need to.
You want to know how I think that people really decide they want to spend money on paint? Is when they find a painter that makes them want to spend money. And when you find a painter that paints a bike so badass, you're like, fuck, I got to have this. Then you found your painter.
But that's a novelty.
And now you want it.
Yeah, but it's a novelty.
Well, I don't know. They sell them on the new Lowrider STs.
Oh, my God. With the tramp stamp on the... You seen the tramp stamp on the tank?
Just the internet's blowing up. They just act like Harley reinvented Harley Davidson.
Many of them, so
they act like you can't paint a bike.
Yeah. And they act like they're already paying like $9,000 over MSRP.
Just paint it. Yeah. Drop a...
Bro, there's only 100 and something of them, man.
1,500?
1,500. It's funny, like, what
would
we say? It was like $8,000 or $9,000 upcharge for this paint set.
That's not even rare, dude.
I've heard one of them going local for $29,999, and I think the regular ST's MSRP for $22,999.
$1,500 is not even rare.
All you're getting is like I said, the rarity, the paint job.
There's not even rare. It's
Speakers
just like,
built into it. And,
Yeah, but that's an option they can also buy though.
But how many fucking spaceship gray STs do you
is
think
is the interfering painted? I
real question. How many gray STs do you think they've sold and produced the first year?
Probably 5,000 maybe.
Okay, so how rare is 1,500? Everybody needs to calm the fuck down. Reach
I
out to your
think,
paint guy
order,
and
dog.
fucking
Chill
paint
out.
it, dude. Yeah, chill out, dude.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like it is a cute paint job, but it's like
Buy an FXR, be a man. If you want a bike to look like an FXR, you might as well have one.
yeah. You know what's sad?
It's like having a girl who looks like she's
open.
Spanish, but she ain't Spanish. Just go ahead and do it.
bro.
Get cut one time.
Come on,
Get
dog.
cut one time.
Get cut one time.
Well, think about it like this. I find it more sad that Harley can't create a paint job that's iconic enough for today that they have to like revert back to something old. But now I get it. This is
They did it with the electric line.
that's that's why like this is the caveat to it. This is the iconic line.
Yeah.
It's like
The icon.
It's paying homage to these things that came before it.
Icon line.
But when everybody online is like, I don't know.
Here's
Like,
why. Because they have nothing else to talk about.
yeah, true.
Because if their bike was like, I don't know, riding, and they were on it, they wouldn't be worried about a red paint job with pinstripes and tramp stamp on the tank.
And the lines don't even follow the fairing very well. They look crooked as shit going down it. It's like, dude, they don't even look like a regular. Like, I painted a ST fairing. You can flow traditional RT lines
style
through it. You can, and it would look good.
Yeah.
And what they did was just kind of like, it's sad. And you know what it sucks is like I have a friend that works at Gunslinger, and Gunslinger's the one that does all their.
Yep.
And so the recent paint job they did with the orange, with all the Harley logos in it, I was like, it kind of looks kind of like the one I did for House of Harley. That
But
Willie
you have
G.
to remember, Harley Davidson is always going to be plain vanilla.
I what I'm alluding to
Yeah.
in my thing is, and even with building like parts and shit.
Yeah.
I think that I'm ready to start a consulting business to help all these motherfuckers figure out what fairing that was, what bars they are, and what seat that is for a low cost of $5.99 per transaction.
Well, you're not going to make a whole lot of money because they're still putting the same ugly-ass bars and the same ugly-ass seat and the same ugly-ass pipes on those ugly-ass
man.
bikes.
Do you know a good painter in this part of town? So the way that works in every other industry is, hey, do you have a good realtor over here? Bam,
Yeah.
referral fee. Bam, this, bam. Like, the game's to be sold, not told, bitches.
It could be, but unfortunately, there's a lot of people trying to steal the game.
Yeah.
And that's when it gets...
It's a no on the painting or the interfering painting.
Yeah, so the interfering's not even painted. So
Yeah, so for like, I don't know, way less, you could have had the interfering painted.
all the painters out there are going to be color matching interferings and making money on that for now.
Trash. That bike's trash. Anybody who buys that bike, something's wrong with you. You have no style. Off bat, you have no taste.
Chill out, dog.
I know all y'all got it on reserve. You have zero taste.
Why you hate it so much?
Chill out, dog.
Because
I
it's like
got
the
one,
Hanes
dog.
white T-shirt. They all look the fucking same. Why would you want 1,500 bikes to look the same? And it's custom painted. Come on now, calm down.
Okay, on that aspect, I get it.
Yeah, dude.
I thought you meant like the ST in general.
No, the ST's tight.
Okay.
The new Softail platform is handling very well,
Yeah.
for sure. But if you're gonna paint it and be custom and charge $9,000 extra,
Yeah.
there's people in the industry who paint bikes that could have painted you a one-off bike and not been.
So I would say that to
you know what I mean?
to be the devil's advocate of my own fucking shit talk right quick, I understand that like I think I'm losing sight on the fact that it is
it's an introduction into the custom paint world is what it really is.
that or it's just a
So
it's,
look at
it's
it from
just
the
paying
bright side.
homage on the 83 RT.
83, yeah, for sure.
You know what
But
I mean?
it's also, for a lot of people, could be good. You want to look at the bright side? It could be an introduction to custom paint.
Yeah.
Possibly if old fucking Poppy's walking in looking for that street glide.
Yeah, well, custom paint's never. Trust me, custom paint has never suffered in the motorcycle space.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But when they
You
walk
know.
in and see the price tag difference and they go, man, how much would it cost to paint that?
Well, you know, I got tagged.
I don't know. I'm
I
trying
got
to be
tagged
positive,
in something today.
man. I'm always
on-
trying to be positive.
I got tagged in something today on a Performance Bagger page on Facebook, which I never
runs
want to
that
comment. Mr. Tampon Turbo.
I heard he had a motorcycle. He rode it today for the first time.
Yeah, I think. So what I see happening, or when I read some of the comments, right? And the way I would talk about paint in the world, because I've been the guy that was doing crackhead shit. I've been the dude that worked my way up to get the money that I get now.
You have to start with crackhead shit.
You do. So when you look at the consumer side of thing, which is going to be this thread on this performance bagger page, you got everybody talking about like what they paid and what they're willing to pay. Because, and then, you know, some of the bikes that they talk about that they had, oh, I paid $5,000 for this, or I paid $1,500 for this. The prices are anywhere from $1,500 to fucking $15,000. That's how wide the price difference is between custom painting a bagger, right? That's a big fucking gap. So if you know nothing and know no one, like, dude, you know, when you walk into Best Buy, you see the 46-inch that's fucking $2,000, the one that's $400, and the one that's $200, and it's like, okay, what does this one do? You know what I mean? What's the $2,000 one do? I just so I know. I'm not buying it, but I want to know what that does.
Right.
And all it is like you're paying for quality and skill, right?
Time.
So, yeah, the difference between my paint job and someone that's like, I started $10,000 to paint a bagger, and someone that starts at like $5,000. The difference is the quality of my work and my designs, and they might not be at that level yet, right?
They're not, but they're working on it.
No. It's a fair thing.
He's a painter.
Yeah. Well, then he should understand this.
He does. And
because
I tell him all the time, like, bro,
I charge to my quality level. Like,
and so he's not, here's what happens with people like him and people like me who are just fresh, right? They're just getting started.
Yeah.
You don't know what your value is until somebody's willing to pay it. So what happens is you start here, and then you end up here, and you end up here, and then you end up there. But unless you start, I don't want to hear about shit, right? Well, the people that don't start, they don't matter.
So here's the deal. If you put that,
exactly.
If you put that first paint job out there, you paint a bagger, right? And you say, let's just say you charge $3,000, because I used to paint baggers for $3,000 all day long.
Yeah.
And
5 years ago.
And I used to work for $60 an hour.
5 years.
Years ago.
5 years ago.
It's the same concept.
I was painting baggers for $3,000, and I was getting like $500 for a helmet, right? Mm-hmm. Not now.
Yeah.
The difference is that once you start getting a demand dictates what you can charge. Then as your stuff gets better and you start using more high quality materials, then you'll realize that, like, in order to paint a bagger, even, you know, if you're using all PPG, you're going to have $3,000 in that bike. Easy. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm painting it for $5,000, I'm not going to work for a week and a half or 2 weeks or 3 weeks for $2,000. Yeah. Like, that's just, no business can sustain off that.
You won't now, but when you were trying to, like, get your product out there.
When I was a kid and I worked in my garage, or I didn't have overhead, or I stole paint from the shop I worked at. Like, that's different.
Yeah, but that's how you come up, right? Everybody has their own come up, right?
But so the difference is that when you go and look at this Facebook platform, nobody's prefacing like, hey, I have a guy who he's kind of new to this thing, but he has really badass designs and he has pretty decent quality for his work. Yeah. Right? And he's at $3,000 or $5,000. Yeah. Hey, I have a guy who's a professional, and there's nothing wrong with, like, when I say professional versus like, I haven't seen your paint work. This is not talking shit. Yeah. Because I still have painters that I want to get to their level. Yeah. So I'm not like the king of this at all.
Neither am I.
And so there's somebody higher than me. I'm just at a point because of my demand, and my style is unique to me. Like, when people see paint jobs, it's a Jace paint job. It's not. It's not like, oh, it looks like you painted that helmet like Jace paints helmets.
No, yeah, I can look at a bike and go, hey, he did it, or it was somebody who did it like him. Because I can tell by the way that you spin, leaf, I can tell all that shit.
Oh, that's all. Everybody spins leaf the same way.
No, they don't. I promise you they don't. I've seen it.
Quality-wise, yeah.
Well, I can see. And I can see, like, the colors you use. I know the lines you use. I know the angles you use. But it's the same thing with anything mechanic or anything motorcycle-wise, right? Yeah. You'll have your guys who will dump and pump your oil. You're done. Yeah. And then they don't tell you anything else. Mechanics get, like, a bad rap because we're like, hey, man, here's what it's here for. Here's what's really wrong. Yeah. And that's the same thing you probably do. It's like, hey, man, somebody might send you some tins. I don't know where you're at, right? Or how that works. But you might get something and somebody's like, hey, man, here's what I want. You're like, that ain't going to work. Yeah, yeah. I could do it, but that ain't going to work. It's the same thing. Hey, man, put a fucking Volkswagen tire on my back of my bagger. That ain't going to work. Yeah, yeah. I could do it, but it ain't going to work, you know? same
you
shit.
don't put your name on anything like that.
Right. And so but when you're up and coming, sometimes you do have to put that tire on that bagger that looks like a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
So sometimes, you do need to do a $500 helmet, right? Sometimes you do need to
know your place.
Yeah,
man.
sometimes you do need to do a $50 oil change or
that's the
whatever.
difference.
Right.
That's the difference is knowing your place. It's like, I get it, like being a young and hungry guy that goes on the block and wants that opportunity. But, if he puts out, I'll paint this. First off, I'm not gonna comment on that. I'm at a point now where most of my customers ask me. I don't ask for customers,
and that's good.
And that's not. I'm not trying to be arrogant.
You don't have to be arrogant.
That's just one of those places that
you earned it from all the work that you've done.
20 years, I've done some crackhead shit to be here.
People don't understand that.
So
the journey that happens. People see like Ramjet, they see you, and they're like, "I can do that."
Yeah. So when you got a guy that's painting or doing stuff, and like I said, I've somewhat been a mentor for a lot of painters because I give a lot of advice like how to deal with shit and how to price themselves and how to be realistic with themselves, their time, their designs, what they're doing, what they need to focus on, those kind of things.
If you do that, here's what I want you to do. I want you to help this young man out. Look at the work he does and then tell him what he should probably be doing, because I can see what he does and I'm like, bro, you need to be doing a little bit more.
I'm all about helping myself, so I've been I taught myself mostly what I do, and I don't do it for a living, so it's just like a side hobby. So for now, I'm just building myself up. You know what I mean?
But like you still deserve credit. Like just like me, I feel the same way. Yeah, there's bigger shops and shit, but like
deserving credit.
Yeah,
so that goes against what you just said.
No, you deserve it because you worked for it, and I feel like he worked for it. I feel like I worked for it.
Yeah,
and it's just something it's just something I love.
You've worked for it. People need to give you the respect.
It's just something I love, dude. I get off work at 5 o'clock and I just go in the garage and start taping.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not waking up trying to find customers, dude. Like I get a lot of people all the time that want me to paint things, and I tell them, I don't do this shit for a living. So if I don't like it, or if I wouldn't put that on my bike, I'm not gonna paint that.
And
shit,
when you can start,
that's a very great place to be because you can focus on things that interest you,
right?
And you're always gonna put more of your heart into things that are interesting to you.
Yeah, and if you can start there, which is the same thing I did, is like starting doing what I like, and if I can continue to do this, and then all of a sudden it turns into a business, that's
the most ideal way. Yeah,
it's the same thing. It's like if you could all day just do everything you wanted to do, and then you just put it out there and it just goes.
Yeah,
like you said,
like
why not?
Like if I eventually start painting full time and do it for a living, that's badass, dude. Because I love it. But at the same time, I'm always trying to do other things, dude. Like I'm trying to learn how to engrave and all these other cool shits, like different arts. You know what I mean? So
you're creative.
Yeah, that's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
So
and it's the same thing.
It's a blessing because you're always like scratching the creative itch.
Yeah. Right.
But it's a curse because you'll never fully potentially hit
one thing.
Yeah. And
it's just the same thing with bike building.
Yeah.
You'll never be the best welder unless you are a welder and you're welding more than just motorcycles and frames. You'll never be the best transmission builder unless you're building 6 speeds, 7 speeds, from fucking Chevys.
You're never gonna stop learning, dude. I mean,
I've
only been painting for 2 years, and I learn shit every day. I'm sure you still learn stuff all the time.
I learn shit fucking every day.
Yeah.
Not every day.
Every day, literally every day when I go out there, because I learned that like I can do this.
Yeah,
is what I learned.
Yeah, it's a the whole concept of if you can the longer you can stay where it's not like a main source of income, the more that you can
have fun.
You can control it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I kind of came into it in a different way where I had to paint things.
Yeah.
Because that's all I knew how to do.
Yeah. It was forced to be a main job.
Yeah. It was a main job between like whether I did it for a living for a certain shop, and then we had beef or issues where I had to go do it on the side hustle.
What's crazy is people don't even remember or realize that you used to paint sport bikes.
Oh, I
guarantee you there's like 99% of people that know what you do now.
I was the
never
first dude in Texas to ever have a built sport bike on a magazine.
There you go. And here's the thing. People see what you do now. They don't know what you've done to get there.
Yeah, because it's social media now.
And that's the same thing. People see what I do now. They don't understand what I did to get there.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't on Instagram going, here I am working this sweaty shop.
I just need to scroll back to my MySpace, dude. That shit was lit with
Super Street. I tried to log back onto that shit the other day.
Dude, I tried one time like 2 years ago to get like pictures and shit. And then I seen my default photo and I was like, I don't want nothing to do with this. I was like, I don't want nothing to do with this. I was like, delete this account.
Well, what we're talking about right now is like one of these weird, real old school bikers would be like, these fucking fags on here. What we're talking about is like people knowing us and knowing what we're doing. Like why the fuck would anybody give a fuck about what we do outside of
That's how I feel.
what we show them right there in their face? Like
That's how I feel. I'm like, dude, I'm a dude in his garage doing nothing.
yeah. So like, in my head, like sometimes I get people that ask me questions, and I feel like I put so much of my life on this podcast and out in general that when certain questions are asked, I'm like, bro, I just did a whole podcast about it. I'm like, fuck, not everybody listens to it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this one situation in your head where you got to understand that like there's a lot of people in this country doing badass things, and unfortunately, if they don't find a way to make it known, because there's no more magazines.
Yeah.
There's nobody out there looking to exploit you.
R.I.P. Torque Mag.
There's nobody out there trying to exploit you. Like if you were around 15 years ago, then the goal was to go to the bike show to get recognized by a magazine and get all these opportunities to be in these publications, and that helps you get other opportunities. But that don't exist anymore.
Right. And
so
that's the
social
problem.
media is the only thing that you have control over that can help people find out who you are and what you're about. And whether you decide to lean into that or not is completely a choice on you.
Yeah.
But the rest of the world that's not trying, but then they're butthurt because nobody knows what they're doing or they're not getting opportunities, is their own fucking problem.
Yeah, for sure.
You know how many badass painters that are like 70, 60 years old that we'll never
for sure,
see?
dude.
Yeah.
Same with bike builders, bro. There's
But
dudes that will fucking outrun 90% of the people you see right now on Instagram going like this.
And nowadays,
Does a tree fall in the woods?
And do you hear it?
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I understand that it sucks, and every once in a while I get someone hit me up and say, "Hey man, there's this dude in Alabama, dude. He's the fucking coolest dude in the world." It's like, well, he might be the coolest dude in the world. He might be the most badass of everything.
Yeah.
But I have no idea to cross-reference this dude's fucking opinion about this.
Yeah, but that's what's cool about this is like, you make enough noise, people hear you.
You show up to shit.
Yeah, you make enough noise, people hear you.
Yeah,
right?
if you're a
start
badass
doing
painter,
shit.
bring your bike to places, man.
Right.
Like, show your shit off. Like, dude.
And ride it.
Well, I mean, just in general, like, the world has to be seen. You don't want to play a social media game? Cool. Then you need to be at every fucking bike night and every fucking bike show and every bike rally. So what's harder? What do you have less time for? You have less time to go pick up your phone and take a picture of your bike, or do you have more? You have less time to travel your bike all over the country to show the world what you're doing.
And that's what I tried to do when I first got started. But I was like,
yeah, show more.
But I was like, I had
more nuts.
No, I was like, I had nothing really to show. Right? Everybody grows, they evolve. Now I have something I can show.
Yeah.
And if you like it, cool.
But you've made a fucking name for yourself on social media. Like, you're known. I think between your social media presence and the fact that you've been present to quite a few events, Daytona, the campouts, multiple things here in Texas.
I just like to take my bike
Sturgis.
out. Yeah.
So like you're that plus being on social media is, you can run a very successful business with 1,500 followers. Think about it. You don't need more than 700
There's
customers.
a difference between like what did Big Sean say? $1 million, 1 million followers. It ain't the same.
Shit, it's close though.
Nowadays it might be.
Million followers,
But,
you can do some good shit with
but
that.
I'll tell you
I
what,
guarantee your raffles will go a lot faster.
Yeah, they will, but look at like, the heavy hitters like Yaffe and Trask and all that shit. It's like, and then you look at like some girl who's like perked up on her bike. It's like, calm the fuck down.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole nother argument of shit we got going on these days that we're trying to figure out.
That's a Patreon.
Yeah, speaking of cancer of the industry.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that.
But I think social media is tight, dog. Like, it's such a great tool. Like, you got people like Paint Huffer, dude, that repost your shit all the fucking time, man.
Yeah.
Like, this shit's tight.
I pay him for that. No.
Well, you got your own shit, don't you?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. That's dope. And see, like, if you can do things like that, it's like how many years of work went into that little jar?
First off, none, because that was a whim.
Well, I meant like, how long did it take for you?
No, we've been
to
talking
get to a point to where your logo could be on another dude's product.
No, I'm talking about like Paint Huffer's type.
20 years.
Too,
No, but 20
I
years,
ain't
right?
shit, and he posts my stuff all the time. You know what I mean?
I get this, but 20 years to put your name and your logo on somebody else's product.
Well, yeah, so the way that works, and I'm not diminishing what you're saying, but the way it works and why, in the paint world, what Paint Huffer does is he does shine light on everybody.
Yeah.
If you use this product and you use this product in the post, and he's gonna repost it.
Yeah,
as opposed to like House of Color's not reposting any of that shit.
No.
Every once in a while you might get lucky and they'll repost them, but they're not. I got hundreds, thousands of dollars worth of their products down there, and I can't even get a fucking like.
Because sometimes some people feel like they need to step on people to get to the top, or sometimes some people feel like they don't need to step on you at all.
Well, Brian's a good dude. He's one of us. He has a tattoo shop. He comes from an artist background, as opposed to House of Color has. It isn't John Kosmowski that's running House of Color's Instagram. He's not like passionate about painters and whoever and the people. The last time I checked, the main person that ran the social media for not just House of Color but Sherman Williams, Matrix, and all the other brands that are associated with House of Color
is a marketing company, I'm sure.
Used to work for like Freed's Furniture, marketing them, so they have no idea what they could be doing with their social media and how it could be like creating like this. It's already got a genre or a cult like culture with it, but they could be capitalizing on it, selling merch, doing much more shit, but they just don't fucking
they're slanging paint. They're whoever's managing the social media is like, I just need a check.
Yeah,
I want to put this post off.
That's most of them.
Yeah. Fucking Paint Huffer though. His name's Brian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can call him and he would just tell me exactly. A couple years ago when I was learning how to do leaf and stuff like that, dude, for him to like not even know me and have the patience just to answer the phone, just run down on how to lay leaf or what to do. I mean, that's tight, dude. Not too many people do that. Not a
Brian's
lot
a good
all.
dude, man. He's solid as fuck.
Someone said Renny's trying to get a Twizzler sponsor. Fucking Renny.
Did he get caught selling Amazon pegs on IG?
Probably. Probably.
Oh shit, he retracted it.
That means he deleted it?
Either they deleted it or the app did.
Alex Kirby. What's up, dog?
Cringe space. I'm just eating.
Yeah, the Twizzler cast.
You ever seen those dudes that like got the microphone and they like make weird noises on the microphone?
No, just know the guy from Police Academy.
That's before his time.
You ever seen Police Academy?
Hey, what I missed besides
The movie? Yeah, I seen the movie.
Yeah.
What I missed besides them titties?
Someone said you've been selling Amazon pegs
I
on
have.
IG.
You're absolutely right. I have.
Why would I not?
Hell yeah.
When there's a supply, there's a demand. And there's a demand, so I supply.
Yeah,
and that's the thing is like, why? Here's the problem. Why would anybody have anything to say about anything anybody else does other than the fact that they didn't try to do it?
Yeah.
It's like a...
What is Amazon pegs?
Well, like, those MX style pegs
That's
were
what
like super
that's
hot
what,
back
like,
in the day. I found the supplier. Yeah.
So, to be fair,
Fuck, dude, like, what am I gonna do? Not jump on this?
I remember it was either Rolling Sands or PM had like a bear trap style peg for a long time, and they discontinued it. But they Moons MC sold the exact same one, but half the price.
I mean, that's the same thing with the.
Twizzler.
That's the same thing with fairings and shit on Amazon.
Oh, you're good, Rip's Garage. We're just fucking with you. But no, it was it was one of those situations where like the difference was like Ness would make a product and then China would copy it and put it in the American market as a Ness product. But the intellectual property, all those things that you hear about on Rogan and shit like that, that's what they're talking about. But
if you had the same fairing and you didn't sell it as a Ness fairing, and you still sold the fairing.
Well, the thing is that people don't understand that like a lot of these things that do come from overseas, which are 70% of the products that people put on their bikes.
Yeah.
What happens is these companies, they make a product, and these companies here have the choice to brand them as their products or not.
Yeah.
In a lot of aspects.
But see, I grew up in a big, like, my previous career was like huge on like sales. So it's like, I'm a salesman at heart, right? I'll push product if it's good. You know, but there's no problem
with that one.
There's no problem with like going out there and finding a source for said product, whether you make it yourself or not. I
Why's no one like clapping on fucking Dixon for going to repurpose Yagos forever until he made enough money to do his own product?
That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
I am what I would consider my own Danny Dixon, right? Whatever I have to figure out to go to my said goal, I'll do it.
Yeah.
As long as it's legal or whatever, like, that's fine. I'm not fucking nobody over. I've never had, never will. You pay for said product, you're going to get said product. But now, as a legit business, I can sell you Bare Knuckle Paul. I can sell you Legend. I can sell you Olin's. I can sell you all that same shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't before, but I knew what I wanted to produce one day. And I'm still working at that. And that's that next
People
step.
are going to buy this shit regardless whether you're selling it or somebody else selling
But
it.
if I can throw it on my bike and still check it and be like, hey, this is still the best Chinese Connect. You know, like this shit, it might be bunk, but it's the best bunk ever.
Yeah.
Like, why not, right? And I did that previously. But going forward, that's what the next step of getting the shop is getting like the drag specialties account. Getting all of those WPS, all that stuff to be able to go, hey, yeah, if it's on my site, it's because I used it. Or I put it on a customer's bike and it works. And, you know, you're not going to scroll through and just buy whatever anymore. You got to elevate.
I think of people nowadays, like, I think the online store is so common that most people are looking for now, who am I connected with? Who do I fuck with? Like, maybe it's Cruzy or maybe it's Stream Rides.
Yeah.
Or, you know, maybe it's said brand, Thrash, or something like that.
Yeah.
Rebels
Tony,
Den.
Tony, dude, I'll tell you what, the reason why that he has that support, like, coming in from where I'm at, right? The reason why he has that is because he's throwing that shit down. Like, he's putting that on that bike and then going out there and performing. But he's also a really cool dude to where, like, you can go hang out with him, right?
Yeah.
So why not buy from him instead of Dennis Kirk or JP Cycle?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the evolution of sales and how it works. It's like I know a lot of people that love Cruzy, and Cruzy's a bad motherfucker.
He's killing it.
Him and Trent are doing some great things.
Killing it.
And people want to buy from him because they enjoy the content.
They
back
want
to social
they want
media
it
to
to
put
keep
out.
going.
They see what
And
he
so, like,
does.
okay, well, you know, I can control where I spend. You know, I'm gonna buy this Shinko tire regardless, but maybe I can buy it from them, and they're gonna make the money, and that'll help their cause. And that's all that's coming down to. It's like online stores are just OnlyFans accounts for bikers now.
Correct. Yeah,
Pretty
but
much.
the best ones that perform are like your Dream Ride John, or like your Ramjet, your FXR divisions, those big brands, because what they do is they take those same parts, they'll put a badass bike together, they'll take the said event, and you can go chop it up with them.
Yeah.
There's no JP. Yeah, there's a JP Cycle building at Sturgis, but that motherfucker's so big, can't even find the bathroom.
Yeah.
Nobody's
And
gonna support that.
To jump in this comment real quick, yes, Dixons are whack.
They are whack. I'll tell you what, I own one Dixon product that came with my Snap-on toolbox, but it is the hardest fucking Snap-on Dixon like
someone give me a Dixon
mechanic
rocket
like
dog.
jacket. I wore it one time because this thing looks like it's built for like a fucking gorilla. I'm gonna give it to you, Jetty. But yeah, dude, like you gotta separate yourself, but try to elevate at the same time. And sometimes you do what you gotta do.
Yeah, like I said, the main thing is like if you have the integrity of saying that you've never done anybody wrong, you never falsely sold them some shit or whatever. That's important. Like I've always felt like some people can be mad because I've said no, but they can never be mad at me because I didn't do what I said I wasn't going to do. Yeah,
that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
I will never tell you, especially deadlines. I will never tell you, hey, your shit's gonna be here.
Yeah,
and then we're like, I won't do that.
Yeah, well, being honest with deadlines and things, it comes down to the degree of how much you need that sell. Because if you need that sell a lot, you're more prone to tell people whatever they want to hear in order to solidify that job.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, look, you know, I get it every year. It's February and everybody's like, hey, I want to do a paint job for Daytona. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
Like,
should have hit me up a year ago.
Yeah, well, not that far, but just in general, like you should have
just started.
Like put it like this: I'm already busy, but how bad do you want it?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
Have you ever paid for a $25,000 paint job on a bagger?
It should come.
Do you want it that bad?
Yeah, sometimes
I'll do it if you want it that bad.
Yeah, sometimes
You know what I
it can come down to that, right? But what ends up happening is they forget about everything you've done for them, and then all of a sudden it's just a paint job.
Yeah,
so it's like, yeah, you work for it and they'll give you the money, but it's like
the problem is those people that are hitting me up there, they're not. This is one thing that maybe you can take some information from this as a custom painter, is that
up and coming custom.
Is that I know when someone's buying my art and someone's buying my materialism.
Yeah, your paint,
right?
Versus your right.
So when somebody just needs a custom paint job and I'm one of the good guys that got recommended on the page, I don't really want that customer. Like he might be the best in the world, but I want that customer, like I said earlier, I want that customer because he found my work and that my work made him want a paint job. That's somebody who wants my art.
It's the same thing I do with mechanicking.
Yeah.
That's why on like my thing it says appointment only garage.
Like we have a conversation before we paint your bike or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, your vibe ain't right, dog, or
No,
you're an asshole. Imagine how I'm
won't
gonna
fucking
feel
touch it.
painting your damn bike.
Nah,
dude.
Yeah.
imagine
I'm sitting
working
there for
on it.
2
I
or
won't
3
fucking
weeks
touch it.
remembering how you talk to me, dog.
I
The
won't
bike's
touch it.
not gonna be good. You
Yeah, I
know?
won't
Yeah.
touch it. Literally, like I have so many people that hit me up. They're like, "Hey man, can you do this for me? Hey man, can you do this for me?" No, I won't do it. It's not because I'm trying to be like some arrogant asshole. I'm just like, there's no fun there.
I hate using that word mental health, but you know,
Yeah.
when you think about it, like when you have a bad customer or like someone that you just can't please, it makes it hard for you to focus on creating something. Like,
it
you know what I'm
fucks you
saying?
up.
It'd be different if I like was on Instagram every other night talking about, yeah, I got fucked up on coke last night. I was going wild, or you know, what was City Boy Summer, whatever the fuck what's Trey say?
Yeah, Jaden.
Oh, City Boy. City Boy.
Wait, if I was like
Jaden,
partying out of my
what's the
ass
City Boy saying?
and I was missing the deadlines that I promised people,
I don't know about
then
that.
I would understand like somebody coming at me like that. But you know, I worked all day today.
Yeah.
It's Labor Day. I'm supposed to be getting praised because I actually work and pay taxes.
Yeah.
Kinda. Or same thing. I fucking painted all day yesterday, so it's like I work all the time. So my thing is like, if someone ever comes at me like, "Hey man, how's my bike look while I'm out hanging out?" You want,
Here comes the fucking bro.
Reply, dog.
dude? Right now, I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast because I've only had one customer in the last year who hits me up and goes, "How's my helmet look?" One out of 20, right? One where I said, "Hey, look, I have a fucking copy paste thing that I give everybody to know how I work."
That's how you gotta be.
So I say, look, I only offer estimates on when it's going to be done, not guarantees, unless we talk about that. Yeah. If you say I need this helmet for Sturgis and I agree to it, then
Different.
it'll be there for Sturgis.
Yeah, it's a different story.
The rest of hey, this is a first come first serve basis. Cool, man. You know, about a year ago now, he deposited me, and then a month later he goes, "How's my helmet look?" And I said, "It looks like it's still in the box, dude." And what do you want? What are you talking about? And he goes, "Oh, I just want to see if you're starting on it." It's like, I told you that it's about a 6-month wait before we even get to it.
Yeah.
Right? And I said, that's a 6-month wait if everything goes well. And I had issues last year where I couldn't get certain things.
Yeah.
I couldn't get rubber trim on these helmets, so I couldn't paint them.
Yeah.
Right? So I finished this helmet 3 weeks before Sturgis or 2 weeks before Sturgis. Guess what's still sitting in my shop? Now, mind you, this dude has also made a point to ask me about his helmet every month. I finally get it done, and it's been sitting in my shop for a fucking month. There's like
Waiting on you, waiting on me, waiting on parts.
And so, like, to me, it's like, is this dude fuck with me? Like, is he trying to do, like, did he think that I did this on him on purpose? Like, it was some kind of a, like, spite type situation?
Yeah.
Because right now, I want to sell his helmet to somebody else because he didn't ask for anything specialized.
Yeah.
It's just a badass helmet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I'll sell your helmet, dude.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like, to me, that's the biker in me. Like, fuck you, fuck your deposit, fuck everything. You want to play games, I'll sell your fucking helmet.
Yeah.
Fuck your bike, Fuck the factory.
Dude,
fuck
if you're a
you too.
fucking asshole, if you're an asshole or rushing me to do something I'm doing with my hands, like,
Good
how
luck.
the fuck do you expect me to put passion and actually enjoy doing it?
I want to
for
eat
you?
these right now.
Go ahead, bro. Slam them stoves, dog.
Hey, drink the juice first, dog.
You have to. At this point,
You drink it.
hey, listen. You drink the juice. He'll eat the sausages.
Chill out,
At
dog.
this point,
I
I
roll
brought
the sausages out by myself and leave the juice back for
You're gonna have
you.
to pay.
with your tongue or your teeth. I'm just kidding.
No, I got a finger method.
All right. Well, that's the second time I brought you smoked sausages.
You got a straw?
I ain't seen you eat one yet. I haven't seen you.
Well, first off,
We gonna snort it?
No, dog, I gotta see the straw.
smoked Vienna sausages don't go that hard. It's kind of got a weird like.
I was gonna buy you the barbecue one.
no, just get regular
They didn't have that. So the next thing you got is a smoked
because
sausage.
the regular fucks.
It does, but smoked. You ever had smoked sausage?
Yeah, it's not well. Not
like-
Vienna sausage.
I was gonna say, if you ever had smoked Vienna sausage, you're on another one, dude.
Yeah, but no, it just
should
sucks,
definitely eat
man.
one of them,
Because I'm in a weird spot with that guy because I don't want to be a dick.
Shit, at least
and
it's one guy, dude.
yeah, for sure it's one guy. Most people they have understanding.
Yeah.
No,
They
it's
have
it's not
respect
so much-
for your time and your work and what you're doing, and they understand that you're not the only motherfucker they're working for.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what it's called. It's called
don't
respect.
like I said, I've got I'm super fortunate to have a couple like amazing customers that pretty much I could work for them every year. Like I don't have to pay for anybody else situation. You know what I mean?
That's what happens when you get to 20 years later, right? But what people don't see or hear or realize or understand is what those 20 years existed of. The 20 years is the crackhead shit.
Well, so think about it like this:
You have to
social
do
media. Social media became a thing where we got to expose our work.
Yeah, and you do this and
at
you're
the
good.
perfect time for me.
Yeah.
Like so, I pick up Instagram when I'm 30 years old.
Yeah.
You know,
That's basically what I did.
or actually no, I was 28. Yeah, I was 30 years old.
You
'cause
picked it up earlier than
in
I did.
2012. I started my first Instagram page, and I turned 40 this month. So that's 10 years. I got to pick it up as I became a decent painter, not a good one.
I didn't
yet.
have Facebook in 2012.
We get it. You're born again Christian. You were knocking door
get
to
it, bro. You
door.
vape.
Like I saw the beard. Like you're trying to sell Allah to everybody. in America.
it's just like this new shit, dude. Like for whatever reason, like bro, if you don't fucking do all this stuff, like man, you're going like, goddamn. Yeah,
I feel
you're right.
bad for the people. So I leaned into social media, and it definitely gave me an upper edge on a lot of my competition, right? But I feel bad for the people that decided it wasn't important for them. And
Yeah.
now as it's changed and became video,
And what's shitty is like, dude, I come from a social media background, so that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
And I used to come from like a cell phone. I used to work for like AT&T and shit. So like, I don't want nothing to do with the new iPhone. I don't want nothing to do with Instagram. I don't want nothing to do with none of this shit. It's like,
you at least got an iPhone, right?
I do have an iPhone,
Okay.
but it's like the old one.
Yeah, fucking iPhone 10 though.
Yeah, dude. Like, hey, iPhone.
Got that
sponsor
X
me.
and shit. But no, so I feel bad for all the people that either that want to promote their business but don't understand now. It's even harder now because you have to incorporate making some kind of video or that type of shit. You don't have to do fucking TikTok dances,
You
but
gotta have Kesha on your shit singing.
you got to figure out a way to uniquely talk about what you do and provide using this video platform to stay in relevant, right? And for some people, it's an easy transition because like, oh shit, this is way funner than like being a photographer, right?
You gotta be creative, dude. Like, so what I do
Katy
is
Perry gotta
I
come on
usually
your
show
shit.
like the process,
Yeah.
like the process of painting the helmet. Like, dudes like to see you like tape in, or
Yeah, but what are you gonna see? Me fucking breaking down this primary and I'm fucking sweating my dick off?
There's a unique way that like if you do it,
Fuck, dude.
if you fucking video it in the right way, it's going to be interesting. to
Yeah,
people.
I got no time for that right way. I'm over here fucking making sure this shit's tight.
It sucks, man. But I feel for the day when I said this a couple of years ago, and I think that I kind of disbelieve it a little bit more now, but that's still there. I felt like you're going to be more valuable as a business or to a business based on what you can provide in social.
Eventually.
In certain fields.
Yeah, so
Obviously,
they're
if you're going to go work in a warehouse, like
Well, no,
nobody's
they're
gonna
trying to do that with like the algorithm because Facebook just recently like made everybody migrate to Meta. So like if you log into like your Facebook, it's like, or your Oculus or whatever, it's like you got to do this like Meta account. And what you've noticed on like Instagram, when you start scrolling through shit, there's like that new symbol top right. It's like the little fucking infinity sign. Mm-hmm. Like they're watching you. It's like
they've always been watching.
Yeah,
us,
but
bro.
if it's like if you don't have a registered Facebook tied to your Instagram, tied to your YouTube account, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
Period. They're like, we're not going to promote nothing you got. If you don't fucking cross share and all this stuff and tag it, they're like, fuck you. No matter what you're doing.
All this happened because everybody wanted them to stop. Remember we used to talk about a Toyota Tundra and it'd pop up on the phone and didn't do it anymore?
Doesn't do it no more.
Well, we traded that for the social media that we have
the sign up.
Yeah.
Especially, dude, you get on Twitter, bro.
You get on Twitter?
No, I tried to. Just to see.
You realized you didn't have anything good to say?
No, I realized that like there was nothing good to be said.
Yeah.
I was like,
you can get porn on Twitter though.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
You should try it.
You know, you know what I like about Vero? I've been on that lately, posting like my photography on there.
Vero, what is that?
Vero. It's like that app. It came out a couple years ago. It was real popular a couple years ago, and then it kind of like Vero, Vero.
Oh yeah,
and it kind of crashed because everybody kind of flooded to it because they were just open minded to it. Like, oh, this is a new
Donald Trump social
No,
media.
no.
All my right wing brothers
This
came.
is different. This isn't true social. So what it was like, think about it, like. Instagram started as you sharing a photo, but then it became this thing where we all became influencers in some form of fashion. No, we all thought we could be influencers, and in a sense, we can, right? So when a new social media platform comes out, like, oh shit, like
I could do this.
if I can jump here and be early, I'll get a jump start and be able to make it happen, right? And that's what Vero. A lot of people did that a couple years with Vero, and then it kind of crashed because it had an influx of people running to it. And then it's kind of been, it was 2018 when it happened. And then now it's kind of been revitalized because of all the things happening with Instagram that people don't like.
Or what?
No, it's
a lot
just.
of people use it just for like the filters and shit like that, though.
No, not Vero. Vero is no filters, right?
Oh.
It's about it's really heavy for photographers right now because if I post a picture on there, I have a full quality picture. You're not seeing a compressed version of it that's only a square. And you can like zoom in and see it like it's.
Yeah.
I love it for that. Now it's a algorithm-less platform, so there's certain aspects on there that you don't get that like is beneficial to social media.
Yeah.
So it's harder to like you have to grow through like the traditional ways, which are hashtags,
which are trash. Like who follows hashtags, bro?
A lot of people, dude.
I follow
stupid.
Hashtags are way better follows than your
Rip
feed.
and drip, bump and
I
cum?
follow our Campout.
Campout.
Like our Campout.
Get people to make a hashtag for your camp out, and then you'll see.
No. What I'm asking is like in every day, what do you check? A hashtag.
A hashtag is actually a way more.
But
We check
you can
performance
actually actually follow it, and then when people
pops up on
I know
your
you
feed.
can, but what I'm asking is what are the hashtags you follow?
I follow
Big titty milfs.
no the
Pump and dump.
for a minute I was following whatever FHLR, whatever
Yeah.
the Road King like
Girth and
actual
skirt.
abbreviation is. I was following that just to, so I would see random Road Kings. It wasn't just the same thing I would see
Because it pops up on your timeline.
No, I know.
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's like,
and not
bro,
all the
like,
time.
who
It
really,
it never got to
who
like
really
an
fucking
obnoxious
sits here?
point.
Oh, you want one of these?
Fuck, I feel like there might be one or two. Superior Blue, the color of that diamond that I had, I followed that. Just same thing. So somebody would post it and I didn't know about them.
Don't take the whole thing.
There
Bro.
it was. I could, I could see it.
Don't take
Just
the whole toilet.
a way to get content on stuff that otherwise it's not like you just follow one account for it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, who follows like hashtag custom paint?
I do.
Yeah, I think a lot of people.
What the fuck's
people
wrong
do.
with you,
You're weird,
dog?
bro.
Fucking
You're
drink
weird,
too
bro.
many
Get on
Modelo's,
Twizzlers.
dog.
Hashtag Harley Davidson. Hashtag Harley
I follow
Davidson.
Harley Custom Paint, dog.
Hashtag Harley Davidson.
And Lowriders.
Hey, everybody in the comment section, what hashtags do you follow? You're gonna see some weird shit.
Somebody said IG was a food app originally.
Well,
It was. I used to cook meat on there. My guy.
So was OnlyFans. OnlyFans is only for like professional people.
I got
that wanted
one.
to talk
It's
to their
me-
fans.
it's
I think that was only Pans.
No, I got OnlyFans. It's
Sorry.
It's
Sorry,
me
guys.
changing ARP
I apologize
bolts
for nothing.
No,
with my
OnlyFans
sweaty
was
feet.
literally for like
with oil dripping
fucking
all over
professional
them.
athletes and shit to
That's what
bond
we
with their
need, dog.
fans, and then a whole bunch of girls took over with their titties and
That's
shit.
what we need. We need to start OnlyFans where it's us bare chested,
You're on your
oil
own, dog.
dripping on like ARP bolts. We're dumping 12 ounces.
The
We're
real
dumping
Rennie's
20
coming out
back
now.
in, you know what I mean?
The
Like,
real Rennie's coming out.
yeah, dude.
Here
Oh,
we
we
go.
gotta-
Well,
we got
no,
a
Trey
new
said
hashtag
it.
to
Trey
follow.
said it. Trey
gotta-
said it.
Rennie's
He
gonna
said,
be
I
ass
want
naked
oily
pretty
feet
soon.
pics on ARP bolts.
Look, we
They
got a
pay
new.
for that, bro. That's
Thanks
good
to
money.
Alex Kirby, we got a new hashtag to follow. Rennie is a hoe.
Let's go. Hey, you paying his helmet, fool?
Shout out Alex, dog.
Fuck, Alex. I hope you got a running bike. Next,
Big Sexy RD's just realizing how every social media works right now with his long ass comment.
Big Sexy RD, man.
Yeah.
Big Sexy, I love you, dude. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think he started something, an OnlyFans thing, right? His
Did he?
Beefcake Brigade. I don't know if
I hope he's on there with oily fucking feet, dude. Changing shit out, like fucking shit up at the same time, like fuck you. And think that bolt pops and you're like, that shit was raw.
Donnie
wasn't
with
it?
a good one. FXR
Rennie
Friday
sounds
is
like
a
he just
good-
pitched
that's a
an
good
idea.
Yeah,
hashtag to
FXR
follow.
Friday's a fun one. So
Yeah, I do that all the time. That's easy
I don't know.
money.
Insta Machinist, great way to find new shops. Hopping on social media or learn new machining techniques. So,
Twizzler, hashtag
yeah,
Twizzler.
Rennie, I think you
Dude,
the comments
listen.
are speaking, and
I know
you're wrong
Lone
on
Star
that one, bud.
gave me beer. Twizzler, give me snacks. Thank you.
yeah, he's trying to be this old soul biker, but
I'm not trying to be.
we all live on social media now, and it's like you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
I can't. But what's funny is like,
Do you want to take an ad out in the paper?
I do. I do. I'll tell you what. A lot of the posts that I
You want to
post,
deal with that customer?
A lot of the posts
He's
that
definitely
I
gonna
post
get you
are
to
inspired by old school Easy Rider ads from the back of their magazines.
I can show you some good ones where the
I got-
KKK was trying to recruit.
Yeah, I know. I got all of them. I literally, at this point, me and Robert, we came here. That time we came here to pick that helmet up, bro, we hit some dude up down the road. He was like, you can have all these for free. I went in the bathroom. I was like, what do you do in those magazines? There was literally fucking hundreds of them. He goes, take a box for free. I go, no, I want all of them. He's like, we're closing this shop up. You can take whatever you want. It's $20 a box. I was like, well, we'll talk about that. By the time me and Robert emptied out all the parts that we wanted, he was like, just take these magazines. Bro, I took them home. I labeled them like year by year.
Yeah.
I got some heaters, dude. I opened them up. I was like, good
The
God.
bushes on these ones.
Bro, I was like, they don't look like this no more.
Yeah. So they get hot shit.
Dude, you want to talk about hot bikes? Those were some hot bikes.
Women back then weren't getting labia fucking reductions because they
what?
hit it with hair.
oh, yeah.
What is it when they get their lips kind of shaved down because they're
Ooh, I don't
fucking?
know.
It's a
You got that roast beef going on?
No, it's an Indian like tradition or something.
Oh, I don't.
You know, Jay. Don't pretend like you
What
know.
was your first porno magazine?
He always asks this question, dude.
No, he
My
didn't.
first
What was
porno
the
magazine?
first porno magazine that you remember finding? Like, was it like buried under the gravel at a playground?
No,
Was
the
it
first
out by
one
a
I ever
creek,
had
in
was
the woods.
I was at this park. This is gonna get deep.
You're making it up.
I'm not making it up. I was at a park, all children's park, in Port Orange, Florida, and my buddy came up to me, and it was a Hustler magazine. And I sucked his dick.
Man, straight
Straight.
to the good
Yeah,
stuff.
dude.
Huh?
So check this out. It was a Hustler magazine, and he hid it underneath like something in the playground. And I went and I grabbed it, and I was like, "Holy shit! I've never, whatever." And I was just like, and I tucked it. I was so scared. I tucked it back up. I didn't know what to do with it. Next time I seen one was like, I don't know if it was a Playboy or what, but those.
So you didn't take it out.
So
and
you
jerk off
tucked
to
it.
it?
What the fuck did you do with
no,
it,
I
dude?
couldn't. No, I just looked at it. I was like in shock. I was probably like fucking, I don't know,
But
8, 9.
was
I
it
don't
spank,
know.
was it- you take spank bank material and
No, because I know what spank was.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, but the next one I found, like the real deal Holyfield, you asked the first one, but I'm talking about the first one.
Yeah.
The first one, those pages got sticky, boy. Entered that bitch back, you couldn't read them pages no more.
You know-
You found your first one before you knew what to do with it, before masturbation was a thing.
for sure.
And then the next one you found, though, it was Welcome to Manhood.
Yeah, or
Very good.
late childhood.
Yeah. You know what's weird?
For
Like
sure.
all the porn mags I found growing up outside. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, it was sticky, right?" No, it was. It got rained on, so the paper was
My
hard.
shit was not rained on, dude. My shit
So
was pristine.
each page was like a goddamn like a very delicate thing you had to move to the next one.
My
Or
shit got
my
rained
shit
on.
was not like that.
My
First
shit
one
got
that
rained
somebody
on, but
gave
not
me-
by rain.
Yeah, my shit, the first one gave me was like limited edition. This motherfucker had like sleeves on it. And I'd like, dude, I was like, man, there was no rain involved. It was all showers. We were just talking about this shit on the way up here. He's like, bro, you don't? I was like, all right, I'm good.
Is that the? Can you have that conversation with your old lady?
Yeah.
You do.
What?
Just like, oh,
Whatever?
that first time I ever jerked off, like.
Yeah, she's wilder than I am. You met her.
I don't remember. I was drunk.
Yeah, you were fucking.
Y'all
Dude,
were
you were
chauffeuring me around the camp out when it was
and she
raining.
would, dude. Yeah, that's
y'all partied with us after Tony's camp at the end of last year's big trip.
that was one too. Yeah,
I left early.
Yeah, that's right.
Dude,
yeah,
You think I'm a party animal, bro? I ain't got shit on her.
Put on some Bootsy Badass.
Yeah,
It's
you
over, dog.
was at my house the other night, bro. She gets down, dude. She's.
No, I just wonder because like there's those aspects where like I can talk about jerking off with my friends for at least a good hour.
This is
and if
pretty
you
gay.
think about it,
It's pretty gay. I ain't gonna lie.
really.
He asked me earlier. He's like,
just
bro,
random.
No,
no,
he's weird about that. He swears you don't jack off.
I don't.
Oh, I
That's
get
cap.
it, dude.
That's cap, dude.
I don't know what that means, but that's whatever, dude. Like we get it. You don't have to jerk off
When, where, and how and why. Like,
Dog.
there's none of those
for
answers.
no fucking reason.
Bro, you're a quick growl. He said for no
Just
fucking
walk
reason.
out of the house and go.
Oh, yeah, we're
shit,
good.
yeah.
Let me turn back around and go finish this real quick.
Hey, maybe your life's built that way. Mine ain't.
Yeah, we get it. It's like a play to your old lady. Like, oh, she drains my balls every day.
I didn't say that either.
You're alluding to it, yeah. But
maybe my balls don't get drained at all. I don't know.
I mean, just
don't.
I'm thinking about like these dinner talks, like when you're at dinner with your old lady and you're just sitting there and you're like,
Talk about that.
well, I mean, just like, hey, what'd you do today? Well, I wanted to tell you what I did today. At least I wouldn't say I started my day, but I don't know how you're gonna feel about
I
this
wanted to
conversation.
cap off real quick, but you woke up.
Yeah.
My bad.
You go, babe. I got so horny today. I had to jerk
Dude,
off in the bathroom with the
I
shop.
wanted to share because
Would that like stop down dinner?
He's jerked off in it like a church.
During a
or
flash
crazy
time when I was
shit
clear
before,
cutting, I
like
had to
some
fucking
wild
bust
shit,
one
dude.
out real quick.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
or just hit them with the like, hey, well, I woke up this morning and I was horny as hell, and then I found this like this thing on Pornhub, and I just made me think of you, and I wanted to share it to you, but I realized that we didn't have that relationship. So like,
who hurt you? You good?
no, I'm just saying like, I'm just thinking like the conversations that I could literally spark up. Like when your old lady's like, why do you hang out with your friends so much? Because I get to tell them everything, and I don't ever feel like I'm less of a person because I said what I said to them.
But I might be opposite. I don't hang out with my friends too much.
Well,
That's fucked.
maybe you jerk off more.
Maybe.
So you're saying you do talk to your wife about that, or you don't?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
He said, "Oh no."
I'm trying to get
I'm
laid
pretty
by
sure
my
no
wife.
one. You know people that do. I don't know people that do.
They do what? Tell their wives?
I feel like some people are more. I don't think they tell their wives because that's not necessarily something you'd be like, hey, just want to let you know,
grab
jerked
one
off.
Yeah. Oh.
It's nothing like that, but it's like one of those things. That's
I'll tell you what I do about my wife. I love her. If it wasn't for her support, I wouldn't be here.
Dude, you're ruining this podcast.
That's fine, and that needs to be okay with being said.
All right, ready.
Okay, we get it.
Hey,
You're gay.
No,
I guess you busted the news. The Campout, he's gonna be redoing his vows. So
No, I'm just saying. Like, here's the thing: if your wife didn't support you, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Oh, 100%.
Okay. If your wife didn't support you, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, quit capping, fool. It's okay to
I'd
still
be a wild city boy.
listen. There wouldn't be a city that can handle the boy. I promise you. There ain't a city that could handle the boy.
See that? You see that poster up there? That'd be me every day, son.
That ain't shit.
Every day.
Every day.
Just rolling into bike night.
That'd be a
Just
Wednesday
changing
night.
them
Oh, these old things.
Yeah, that'd be a Wednesday night post, not a Friday night
Throw
post.
back to Jive Ass Honky with that plug right there.
Yeah.
We like to think that that's how it would be. We won't be.
Maybe.
Oh, man. With my high Instagram follower account and,
Need that blue check mark.
Give me that fool.
dude, I was thinking about that. I
You
never
sent
gave
a request
a
in or what?
No, I haven't. I never wanted or cared to have a blue check mark until I started trying to reach out to bigger name people to have on this podcast. Not, when I say bigger, I just mean
Bigger. Damn, I ain't know that.
just like more like
It's cool, bro. It's cool. We get
it's
it.
one of those things when you have if you have a blue check mark and I DM said brand, you kind of get priority.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
And-
but like me though, and you see like a lot of these other guys in the industry, they're not verified because some of the shit we post will go against guidelines. Like I can't post doing a wheelie be
No.
verified because that shit will get shut down.
What I realized about the verification with Instagram, I was talking with somebody who has one, is pretty high up in social world, is that, yes, it's easy to prove that we are who we are, and that's what they're trying to do. But if you're not in the media in some form or fashion, they're not going to give you a blue check mark. So if you're a musician, then you play bands, like you usually have write-ups in other publications about who you are. It's easy to get a blue check mark. Power Plant has a blue check mark, but they also work with like Hollywood in a big way.
If there was magazines and shit still, then maybe
it would be
but
easier.
There's nothing nowadays.
There isn't.
To fucking.
There's still music magazines. There's still magazines in certain demographics or genres, but not in our world. So getting a blue check mark for any of us is really hard. Unless you work outside of the motorcycle industry into something else, or you were like a motocross guy, or
in X Games or
something like that. So
unless you got like $5,000, bro, you need a little blue check mark.
No.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
It's not worth it.
No, fuck no.
But no, there is that aspect. What were we talking about? Jerking off
on
our old ladies.
Renny doesn't jack off. That's what he hasn't jacked off since he was 16 years old.
Well,
it happens.
How old are you? 26?
32.
26.
But I got a back of a 68-year-old. Fuck, dude. Good God, my shit's fucking tore up, dude.
You a big Dale Earnhardt fan?
I am.
No, he's not.
I was looking at your page earlier and I saw your Earnhardt post.
I'm a good old school fan.
You like NASCAR? Did you grow up on NASCAR?
Yeah, I was grew up in Daytona.
Okay, there you go.
I went to one Daytona 500 race and me and my dad got kicked out because he showed up in shorts. I was like, motherfucker, dude. I was like,
wear shorts to.
Yeah, no, you can't.
What year was that?
Fucking like 1998, 99.
I don't know. That's the deal now.
No, back in the day, dude, if you were up against the gate, I don't know how my dad scored these fucking tickets. And you weren't even there, which is weird. I feel like I was like on a fucking drug mule run or something. My dad was like, hey, man, we're going to the Speedway. I was like, okay, cool. He's like, and don't say nothing. Yeah. Cool. And I was like, stand there. They're like, y'all got to go. Y'all wearing shorts. Fuck. So I got kicked out. But yeah, big Daytona 500 fan, for sure. Yeah. Anything Daytona, bike week, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, growing up Daytona, that shit's super.
Do you still watch NASCAR?
No, because I got rid of like what they raced. I just said what they raced. Racism. No, they got rid of like, the cars. It's like egos and electronics.
They're
and
like NBA players now?
Yeah, it's like all electronic and there's like a lot of rules and like I like the races where they'd come up like after you wreck and they'd hit that front steel mold on the front to make sure your hood wasn't too fucked up because you banged it in. Like as long as it was in that little parameter, you could still race.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, I'm on fire. Let's go. Like that's shit I like. Yeah. I don't give a fuck about that EFI and fuck all that.
Is Days of Thunder one of your favorite movies?
Never seen it.
Shut the fuck up. There's no way you've never seen Days of Thunder.
Nope.
Weirdo.
I only remember parts of it, and I've been wanting to rewatch it again.
Dude, I feel like I watch it once a year. I love it.
For real?
Yeah.
I feel like that
What
might
do you
be a
watch it on?
badass one to remake.
It's like whatever's streaming on.
Yeah, like a VCR.
Not, dude.
I honestly, I may have it on
Don't talk
DVD.
about shit like that when you don't even like social media.
No, he's just cool. Look
I
at
may
him. He
have
looks
it
like
on-
you got a fucking VCR.
No,
He has
watched,
an account to every streaming platform there is.
I don't know
they're
about
not his
that.
passwords.
Even Peacock? You got Peacock?
But they're not
I don't
all
think
his
I have
passwords.
Peacock. I don't have a bunch of the streaming services, and I do
Peacock's
have
tight.
old school DVDs just in case cable ever goes out.
Old
or
school
whatever.
DVDs.
But
God damn.
I honestly,
how old
I
are
probably
you?
have it on DVD.
How old are you,
somewhere,
Jaden?
But I'm 38. I'll be 39 in February.
You're older than me. You're talking about old school DVDs. You should say old school VCRs. Damn, dog. Y'all suck.
My son was born in 2010.
Me too.
And he does not know. You were born in 2000? I was like, wait, hold up.
Hey, Dad.
I had to do math real quick.
Yeah.
If I sent you a copy of Days of Thunder, would you watch it?
For sure.
What do you have, a DVD player or a VCR?
At least got a PlayStation, right?
Yeah, I got all that.
All right.
I got kids, bro.
Does it have to be Blu-ray, or can I send you just a DVD?
Oh, you can send me 1,800 JPEGs.
I was just
I'll
at the
put them
Red
together.
Box yesterday, dog.
Yeah, bro. Hey, just email me.
He's a Redbox guy. He's the
Yeah.
guy that keeps those things.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
I'm the one that prints a picture of that
I'm not
DVD
gonna lie.
and puts it back in the Red Box and keeps it.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. You ever been to Walmart late night for whatever reason? You hit the red box just see what they got.
No, I have
and you just
fucking
take, you just take,
Amazon.
yeah, but fuck all that. You take your phone out, you take a picture of it, and then you tell your girl like, "Hey, we're gonna watch this fucking brand new release."
No, bro, we don't do
What?
that.
Y'all tripping?
I still like Red Box. Yeah,
Red
I'll
Box
fuck with the
for
Red Box.
life,
Like, at the
dog.
grocery store, if I'm walking out and there's one there.
That means you had to go back to that fucking thing.
But if it's
for
a grocery store, I know.
No, you just go home and then you stream it.
Yeah, I'll be back in 2-3 days.
I need recommendations.
Bro, if you forgot to turn that red box in, dog, you're
Yeah, you're fucked. Bro, remember Blockbuster when the new releases came out? You'd have to go to like the return bin and then take them home and rewind them.
Oh yeah, they used to have rewinding machines.
I had one
just
as
so
a
you
race
didn't
car.
have to fuck with so you could move on to the next cassette so fast.
I'm not even
You wouldn't even
old,
have to
and I
rewind
had
your own
one that was a
machine.
race
My
car.
dad had one. You popped out the cassette, the
some of your dad.
the VHS, and then you put it
machine.
in this little thing, and it rewound it like super
I
fast.
had one. It was
Yeah.
looked like a red Corvette.
So if the
You push it in there.
if the actual film came out, were you fucked or no? No, right? You can wind that bitch back up.
I feel like that didn't happen
Hey,
too
it
much.
It didn't
on,
happen on VCR stuff or on VHS tapes
Talking
because
about BCR, bro. That's on
It's
your
more
mind.
like cassettes.
because
like
it-
audio cassettes.
you know a cassette had the ribbon open.
Yeah, and it had the lines, had, like,
as
your
opposed to a
tolerance
VCR
lines.
had the cover, so when you put it in, it popped that up to play the movie.
Yeah.
So it's just a different technology. But the thing that sucked about CDs and DVDs is
don't know
when
VCR?
would
Scratched.
get scratched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know
What-
VCRs?
The Walkman era. I went to high school where you carried CDs and
it
you
would
had
skip.
a Walkman this big,
And they would skip.
and you're like trying to.
Remember when the Sony came out with the anti-skip and it was like this big thing on top of the CD player?
Yeah, I mean, I had a thick motherfucker.
You'd
You
walk
know what
home
I'm
like this.
saying? Nobody gave a fuck about headphones back then. You had the basic bitch.
Yeah,
fucking.
dude.
It was like complete foam around the whole thing.
With
It barely
one wire.
covered-
Oh, no, it was like metal.
No, it went metal across the top.
Yeah.
Dude, if you had metal with like the adjustable, bro, you were fired, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were fired. See, Jose. Hey, speaking of Jose, he's the first dude that walked up to me the night I walked up on y'all Simpson Campout. And he goes like this, hey, don't touch your tent, brother. Open this cooler. Here you go. And since that day, dude, Jose's solid. I love
Jose
that guy.
is the patron saint of Waco.
Dude, he shows up like
That's
this.
badass.
You're just sitting there, you look over, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody was clowning on your Craigslist tent at that first Simpson camp out too. I forgot.
Oh yeah,
Somebody
so
said something- made a
that's
joke
how.
about it.
Okay, so that's how last minute I showed up. So I didn't have a tent when y'all hit me up to come through. I picked up a
First of all,
tent.
we didn't hit you to go through. We
Calm
just
down.
let you know we were there.
Chill. Calm down. Calm down. You definitely
Calm down with all that,
don't
all
make
that
me
invite shit.
Don't make me scroll back. Don't make me scroll back like 4 years of DMs or some wild shit. Anyways, whatever. You tipped me off.
Yeah,
to come
dude, we're
through.
still here. That's what it says.
Calm down.
Did anybody hit up Renny?
Shit. Anyways, I pulled up.
What's your name again?
On the way there, dude, I had no tent, no sleeping bag, no nothing. And I was on my phone, and I found this dude on Craigslist, bro. I think it was like 30 or 40 bucks. He was selling a sleeping bag and a tent and some steaks. I was like, cool. I pulled up to this fucking ghetto-ass place.
It's crazy that you went to Craigslist before you went to Walmart.
Well, yeah.
Because Walmart sells all that shit.
Well, I was planning on sleeping on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, I got there, dude. Kyle was sleeping on a bench. I was like,
Bro, I haven't been
I'm
on
overstuffed.
Craigslist
I'm
in years,
overpacked. Dude, I
Facebook
picked up.
Marketplace took over, dog.
Yeah, I picked up that tent and that sleeping bag, and I showed up, and Jose was like, hey, man, let's set your tent up. Like, where's your shit at? I was like, bro, I have no idea. I was like, I literally just picked this shit up off this fool. We just wrapped it up. I literally paid him like $5 more extra for these, like, strings or whatever. He's like, don't worry about it. He, like, cut the shit off. He's like, you can have my cooler. Dude, I was like, thank God, dude. Like, I think Kyle was out there with his light and shit. I even think you were there.
Shout out from Austin.
Yeah, your
Texas.
brother was there.
Austin, Texas. Look at dog. You bring some Austin, Texas.
Who's Flacco? Damn me, bro. Let's ride around something.
I'm looking for friends.
I'm looking for friends, brother.
Yeah.
For real. If you're in Austin or in the significant area, I know that's a big 30-mile range. Yeah, hit me up, dude. Fuck. Chase thinks there's no scene, so let's make one.
The last Blockbuster is in Bend, Oregon, not Eugene.
There you go.
And yeah, Bend was one of those.
But shout out to Todd. We were talking about the guy snorting the peppers. That was
him?
Ghost Pepper. Yeah, it was
Oh,
Todd.
Todd.
From Massachusetts.
He's the one that snorted the bell peppers?
The Ghost Peppers.
Ghost Peppers.
He probably shit his pants the whole way home, dude. That's tough, dude.
Todd's a gangster, man. He's got a new street bob. He just swapped out the tank for a lowrider tank.
You know why he
A little
swapped
bit
it
more-
out? Because he shit it all over with them fucking peppers. You had to, dude. His shit came out the front, dude. He snorted that shit like that. I seen it. I was like, God damn, dude.
As far as dudes doing cool shit, that's a young guy that's fucking just laying down miles right now. Just every
Tight.
chance he gets.
Trey, that is correct. Blockbuster was founded and came from Dallas, Texas.
Trey, where are you?
Chili's.
Chili's is too. Isn't that Maggio or
Brinkers.
Chili's is from Dallas.
You ever? I've
wonder
gone on
it
these
sucks.
rabbit. Dude,
No wonder it's got holes in the steak,
dude.
just like the roads.
First off,
What else is from Dallas?
First off, check this out. It's not called steaks. All right, it's called Chili's.
Well, when you're a man, you eat multiple of them, so yeah, you need steaks.
So when you go to Chili's, you go to Chili's for Chili's, not steaks.
you got Chili's there?
Chili or fajitas were there too.
Fajitas from Chili's?
Oh yeah, that was
Bro,
like
y'all
kind of their jam.
When's the last time you went around white people, dude?
I don't.
Never. Never.
I mean, shit, the whitest person I know is my brother. I don't know. Fuck, dude, yeah. You looked at him, you're like, yeah, motherfucker white, huh?
Nah, I'd pull him over if I was a cop.
Hey, we were just talking about that shit.
We were on the
We
way
were
up
having
here.
a conversation you white folks don't
We
listen
were
to.
on the way up here. We were like half paranoid, dude. We seen like 4 fucking Texas State Troopers.
Yeah.
My brother's like, that's FHP. I was like, did you just say Florida Highway Patrol? I was like, calm the fuck down. We're not in the hood anymore, bro. Like,
We got 2 Mexicans and an Al Qaeda coming down the street. He's trying to throw us out with a Dale Earnhardt shirt. We know what he's up to.
That's fucking fact.
What were we talking? No, Chili's. Everybody likes to fuck with me at Chili's, but
Chili's or Applebee's? Pick one.
Chili's, 100%.
For real?
Yeah. Applebee's is a good party if you want to go like see and finger the locals, right?
See and finger the locals.
If you have a hall pass, you
He's like, this is his rendition of fucking Applebee's. See it? Finger it. Okay.
Dude, Applebee's is full of sluts.
dog, I just
I
go
don't go
to
to
family, dog.
He's like, no, let me tell you where the
Speaking
sluts
of-
are.
Well, no. Speaking of Applebee's, last year at Tony's anniversary party, we were all at Justin's house. Jetty was at Applebee's, and he got some rando. She was older too. Some lady to suck her own tit on FaceTime with me
Wildin'.
and friends.
Wildin'.
Yeah, just in the bar at Applebee's.
Hey, save that for the
Chili's is a higher class.
Yeah, absolutely.
You ain't getting no fucking
doesn't have it at
skillet
Chili's.
queso at goddamn Applebee's.
Applebee's, that's why I don't go there.
Wonton tacos and maybe a fucking crackhead finger
We went to
job.
Applebee's for Tony's reunion or anniversary party, whatever this year. Dude, this lady walked up. Jetty was there and shit. He was like, oh, I'll take I think it was like a sweet tea or whatever. Dude, I swear to God, she brought this man like straight Jack, like a cup full of whiskey.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck? And she's like, I thought you were trying to party or whatever. And
It's Trapplebee's, baby.
they trap you. They will literally set you up for failure.
But I've gone through these rabbit holes where like I want to know where certain chain restaurants come from. Just random
It's the
YouTube
corporate
holes.
guy in you.
Whaterburger's from Florida, ain't it?
Oh, like Corpus Christi, I
He
believe.
said that shit on the way up here. He's like, where's Bucky's from? Alabama. I was like, bitch.
But no, like when you like here in Texas, you like it's finding out which ones are from where, right? Because we have a lot of like common
Local,
shit.
yeah.
But when you start seeing like big chains like Chipotle and Starbucks is from like Seattle, Chipotle's from Denver.
When you start seeing Starbucks,
No, it's like when you like where do these things come from? Like
You-
as a business owner,
you live in Waxahachie for real. If you talking about where did that Starbucks come from? Good God.
yeah.
Freebirds just started in College Station.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Well, so
But
where's
go ahead,
Starbucks
yeah,
from?
I was.
You said
Seattle.
Seattle?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to talk shit. I was
What
just saying,
about
like, we got here
Chipotle?
today. I was like, where are we
Denver.
going? He's like, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Taco
There's
Bueno
one here?
is San Angelo, and Buffalo Wild Wings is Dayton, Ohio.
No
Yeah.
wonder they suck.
In and out.
In-N-Out sucks too.
Yeah, fuck it and out.
Fuck In-N-Out. Whataburger.
Corpus Christi.
You love it?
McDonald's is Pasadena.
Yeah, I don't fuck with all that.
Or no, not San
If I do
Bernardino.
fast food, it's Whataburger or, believe it or not, Taco Bell. Because I used to work there, so I know what to order.
They don't sell anything that I used to order from there anymore.
Damn, that's how you know it wasn't good.
They got rid of the double decker. They
Okay,
got rid of my
that's-
business.
So you know,
That was literally, I was just
hey,
about
I'll
to
tell
ask
you
that.
how to order the double decker, bro.
I made double deckers at home before made tacos, and then but I did do my own, make a double decker out of it. And I literally said that, I go, does Taco Bell still make double deckers? Because I guess
Certified city boy.
I've ordered some recently, ordered Taco Bell, but I guess I hadn't even looked enough to.
Yeah.
Because that would still get them. They're amazing.
Double deckers are fucking my childhood.
Let me ask you this: How are you in life? Have you ever Uber Eats Taco Bell?
Fuck.
So I'm old man, get off my porch when it comes to Uber Eats.
Yeah,
I,
dude.
I follow.
No.
I believe there's 3 things that should be delivered: Chinese food, pizza,
And pussy.
and maybe that's it. Maybe those are the only 2. Other than that, everything else, fuck you. Get your fat ass up, and if you want to get that to go, drive your fat ass to the fucking restaurant.
But what if you
and
can't
go in
drive
the
there?
to-go order thing? I think I
Bro,
wish
I had
people.
Taco Bell delivered last night.
I wish people would get shot in the face when I wish people would get carjacked when you're curbside delivery.
When somebody tells me that
if
they
you roll
can't-
up to a restaurant and you want them to curbside deliver your shit, I hope a group of dudes walk up before you get your food and steal your shit. No, actually, after you get your food.
God, we get the
Rob your
fucking point,
and-
dude.
yeah,
I get it,
I don't know. Don't
You
be
don't
fucking
like
lazy.
us.
That's
I
part of America.
understand.
It's part of America being
But when you
lazy.
start drinking, you want some Taco
No,
Bell. bro,
I don't
you
like
driving.
anybody that says they can't afford something when they fucking pay an extra $10 or $15 for fast fucking food.
How
I
do
do it all
you
the
how do you
time.
feel about some of these states that fill your gas up? They make you fill the gas up.
Well, like I said, if that's the rule, you know, if it's unionized or whatever, that's not my thing.
But you're not paying anything extra for them to fill it up.
Yeah, we've
You
done
can
trips
tip
like
them.
that where we've told the dude,
When you,
hey,
the
look,
only 2 states is Oregon and New Jersey. The only 2 states that
What
do
about the
it.
crackhead that
Crunch
comes to wash
Wrap
your front
Supreme. I've
windshield?
never had one.
No.
Don't eat that. Do not order the Crunch Wrap Supreme. I'll tell you later why.
But no, it's like it to me it blows my mind. It's like you got to be a real fucking homebody and hate people. And I get it. That's a trend. I don't like people. Like
It's not
then
a trend.
fucking go kill yourself.
Yeah,
Go kill yourself.
I'm just I can't go to Taco Bell.
Why?
You know why?
Well, first off, why the fuck as an adult you eating Taco Bell? Go to
Because
fucking.
it's like 2 a.m. I'm done. I done whooped up all day.
What are you doing up at 2 a.m. not going to Whataburger?
Because that's how I got wrapped up. Was coming from
I'm not gonna lie,
Whataburger.
Jack in the
Well,
Box
that is
tacos
a
get done.
a valid excuse.
that is a common thing if you want to get hemmed up.
Go to Whataburger.
For intoxication issues. Whataburger is like the local Sting after
is.
the bar.
Really?
So
And then when you leave that place, you do a double fucking whammy burnout on the 85.
okay, well
C10.
you deserved it.
I stand by what I said on curbside. Don't ever make a place
Praise
bring
hell,
their
praise
food out
hell.
to you. But yeah, I would give the one
going
exception
to
to
jail.
the Uber Eats. I have benefited from that as far as having been partying or whatever, and just a way to safely get food to you. But again, when it comes to that, I'm usually old school. If you can't rummage around and eat something that's already there, be an adult and wait till the next morning. Like, don't. you
I
don't
got a
have to
great
be
story.
gluttonous.
So
Unless it's Chinese food.
Unless it's for your kids.
Well, Chinese food, like I said, they normally deliver Chinese food, pizza all day. But other than that,
Or I get
fuck
catfish
off.
delivered.
in 2020, we were in Long Island, New York, and we were doing a podcast live, or not live, but we were doing a podcast with Clem Speed Shop and Steve Chamberlain, right? Great fucking time. It's out there. In the middle of this podcast, Steve decides he wants to Uber Eats Taco Bell
Let's do it.
at 1 a.m. in fucking Long Island. So all he could get was like a certain type of food, and he ended up ordering like $100 worth of fucking tacos and shit. And now here's the deal. I'm one of those guys that is, if you're gonna buy tacos for us, I'm all about order this shit, do that. But I'm definitely not the dude that's gonna like ask my wife, hey, we want to do tonight? I don't know. Let's Uber Eats. I'm like, no, let's go out and sit down
Oh, I do
and
that
have
too.
a good night together,
Or
make something at home.
Yeah.
But there's something special about that Uber Eats, boy. You get that 12-piece catfish with shrimp from Razoo's, boy.
It's all fucking soggy because
No, it's not.
I don't feel like
Hey, pay the extra $2 priority. What do you mean?
Yeah.
It's right down the road. Come
Dude,
on.
you're
You
paying
gotta
so
like
much
that, bro.
money for a
Dude.
fucking delivery, dog.
you're putting
Hey,
off
Renny
like
got money, dog.
I'm a startup vibe, but you got fucking like
all my money. All
Let's
my
flip the
money.
script. What if I'm an Uber Eats delivery guy?
What's up?
What if I work for Uber Eats? Is that cool?
You're gonna get paid.
What if you work for them? Then you would not be sitting in this podcast right now for sure. Because
Yeah, who is this guy? I'm just kidding.
no, there's nothing wrong with all that shit. But I don't know, man.
Well, sometimes when it's Sunday, bro, you went out last night. You're like, fuck this. I'm in a situation where that car
I feel like
can't
you're
move.
trying to encourage
well, no,
me to
I-
want to buy a trailer right now. or
I've
something.
I've had to stop on my way to a Sonic, hung over his balls,
You ever had
and
it-
thrown up on my way to go get my food. It's just the way it is, man. Like,
You ever had an interlock in your truck?
no.
Calm down then. Sometimes you need to Uber Eats.
Oh, like I said, I get that's the
Sometimes you can't pick that Taco Bell up.
drive her car.
that's the one exemption I give you. is the
I'm not there yet.
drinking.
I got one car.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one exemption I give is the drinking.
Well, then give me the exemption,
Stay
'cause
safe.
that's where I'm at.
But otherwise, if you're just
got
that
an
asshole
interlock in
orders
my
at
truck.
3:00 in the afternoon because you're lazy, I don't fuck with that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
This is like, I can't blow in that fucking thing to start it. I'm not going to Taco Bell.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like it's a before it was like this thing where, you know, certain people had to get out of their comfort zone to go do things like go to get food.
For COVID.
And if you're like that,
that's what
fucking,
the hit was.
If you're that like antisocial, anxiety around, like, I feel like the whole world is being accommodated to that person that just can't deal with people,
Yeah,
right?
dude, you seen that new
not
meme?
forced to like, hey, I got to go muster up the energy to go like be around people because I need to eat to survive.
Have
now,
you seen the meme that says "sit down when you pee" to respect the dudes who?
No, I don't follow gay shit like you do.
No, I didn't say I follow it. I said, have you ever seen the meme that says "now we're sitting down to pee because we're
I
going to
don't
respect"?
follow things that would like.
Well, I follow
follow-
him, so that pops up. So
Okay.
there you go.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck you just said, but all right, doggy.
You sit peeing, bro?
I'm just saying, like,
A good sit pee feels great though.
depends on
After you take a shit.
One of those ones where you think you got to take a dump, you sit down, start peeing, and it's a big fart. It turns out it's just it was a hoax all along.
Right.
Leave it. You realize like, fuck, man. I guess I just sat down to pee. I don't have to poop anyways after all.
he says Renny got the no license special. I don't know how they know this,
Dude.
but okay.
The best thing in the world is butt pee.
But
What?
Butt pee.
like just pissing out of your ass type of thing?
Dude,
Oh,
just
there's
like-
something that's kind of like, I guess I know everything's out.
Hey,
It's very, very purging, yeah.
Yeah, I feel
It
like
is.
I feel like I can stand on a fucking scale afterwards and definitely have 5
you're
pounds
swole up, bro.
leftovers. I'm like,
You're
shit,
swole
I'm
up,
cut
dude.
right now.
Your packs are showing at that point. You're like, fuck yeah, dude.
Three of those in a day. I'm like, God damn, I'm fucking cutting weight.
Three of those. You
For
got
one. I'm good
Bro.
for one when I wake up, and then
3 of those, dog. You ate
3
something crazy.
in a day.
Yeah.
You ate something crazy.
I Uber Eats. Taco Bell.
I Uber Eats.
Nah, I'm just saying I can't always get to Taco Bell, man.
I'm still overcoming COVID or some shit like that.
Apparently,
Did you get COVID, Renny?
yeah. In the first year it came out in that February for the NPA show in Kentucky.
You almost
I
died.
got it when I went to the drag specialty show coming home from Houston.
Did you tell anybody?
No, because it was before COVID.
Oh, you
this
fucking
was like where they were
asshole.
like, I was on the plane and there was like motherfuckers wearing masks, and I had no idea why. And then we get home, me and my wife, dude, we're dying. My kids were all dying. But ever since then, dude, I'm good. My immunity is like Jamie.
There you go, young Jamie.
Young Jamie, dude. My shit got stripes like this.
I had a one solid day in like January where it put me on my ass.
It'll fuck you up.
And then my wife got COVID like 2 weeks ago, and it put her on her ass for a
2
week.
weeks ago?
Yeah,
Dude, I had it like 5 times.
Hey, how is this 6 feet?
dude.
I'm just kidding.
If
That's
you're
how
gonna-
they act.
if you're
right
gonna
now.
die from
I'm just
COVID,
kidding. That's how they act. They're like,
I
"Oh,
don't.
come
I
around."
don't.
It's like,
you're not a
calm down.
friend. Like you're.
Damn,
you know,
dude.
we gotta weed out the week, bro.
Damn, I'm a number on the scale.
Yeah.
I've had that shit like 5 times.
Well, yeah, you work with people from Afghanistan, bro. All that weird shit you got going on. You got UFOs and shit at your base.
Yeah, dude. Leak some fucking knowledge, dude. What's going on?
Are aliens real, dog?
Me no speak English.
Do we or do we not know of unidentified flying objects? Fuck.
No, a lot of
This
dudes,
guy's tapped
a lot of
in.
dudes in the military though, when that COVID shit happened, dude. So you go get tested, automatically 5 days off. If you're positive, 3 weeks off, dude. So
Damn,
those people
paid?
just getting tested
Paid?
randomly.
Paid?
Of course, yeah. So you're just getting tested randomly, dude. Like, oh
Bro, I was
fuck,
working in the
oh
shop.
fuck, my buddy's coming over.
COVID-
I'm
That's
gonna
why.
get tested.
Hey,
That's why
cough in
everybody's-
my mouth.
Lick this doorknob.
Oh, you
man.
got it? You got it?
Dude,
cough on me.
I
Cough
swear,
in me.
Hey,
I
dude,
was
I
working
swear to
at-
God, that's how it was. Fuck, he got it. You better say my name. He was next to me, dog.
Dog, I was
That's
working in the
exactly how
shop
it
when
was.
COVID hit, and the owner was still out there like shaking hands and shit. He caught COVID, and his dog died. It was terrible. But
of
this
COVID?
fool's like 89
Because of
years
COVID,
old.
or he was like fucking
no,
89
the dog,
years old.
No, the dog died. Hey, not him, fool. The dog died from
Yeah, the
COVID.
dog was probably 15 years old.
The dog was a ghost. The dog looked as white as that light.
How do you know the dog died of COVID?
Because they
Because
said,
Rennie's a doctor.
I follow CNN, dog.
Fair enough.
The hashtags I follow are MAGA.
What's that stand for?
Make everything great again.
Oh.
With an E instead of an A.
That was a horrible hashtag, by the way.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm doing.
Rennie doesn't follow hashtags. So.
You should hire somebody to do like your social media for you. Since
I try to help him out all the time, man.
No. Don't help. Charge.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you? So I do reels when it's like me butt naked on a bike.
How's that working out for you?
You liked it.
Shit.
Set up, dude. I was
me.
waiting, bro.
That's what took me so long to bring my bike to Renny, dude. After I
calm
seen
the
that fucking
fuck
picture, I was
down.
like, fuck that. Dude.
He's like, you the guy?
It's that's picked up some momentum. Seems like everybody's getting naked on other people's bikes
So the-
now.
yeah,
Did you do a naked thing
yeah,
on
he
a bike?
did, dude. When Jetty won the,
So,
I don't. I'm sure I liked it just because.
No, there's a way you can go look at what you like. You can go check it out. But yeah, you did.
Deleted it.
Anyway, so the reason why I did it was
simply
because
like.
yeah, you liked it. Whatever. They were hating on me on Saturday, right? Yeah, we're like, bro, how the fuck are you gonna get on this man's bike naked? I was like, you don't understand the inner joke of this whole thing.
Yeah.
He's like, I would never fucking blah blah blah. That's why you ain't
Whose
for
bike
you.
was it? Jetty's bike?
Jetty's. This is the one he won.
Oh, the
If it was like somebody else, I would have done it. But I
Yeah.
did it because it was Jetty. Like, calm down, everybody chill.
And it was a raffle bike. It wasn't his first bike.
I get it. I look like Hank Hill. Calm down.
hey, well, when I get my bike back from his garage, I'm smelling the seat, and I'll tell you if you sat on it or not.
Watch out, dude. You'll get pink
No,
eye.
don't smell it. Don't smell it. Lick it, dog. That's how you really know if it was there or not.
Yeah.
It don't smell like salt. It tastes like salt.
You need to wipe it with a dude wipe and then look at the dude wipe to see if there's anything on
I might
it.
have some for
Dude,
you.
my Saddleman was black, not brown, man.
It'd be like tan. Shit.
Nah, but that thing, I think Jetty. So that shit started in the down south last year. So I think RD.
Yeah, RD did it first.
RD did it, and I think Jetty did it right
Dude,
afterwards.
RD looked like a fucking refrigerator sitting on that bike.
Jesus Christ, dude.
That's a good analogy.
You might have to cut this and do a Patreon, but RD looked like a fucking refrigerator. And then when Jetty got on there, he looked like a deep freezer. I was like, good God. And then I think Big Trouble did it.
Big Trouble did it in the Smokies.
That motherfucker looked like
Wait,
a forklift, bro.
No,
He was like excited
I'm
to
tripping.
be there.
I'm
He had 2 legs, but there was 4 kicking up. I was like, calm
So
the
no,
fuck down,
I
guy.
take that back. I got my times mixed up. Big Trouble did it first.
There you go.
During the Smokies when they were in Nashville, he did a Jetty or Steve's bike.
In the living room.
No. Jetty
It was
did
in somebody's house, right?
No, it was like in Nashville. I think he did Steve's bike because it was on the trailer for.
Yeah, that's what.
Because that's when.
Yeah, he looked like the forklift. Because that's what I said. He was on the
And
back
then-
of the trailer. Yeah.
Then we went to the down south, and then fucking
RD
did it, and then Jetty did it, and then it happened again
Looking like
with.
a General Electric fucking 12-volt.
It's almost like now it's like a rite of passage to be a dude naked on your bike holding your junk.
Hey, listen, if you ain't willing to
Hang 'em High
fucking-
he did it in Sturgis at the Black Hills. I got to give him a little bit of credit.
That's tight.
At
No,
a
that's
show.
tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tight.
And then
He
our
works
buddy-
out, though.
Our buddy Zach, Lot Lizard, he's
Yeah.
ridden through Deep Ellum naked
Yeah.
before,
Butt
did
naked
wheelies and
on
shit.
a bike.
Yeah.
2018, CJ Barham did it.
Yeah, I was saying there's another
That's
big
why
stunt
his
dude that did it.
podcast started. Hey, bro,
Yeah,
you
the
doing
naked,
anything?
the
Getting
naked
out,
Willie.
He's-
Maybe you should like help
Help
bail
him
him
get
out
out,
of
bro.
jail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the one out of Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That sounds
We're gonna
sketchy.
find out.
I don't know.
Sounds like you shouldn't do illegal shit in places where you can't.
Bro, when I got naked on that bike,
comments, but they're
Hey,
saying
I've been
that
to
they-
Mexico.
when
a
I
few
got
times,
naked on
bro.
that bike,
Fuck
I
around
looked
and find
like
out,
fucking-
doggy.
What'd you say, Hank Hill?
Well, they're saying they planted a gun on him, right? Isn't that the
I have no idea what's going on.
I 100% believe that shit, dog. Like,
Yeah.
it's a different
bro,
world.
That's
out
what
there.
I mean.
your
I
people
think
like
in the
that.
comments,
Calm
I don't know anybody that, but they were saying that.
It's
I
a-
guess there's a gun charge, and that's why it's a big deal. But they're like, dude, he didn't have a gun. They put that
No.
shit
And you
on.
know what's
They
funny is like
they're looking
you'll
for a
see,
payout.
but you'll see like a post of 2 different people. There'll be one post that's like, "Hey man, so do this so we can help this guy out," and then you'll see another post, "Fuck this dude, how can you support this? Whatever, blah blah." It's like, calm the fuck down. The dude's in jail.
Yeah.
Help if you can. If you don't, then shut up. Like,
Yeah. Don't
we
like
get it. Like,
knock on his whatever.
They
might
hate
would
because
do.
they think he has all these followers, he makes all this money, he bangs all these girls. Whatever. Just calm down. The dude's in jail. Get the fool out, and then talk shit to him, and then ask him, "Hey, is that your gun or not?"
No, it wasn't, dog. I know
No,
for
it wasn't.
was.
It's
I
fucking-
said
Yeah.
before they
No.
announced like they planted a gun, I said it to my boys. I was like, "They
Yeah.
for sure planning that shit." I've been to Mexico, dog. I know.
What'd you say on the way up here? You're like, "Bro, if I ever got pulled over, I'll throw that shit in your seat." Damn, bro. I was like, "Fuck, bro."
I got pulled over riding a moped in Mexico without my helmet on. And I had
Did
to
you
pay
do? Give
60
them $20?
60 is what he
Yeah,
charged
60.
me. Otherwise, I had to go downtown. I was on a cruise, so I was like, man, I got to get
So you
back
need
to the
the
boat. I
60.
can't
If your
fuck
skin
around
was a
with
little browner, it would have been 20.
You don't drink the juice. Now we got to wrap it up, man. We can't be doing too long here. We're already 3.5.
Drink the juice.
I'm not drinking shit.
I'm just kidding.
this. Well, I'd gag probably worse than that time with the moonshine when I was sitting in his spot. Yeah.
I ain't
Whose
cleaning
moonshine was it?
that. Scott
Scott.
Simpson.
Shit.
Well, Renny, I'm looking forward to this weekend. Straight up.
You sure coming?
Yeah, I'm coming. 100%.
I'm just.
I have no kids.
I'm gonna block off some time so I can help you build your tent.
I thought you were gonna put a tent up for me when I got there. Like it was already gonna be there, have my name on it, just like at the airport. Like,
Yes.
for Jace.
He's got a rider like when a musician plays at a concert venue.
Yeah, I need a
He's
green
got a
one.
list. He's got a list.
Did you figure it out?
We'll talk about it
So
in a minute.
in my
City
green
boy.
room,
Dang, he don't even know what he's doing in 3 days, bro. God damn.
in my green room, I do expect Corona premieres.
Good luck with that. In your green room, there's gonna be green, and you have plenty of room, and that'll be that. But no, I appreciate you bringing me on, bro. That's cool.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, Lone Star Campout this weekend.
September 9th, 10th, and 11th. We will be there.
So-
Come Friday. So
Friday.
Friday we're doing beers and bikes at the bar. Saturday, Chooch is holding a bike show. We're also doing yard games. Sunday, we're going to hold prizes, and there will be some giveaways.
I'm leaving first thing Sunday morning. Just
Good.
so you know.
You're not a winner.
Everybody's leaving
I'll
Sunday.
meet you Sunday.
You're
dog.
not a winner.
Nobody wakes up Sunday and goes, I'm going to stick around.
Well, no. We're doing something to say goodbye. Like,
Okay.
to give
I
something
mean,
to
Better
my
be
bike's-
happening at
my
9
bike's
a.m.
My bike's torn apart, so I'll probably be walking.
if you can be up.
My goal is to be there Friday. Like, if everything goes perfect this week, then my goal, I'll be there Friday for Saturday. But worst case scenario, I'll leave here Saturday early in the morning and be there by 9 a.m.
Yeah, there's a lot of fools that are coming Friday. I think Jetty's coming Saturday. You're coming Friday. I'll be there Friday.
Trey said he can only do Friday to Saturday because he has to work.
Yeah, that's
Saturday,
fine.
so.
But it's going to be fun regardless. But yeah, if you come, cool. We'll be there.
And yeah, no bullshit. Oh, I know most of the East Texas boys will be out there, and all of our
Cody's
friends,
coming out
all of our
Friday.
friends
Yeah,
that
dude.
went.
So this year we got to do pre-sale, like tickets. Last year we didn't get to do that, so I get to get like a gauge on who's coming. It's deep. It'll be good. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
And everybody that was there, I mean, you talked about it earlier, but everybody had a fucking great time. You
Yeah.
know, not hearing it from the dude that put it on, hearing it third party, me talking to guys that were there. It was one of the fucking surprise and fucking cooler parties of the year that everybody that I know that was there absolutely fucking loved it and is going back. So
Well, come for last year. We'll be there.
the last year at this place, and then
Yay. All right.